Hi, I'm Michael, and you're currently watching Off Topic. If you'd like to watch it live, Fridays at 12 p.m. Central, just click on this link to be a Rooster Teeth sponsor. The first month is completely free, and it gives you access to stuff like this podcast live, our brand new show, Theater Mode. There's a new episode out right now. Go watch it. And documentaries and other stuff.
I had to spill.
Yes, you did.
What a reveal.
There's an intro? Since when? Mika says.
Mika, while we're playing the intro, is like, oh, there's an intro to this? I didn't realize.
Wow, you guys,
Usually, I mean,
you guys
it's
have come a
Jeremy.
long way.
Watching
Jeremy
the
still
content.
watches the
I
content.
watch the
Not a
content
prerequisite, Ryan.
sometimes.
It's,
To-
well, that
to being
was,
hired.
She used to watch the content.
I did.
Once
But
upon a
then she
time.
got in good. Once
she
you
got
once
here.
you know people here, you don't
You're like,
watch
To be
this shit.
fair to Mika, I've never been on the podcast before, so.
Yeah, but you knew there was
There
an
you go.
intro.
But she's a huge fan, so I can get why she wouldn't watch it if I'm not.
Gotcha.
Oh,
now that I'm here.
Gotcha.
I bet she'll watch this one. Wink.
Well, okay. But
So, listen, I have a funny thing.
Yeah, what do you
So
got?
I'm here. I'm Bernie, by the way.
Yep.
I have to, do we do intros on this? I never
Sure.
watched
Yeah.
the show.
That's true. Hey, it's Off Topic, episode 27.
Hey.
And this week we're sponsored by Foot Cardigan and Audible. Here they are now. Here's the graphics that weren't. I went too fast for them. I've never been this fast. There they are. There they are. They're like, oh shit, oh shit, shit.
there was like
Play.
7 more minutes
Usually
of
he
vamping
talks
about
for
it.
Right.
8 minutes before we get to it. I'm your host, Michael. Joining us this week, Mika, Bernie, sort
Hey.
of, and Ryan.
Sort of.
Well,
I have a problem. I have a little bit of a scheduling problem. And I can explain it like this, is that this is a line of dialogue. This is one of the many lines of dialogue. Matt wrote a script for
don't cut
RVD
close.
14.
Oh,
That
he's showing
is
me.
right there. That is a Lopez line that I have to deliver.
Oh.
So no one's going to be able to translate that anyway into anything that
is it
makes
a
any
line
sense.
or it's like a paragraph?
It's like 20 pages of Lopez dialogue. And we're trying to figure out how to power
Jesus.
through it. So this is going to be kind of a little like behind the scenes like live experiment. People can see how long it takes me to record Lopez lines.
Right.
I'm going to do that real
They
quick.
probably-
I'll be
Alright.
right back.
They would probably
Alright.
hear you too. if you're-
Miles is just
loud
off.
I'm taking my beer.
3 lines.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
Three
right there.
Miles came with him.
We didn't make it before the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah.
Go.
Miles came
We gotta
with
have
him.
it done today.
Yeah.
And
no
we
shit.
never
RVB
saw
ships
Bernie
tomorrow.
again. Oh my God,
True.
he left his phone. No,
Did he really?
he did.
That's okay.
How much does he trust us?
Also, we can probably hear him do this from here.
Yeah, I
That's
mean
true.
the sound booth is right
Es
there.
un
Yeah.
But
hombre.
Miles came over and he's like, "Oh hey,
Spanish?
what's up?"
That was the first 2 words on there.
Fucking
oh,
I
spoilers.
just gave it away.
Jesus.
Un hombre.
Fortunately, I don't know what that means. So.
It means it's
La
guy.
la 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 la. Spoilers.
Yeah.
Guy.
Right.
Spoilers,
Spoilers.
man. Come on.
Jesus.
Means it's a bicycle.
It's a bicycle. There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah, you can do well.
RVD
Hey,
14
Mika,
bicycles, yeah.
I'm glad that you'll share a table with me.
I'm glad that you'll share a table with me,
Okay,
Ryan.
so we, backstory.
Yeah.
We did a little Destiny stream yesterday.
Also,
R- Fuck you, all right? Well, yes, backstory, we did a Destiny stream yesterday, and Ryan decided it was a great time to be an asshole to me.
look, I was in a dark place.
It's fine, I understand.
I woke up to a dead dog that morning. It was not a good morning.
No, it's not a good morning.
And it was the way it compounded with the fact that that night before I got home and I got jeffed with
You
the
did.
fucking Roomba.
Yeah, dog
What?
shit.
It means
Oh,
that's,
no.
that's when a dog
Roomba
shits on the
plus
carpet and
dog
the
shit.
Roomba's like, I'll take care of it.
Oh, Jesus.
Don't I'll clean it up. it's like
No.
some sort of Rosie the robot if she shit herself and smeared all over the
Pretty
walls.
much,
And the
yeah.
Jetsons are like, Rosie, stop. She's like, I've got it.
On the upside, the carpet really took care of the problem within a couple feet, a couple dozen feet.
Ugh.
So it just kind of smeared it around there, and I think the Roomba gave up and died in the same room.
Uh-huh.
So it was really just mainly a Roomba cleaning experience.
Did you salvage the Roomba?
It's got no brushes in it, but I think I cleaned it. I think it'll still be functional once I put brushes back in.
Right.
Jeff's died
Well,
from the event.
Dog shit killed a Roomba.
It did. It did.
One
it
can
killed
hope.
It. It got in there. It got in there good.
That's disgusting.
I'm going to be honest. About half of me kind of wishes it would just go ahead and expire.
Is it like an older one?
Yeah,
Are you talking about the Roomba
it's-
or another dog?
The
I'm
Roomba.
sorry.
No, I'm,
Okay.
I'm happy keeping the dogs I've got.
Yeah.
The dog thing was very sad.
Does
So-
the Roomba like smell when it heats up?
Did
I don't know yet. It hasn't run yet.
do you know, was it the dog that died that left
No,
the shit?
because
Oh,
that
okay.
dog was in a crate during
Okay.
the day. Yes, so it was an unrelated
Okay.
double occurrence.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we don't really know what happened with the dog. We think he just got old and threw a clot. And,
Well, sorry for your loss.
well, it's,
Hey,
it's
at least
cool.
he didn't-
It's here's the thing. The one bit of humor left in it was, and it's an odd place to derive it, but you then have to explain to a 5-year-old where the dog went. So my son's interpretation of what happened to the dog. My son watches a lot of, there's a show called Trucks, and I guess as trucks get older, they get rusty.
Okay.
So his interpretation was, Quigley went away, he's gone to heaven. When dogs get older, they start to get rusty. And when they get rusty, you have to put them in the crusher machine to get all the rust off. See, this is where he diverged from the line that we had given him.
Right.
He went off book a bit.
Uh-huh.
And so you put him in the crusher.
Kind of chose his own adventure.
He really, he took a turn, which, I sometimes I think that he lives in a more interesting world than I
Also,
live in.
if he's okay with that reality,
He's okay
the
with that
actual
reality.
Dog dying,
isn't
yeah.
that bad.
To him, no, it was fine. The crusher transported Eli into, or not Eli.
God,
whoa.
Transported Quigley into the next life. So
I'm surprised you're into work the next day.
it's his perspective on it. I think was better than ours.
This is also now. This is the same. Your son had a similar revelation. He had a dream once where he didn't want to get sucked into the sky.
Yeah,
What?
Yes.
there was several. I don't know if it was a dream or what started it, but just one night he said, "I don't want to go into the sky, Daddy." That was the last thing he would say to me every
Your
night.
response was,
Don't worry about it. You'll be fine, buddy. It's okay. Well, you won't go in the sky.
okay.
And that persisted. Don't know where that came from. Persisted for months. Last thing he would say every night, "I don't want to go in the sky, Daddy. I want to stay down here." Like, okay. Don't worry about it, son. You'll be fine.
I swear, kids.
Stay away from the crusher.
Kids are
Yeah.
have this weird split reality between this dimension and some other fucking dimension. Because when you babysit kids and they talk about, oh, my mermaid friend is here with me. Doesn't she want to play? And you're like,
That's where the ghost hunters they latch
Right.
onto that shit,
Yeah.
and they're like the children see them.
and the dogs
Yeah.
can bark at ghosts.
Yeah, there's a bunch of crazy stories about kids. It's Lindsay's huge into that shit, but there's one I don't know, some of them are true, or I heard the story or blah 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 about fucking kids. There was this one thing in particular. There was some museum or some shit, some war exhibit or something, and there was it was a veteran there, and there's some supposedly known story where a little kid was talking to the veteran, and the little kid knew about a guy that died and in a war with him. And he's like, "How do you know this?" And it was some 5-year-old kid.
That's Bernie. It's my old friend. This is the kid. He's talking like that
Yeah.
because he's channeling. It's Bernie.
Yeah.
It's my old friend Bernie.
pass me a smoke. People are huge into that shit.
And
I
then,
like those ghost shows. They have some really good ones that you can just binge on Netflix.
Not the frat boy ones.
No,
They're
no,
like,
no, no,
All right,
no.
dude, this is extreme ghost. We're gonna go catch him right now.
No, there's
there's-
this really good show where it's this group of adventurers and they go to Peru and Bernie's back.
Oh, you done already?
I was gonna high step in, and then it felt like a Nazi goose step. So
You
I
started it. I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw you go. I'm gonna not.
and it's you couldn't fully commit to that.
Yeah,
So.
and we've already got the 2 Funhouse logos, so it doesn't look
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, no.
That's right.
Stepping into that.
Well, I'm done with my lines. I'm having to fall off
wasn't
my
bad.
bad Spanish phonetics. So
I mean, at least it was always bad, right? That was the intention.
yeah, we would translate it. We'd take an English line, and then we translate it through Google Translate or Babelfish at the time.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Translate to Spanish, and then sometimes to really fuck it up, we translate it back to English and then back to Spanish. So it would make it look just like caveman language.
Google Translate will talk now, right?
Really?
Yeah,
You
well,
just hit the button. It'll
this was
read
back
it
in
for
the
you.
day.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess with it.
When they
It's
use
been-
Babelfish. Ooh.
We
So,
should- we
so
need
we're
to
saying
get
we can
you
get
to
rid of Kyler altogether.
Yeah. Well, we need to turn you into the next Microsoft Voice.
I'm down with
Yeah.
that. There's got to be good money in that, right? I mean,
Yeah.
does Cortana get a royalty every time somebody gets an error message or something? Probably not.
I doubt it.
I feel like that would be a lot of tracking.
Voice
Yeah.
acting for stuff like that, near impossible. There was you've done a lot of it.
radio shit's what you want. That's where you get royalty checks and shit.
Well, just reading ads or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
That's a good gig. Yeah, but if you're doing a video game and you're having to do responses and stuff, there's just tens of thousands of lines of dialogue. You're just sitting there again and again and again and again, over and over again. That'd be fucking mind numbing, dude. Mind numbing.
But I'd still love a Bernie GPS. That'd be fun.
We talked about it at one point.
I want Vic.
We almost did a Sheila one.
Seriously?
Yeah, Nico tried to convince me to do it. There was a GPS called TomTom, and you could make your own kits. But I just thought, nobody we know has a fucking TomTom. So
No.
it's why would we do this, right?
That's why there's not TomToms now.
And it was going to be, I think, 800 hours of work for your Mary the Boo.
Fucking
Yeah,
shit.
10 weeks,
Damn.
Well, think of how many
kidding.
names it has to
That's
say.
a lot of fucking words, man.
It is,
That's
yeah.
mind
Yeah,
numbing.
that's a lot.
You're just reading street names.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing. Building a library of that
Do you
shit.
think, so they must have a master list of every street name in the U.S.
Can't imagine. Yeah.
Oh God, it would be pages.
I like
It'd probably be a few.
Well, it'd be a Word doc, so it wouldn't be.
And then you have to get all the highways and all the entrances and exits and the avenues and circles and no, that sounds horrible.
and then left and right.
And then left and
That'd
right.
be
Yeah.
tough, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
Also,
like your
We
easy
forgot,
day.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
All
Can
the
you come
lengths,
back?
3/4 of a mile, 1 mile, 2 miles. No.
Then kilometers,
Then
let's not for
kilometers,
kilometers,
yep.
You go into that booth, you'd have this script that's like this thick. You get the first page is like forward, left, right, exit, slow down, U-turn. It's like, what's the rest of this shit? So you get through like 90% of the actual directions, and the rest of it is just street names to
What
the
you-
end of time.
Oh.
What you want to bet is alphabetized. So by the A section, they're all like, "Hey, it's Anaheim Street," blah, blah, blah. And then by the time you get to W, it's like, "Fuck, you're just Wisteria Boulevard. I don't give a shit."
Yeah, that's exactly why we didn't do it. And Yo Mary wanted to do it because it was, 10 weeks of work.
Yeah.
So I
Right,
was like,
yeah.
why not, right? But I was like, yeah, we're not doing that.
A lot.
So it would just sit there, and nobody would use it,
Yeah. You would.
What's that?
You would. For like a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You'd be
For the
like,
novelty.
cool.
The novelty
I'm gonna
thing.
turn that
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's cool. Let's go back to the old one that I can actually fucking understand.
Right.
Well, anyway, my dog dying was a setup to me to being extra
I interrupted
fun with
that
you.
story. Is that what I came back
Kind
from?
of.
Kind
Yeah,
of.
no, we covered the dog dying.
We
yeah,
got
that was-
dog dying.
We were
ghosts.
really talking about Ryan raining down on Mika during Destiny.
I don't feel
yesterday.
like I was unusually raining down though.
You
That
were
was
a
pretty
little
un-
a little bit unusually.
You were- no,
That
it-
was like light Gavin.
No,
Gavin
I
would've gone further.
I would agree with you. It was a light Gavining, but like for you throwing it at Mika, it was a bit. She was unprepared.
Also,
for
if Gavin
Yeah.
threw it at me, he knows that I'd kick him and tell him to shut the fuck up. So.
No, but he means he gave you a
Oh,
light
he gave me a
dose
light
of
dose.
what
Yeah, no,
he
it
gives
was-
to
Gives to
Gavin.
Gavin.
Yeah, no. I mean,
true.
that was a much lighter version of what Gavin would have done.
true,
That's what I'm
true.
saying. Gavin goes hard. Gavin goes personal. I was just like giving you sass about your directions.
Yeah.
Ryan, you knew he was just he was looking to fight with anybody when he kept almost quitting the game. Like, Ryan, what are you doing? And he's like, we're gonna go back to orbit. I bet you'd like that, huh? I bet you'd like that. Like the timer just kept coming up, and we're just like, what are you doing?
I was
What are you
seeing how
doing?
close I
And he's
could
like,
push it.
Do you still want to play or
I
not?
was the party leader, so I could yank them all out of it
He
too.
just got
So you
dark.
fucked up. You just reset everybody's work by what? How many hours?
Well, no, you go back to the beginning
You
of the
go- you
checkpoint.
go back
We
to
would
the
have been
beginning of
right
the
there.
checkpoint.
We would
But
have
he was
lost
just-
nothing.
So he did.
It was the principle of the
We
thing.
decided
being
to
an
do
asshole.
fun time best friend stream, and we did the
How'd that
Vault of-
go?
It went great.
We did
They
the
won
Vault of
Achievement
Glass.
We did the
Hunter.
Vault of Glass
Yeah.
because it's so easy,
The
right?
shortest
What
way.
level are you guys?
We're
now?
like
Destiny?
I'm like the lowest. I'm 313.
And I was 3.
We were like 313 to 320.
No, Matt was lower, especially because he
Was
was
he?
wearing a decorative helmet.
Okay,
wearing a
well,
helmet,
he was
but-
wearing
He
a
was wearing,
helmet.
he was wearing like a Ghost Rider mask.
a
from-
formal helmet.
He put a helmet on and put him at 280.
Yeah.
I dropped out of Destiny like right after Oryx. When you have to do the thing where you'd like be looking through the glass, get the sword, pick up the sword, and kill
That's
Oryx.
Crota.
That's Crota, right?
Right.
That's where I dropped
Yeah.
out. Like
Yeah.
right after that was all the trials.
Yeah.
Didn't do any of that. Like that,
That's fun.
I took a look at that for
So
like.
you didn't play Taken King then?
Nope.
No,
Taken
not
King
really
was
yet.
great.
Taken King was
Yeah.
incredible.
That's the
It
most
had
I got into
story.
the game.
Yeah.
Was when Taken King came out. I liked that way more than I ever liked Destiny.
Agreed.
Just like the changes they made, the story they added, the way you level up is different. Like the way armor drop works, it's like
The armor
way.
drops are still bullshit.
It's bullshit, but it's
Absolute
not
bullshit.
bullshit compared to like day one when you spent 3 hours shooting in a fucking cave.
So
Like
Right.
that's what I remember
Yeah.
at the beginning of Destiny. We literally did a stream of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
We did a Destiny stream with me, Ryan, Jeff, and maybe somebody else standing on a rock shooting at a cave for like 2.5 hours.
The
And I
loot cave
remember
was
That's a
Incredible.
Destiny unboxing.
I
video.
remember one guy, a fan who like saw us there at some point in the middle of the stream, made a fucking video. It was like a 30-second or 1 minute montage video of him finding us, adding dubstep and shit, and then like adding emotes and stuff to it. And he frowned because everyone waved to him except for Ryan. Ryan didn't wave to
so
the guy.
Was I
Nice.
not looking? What
I don't
can't
know.
remember.
I don't
You're just an
remember.
asshole when you play Destiny.
I
Yeah,
guess so.
exactly.
Maybe that's what
It
I'm
brings it
discovering
out.
about
It
myself.
brings
Is
out the
I go to a
asshole
dark
Ryan.
place when
But
animals die and I play
in
Destiny.
in the Vault of Glass, and I said this before we started it because there's no issue whatsoever of us dying against enemies. Like the damage we take is so insignificant.
What level
'cause
are
we're
you guys
so
Well, here's the
overpowered.
thing.
Like we're all 40, but like I
We're all
said,
40,
remember,
yeah.
like
I
our
had the
light
highest
level,
light
level is
our light
pointless
level is
now, yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Like compared to the damage that the people will do to you in the
That's
Vault
like
of Glass.
31, 32
I-
somewhere.
They're
in there?
26
Hard
at
mode
normal.
is 30. It's
Oh.
26 is the standard, which is what we played.
That's what
and
gets you to 30. Was going through
But the
that,
thing
right?
is, correct me if
At
I'm
the
wrong.
time,
I
it was
believe
Destiny
it. I believe
buffs.
it pulls you down.
It pulls you down
Yeah.
To,
even,
like,
'cause
a
that's
couple
why-
levels above them.
That's why when you go to like Earth and you're fighting level 2 enemies, you still get hurt. You don't just like sneeze on them and they die.
Yeah. But
There's,
there's-
some sort of level cap where even if you're way mega overpowered, they can still hurt you.
Yeah.
And
That's
it
bullshit.
still takes a
But
few
there's
shots to
there's
kill
still
them.
an advantage. It's
Yeah.
not
Oh,
like
God,
if you're
yeah.
the regular level where you get shot in the head and you're dead. You
Right.
can get 3-4 hits before you die.
Like when you did level 35 PoE and everybody was 34, like you would get
Right.
one
Yeah.
shot.
Right. So I wasn't worried about that, but going back to the Vault of Glass, I was like, we're gonna get fucked when we go to that maze part. They have all those gorgons. If they see you, they kill
Yep.
you instantly.
Yep.
We fucked up a few times on the way there, and it was all timing stuff. Like we took too long to kill
Yeah.
the oracles
Oh,
that spawned.
shit.
Oh, there's the
and
loot
shit
cave.
Like that. Yeah, there's
there's
the
loot
loot cave where we spent several hours.
In true
farming
loot cave
that up.
fashion.
Oh, you guys use that?
Oh, that's us
Yeah.
doing
Oh,
it too.
Is that the guy's video?
I think that is, yeah.
Oh,
That
this is
was
the
it.
actual guy's video. Okay,
That's
so
so
there's
funny.
there's the dude. He's like waving to us and shit, and he's saluting us, and we're all. Brian wouldn't wave back to a frowning
I'm
face.
saluting that guy. Look, that salute that was good for everybody.
He's sticking with it though. He's still trying.
Yeah, dude. I remember that.
I don't have eyes in the back of my head. I don't know he's back there.
I mean,
Fucked
everybody
off.
else waved to him.
Dude, I
That's right.
admire it. It's
that
like,
was like week 1 when Destiny came out.
Yeah.
Maybe week 2.
I love loot
It'd
cave.
be like if that girl sent that prom letter to Michael and he just checked no and sent it back. It would have been the equivalent of that.
So we get to that Gorgon maze, and I don't know how. Like, if we're doing well, how fast we should have beaten this raid. I would
About
say. I would
An
say
hour,
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
40, 45 minutes
Yeah,
or
Sounds
so.
about right.
Yeah.
It took us almost exactly 2 hours to beat it. We spent. The chat is correct. I saw at one point someone said it took us 33 minutes to beat the maze part.
Yeah. And it was literally like a left and then a right.
It takes you
Yeah.
about 30 seconds to get through
Yeah.
if you go the right way.
Yep.
And after maybe the second or third attempt, all hell broke loose
Yeah.
between Ryan and Mika.
It did.
Right.
And it was
What
like
happened?
a
Because so-
12-minute
The
argument.
night before, I have these two friends who are incredible at Destiny, and we play Destiny every night together. They're max level.
Wow,
so
listen to this.
We,
Oh, yeah.
So they
She's
paid-
like, they're really good. They're not like
To-
you guys.
To
That
be
was-
fair,
that was
to
the
be
cut- that
fair,
was the
this,
lead
this
into
was
this.
part of Ryan's
This was
argument.
part of
I
my
see.
argument. So
He didn't like it so much.
They taught me a cheese to get through the maze without getting killed by the Gorgons. If everybody equips a sword, and if someone has armor of light as a Titan, you pop the bubble after you get seen by a Gorgon. You block with the sword, then you're invincible. But you still have Gorgon's gaze, so next time the Gorgon sees you, you still accumulate the gaze, but nothing happens.
Okay.
So you can meander through, like on your merry way.
It's a cheese. It's
Just
like
cheese.
Yeah.
going along the wall,
Exactly.
that kind of thing.
It's
Yeah.
a cheese.
Which we've all used. You guys are doing the fucking loot cave.
Everybody has done cheese in Destiny. People.
I'm not
No
taking. I'm not.
dispute.
Michael's
Nope.
staring me down, by the way. I'm not taking sides yet.
What?
Just so
Before,
you know.
before it got patched, people used to push Atheon off the edge. People used to push the Templar off the edge. Cheeses in Destiny
Do it all the
happen
time.
all the time.
I don't
So
think.
thought-
I don't think I've ever done the Vault of Glass like vanilla, like the
Right.
way you're supposed to do it.
Exactly. So I thought, you know what? I know that something could go wrong in the maze. Let me just put this idea out there. But Ryan decided
Whoa.
to start bitching about
No,
it.
no, no. This is how it went. So we're like, well, we'll try it a couple times. Like, all right, so we try it. And then you said, all right, let's just do the cheese at the beginning. I was like, oh, well, let's just keep going because we still know where we're going. And your preference was, I know the cheese, but I still don't know where to go.
No, I said I know the way to go when I do the cheese with everyone.
That's not what you said.
That
you
is
said,
exactly
I don't
what
know
I
where
said.
it is.
Roll back the fucking tape.
We will. We haven't.
Oh my God.
You said you don't know where to go, but you know the cheese.
I mean,
I was like,
not
all
what I
right.
said.
To be fair, though, we did do the cheese. It only worked for Mika and
Yeah,
I, and in
it
12
worked
minutes, you
for
didn't know
two
where to
Because
go.
I was,
Yes.
I know, I was discussing it
super
with the same
awkward for me,
friends
by the
last
way.
night.
Yeah, so
Imagine
we
the
I
stream.
finally give in. I finally, all right, fuck, I'll do the cheese, whatever. Everybody but these two die.
Because
it
you
doesn't
weren't in
work.
the right space, because you kept saying, let's go forward, and I said, we gotta do it
It
right back
doesn't
here.
There's
work.
a lot of
It
half
does
truths being
It
thrown.
does
around
Doesn't
there
work.
from
A lot of
both
perspectives
parties.
work.
here.
It does
Yeah.
work.
You gotta arbitrate this.
It
Ryan-
didn't work.
It does work.
And then they wandered around for 10 minutes while we were all dead, not knowing where to go.
Why don't you just
Because-
kill the Gorgons? You guys are high enough level.
can't.
Because at
It
a
actually,
certain,
we
at a
couldn't.
certain
They
point,
nerfed it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, no.
We could barely kill one, and that's it.
and then
Yeah.
after 2, they become actually invincible.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, it says no effect.
That might be like the last thing that I did in Destiny was somebody wanted to get their card in the what is it, the Codex or the
The
library?
Grimoire cards.
Either
They
Grimoire
Oh, okay, yeah.
or
They
there's like
wanted-
the fragments you can find in the,
Yeah.
in the raid.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Kill the
wanted to get their
Gorgon
card
to get
for
a Grimoire card.
a Gorgon,
Yeah.
and so they all had everybody who had Galahorns, which wasn't me. They all like busted them out and like
Yeah.
killed a Gorgon.
God, I remember when that was
Took
the
us a while,
prime
but-
loot to get. Like everybody wanted the Galahorn, the prime Galahorn.
I don't know if I ever got one.
I think I
Before
might have
they-
dropped out
it
right when
went
they
crappy.
put it back in Zur. Remember, because it was like first week
Yeah.
or second week, it was Zur had it,
Mm-hmm.
and then it went forever, and it was like this mythical moment that everybody missed out on.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I think it was like big surprise, the moment they announced Taken King, like right before Taken King came out, I think Gjallarhorn went back into Xur, and I was like,
Well, they
I
didn't
have a
update
funny
it to
story
year 2
about that.
either. So
Yeah,
it
nothing
became
year 2
useless.
is worthless.
So Gjallarhorn came back to Xur like right before the Taken King came out, and I remember because I play the raid with my friends every week, and everybody else got a Gjallarhorn drop but me. I was so furious. So finally, it was in Xur, and I bought it because I had enough strange coins. I was so happy. I'm part of the Gjallarhorn club. We played the raid that night, and then a Gjallarhorn dropped for me. I was the most angry human
Ouch.
being
that's the way it'll work.
ever
Yeah,
because
that's
Destiny
Destiny.
says fuck you.
My experience with that was my kid Teddy. He was I think 9 at the time probably. It was Destiny was one of the few games I would let him play where you can like shoot at people like things, and because he just loved it, and it was like all my friends wanted to play
Fuck
with
you,
Teddy
aliens.
instead of me. Yeah, fucking aliens. Who gives a shit about aliens? They got 6 arms. They're good. But his was we were playing for the first time. The first time he played, he got a drop. And I forget what it was, but it was a Crucible match, and he came in like 5th on his team. And he goes, "Oh, I got a yellow thing," and I was like, "What's a yellow thing?" And it was Gjallarhorn. He goes, "It's a rocket launcher." I go, "Oh, that's pretty neat." Like I didn't know what an exotic was at the time.
Right.
It was literally like this first day playing. First Crucible match, he popped a Gjallarhorn, and that's how I learned what exotics were. We had no idea at the time how
so
important
great.
that was.
It's funny.
You also probably didn't realize that everyone else in that game was hating
Yes.
him.
Yeah.
right
That's also
then.
5th
what
on his team.
That's
Yeah.
what I learned early on in Destiny, you know, when it was way harder to get drops like in the game and Crucible was way more of a viable option. I learned early on, like, your play performance is fucking irrelevant. And so, like, I would literally, while at work doing something else, I would just load the game and just run in circles so I didn't get dropped and just do nothing. Maybe get 1 kill, get 6th place, completely lose for my team. And that's how I got my first exotic. That's how I
which
fucking
sucks.
got it.
Which
yeah,
sucks.
it's
That's-
fucking
yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's just like, there's no point. Like, I'm like, there's no point in playing. Like, who cares?
Division ended up like that too.
Oh, absolutely.
You get like high-end missions and you need 4 people on your team, and there's always one guy standing back by the entrance gate. You're like, well, he's just waiting for us to finish this for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
basically.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. In Destiny, they had the Valentine's Day Crimson Doubles thing, and people figured out that if you had to play a certain amount of matches, I think it was 10 matches, not win, just play, you get the highest level ghost possible in your mailbox 2 weeks later. So people start calling it Romeo and Juliet because people would just kill themselves and wait until the match ended and then get their high level shit. It was
Wow.
I wonder how many
ridiculous.
matches resulted in 2 teams, neither of which were trying to win.
Oh, I do
Right.
that all the
Just both
time.
standing there
We
just-
were doing like tag. It was definitely tag. We just kept shooting each other just to get a hit on someone, then jumping off the edge.
That's what's always stuff like, I'll totally do that if it's a thing in a game that I'm playing, but I know it fucking breaks the game while I'm doing it. It's why I hate like specific multiplayer achievements like that. Because if you're playing a game that has like good multiplayer, but there's multiplayer achievements, like Assassin's Creed, there's always some asshole fucking over the team because they're hiding in a bale of hay the entire match because they want to get their achievement.
Right.
And it's
Right.
like, I would do the same thing, but when I'm not doing it, I hate you.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you're on my team. Stop being me.
And you can totally
Yeah.
tell when they're doing it.
Yeah, it's just like, you motherfucker.
People
Yeah.
are doing that in Overwatch now because they realize that you just have to play games to get experience, to get loot boxes. So people are being assholes in Overwatch, and it's so fucking
I
frustrating.
haven't run into too many of those, though,
Oh,
thankfully.
you're lucky.
There was a game that had a team killing achievement.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
which was horrible. I forget
I
what game
remember
it was.
that.
I'm gonna try to look it up right now.
yeah, I remember that achievement. What a fuck
Turok.
you. Oh, yeah, yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
Turok,
Oh,
yeah.
God, that game was mostly multiplayer achievements.
It's just a fucking nightmare.
So you had to kill your own team for an achievement?
If you got a team kill, you got achievement.
No.
So
Oh,
Cool.
yeah.
No.
So it's
Well,
like
at least, you know, you cap someone at the beginning and it was over.
Yeah,
Could've
but I
been
mean,
worse.
you
Right.
say that, but you're always in a game where someone's trying to get it. It's like you're always in a game where someone's like, oh, I need that achievement. It's like, motherfucker, I hate that.
Well, I think they're getting achievements figured out. Like at one point, Jeff and I talked about making like a achievement like bill of rights or something like that, like 10 guidelines if you're a developer, like what to make achievements. Like
Yeah.
don't make them 50% in multiplayer. You know, don't make it stuff that like how many people are online when you play. You know,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
5 years
Yeah.
from now, you're
Right,
not gonna
right.
get it.
Impossible stuff that you can't control.
They seem to have calmed down there. Like don't get number 1 on a playlist. That's
Fucking
not.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like all those GRAW achievements. It's like get number 1 in every playlist in the game.
In
as
the
an
world.
achievement.
That's-
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
okay, sure.
And like in like 4 different game types, there's an achievement for it.
But it seems like they have it figured out now. Like I was just playing Doom, which by the way, fucking great.
Amazing.
Really great.
Great game.
And-
Fucking love the campaign and the multiplayer.
And you like, I get the feeling like, I know Jack really likes collectibles. Do you like collectibles as well, or am I just associating that with your Crackdown?
I
video?
like collectibles where they give you something in the game. And Doom's a perfect example of that. Not all of them, but a bunch of them, a bunch of the collectibles are upgrades.
Right.
So that's when I fucking love it. That's perfect. It's like you're giving me a reason to get them, you know?
Yeah.
You get achievements for collecting them or whatever the hell it is, but you also get stuff. They give you a fucking reason to do it, because that's what collectibles were before achievements existed.
Right.
That's my only thing that I hated achievements when they first came out, is because like every GTA game, you had all the packages, like 100 hidden packages or
That's
whatever
the one
it was
I always associate
in every
too.
iteration of the game,
Yeah.
and you always got shit for them. Like in GTA 3, you get something every 10 collectibles. Like you get the pistol, then you get grenades, body armor, all that stuff. And then achievements came out, and they're like, "Oh, you got the achievement." It's like,
Right.
that's right, but what did I get? What did I get in the game? You got nothing.
I think
it's like,
they're
fuck
decent.
you. I hate that. That pisses me off.
I think they're decent into the Division 2 as well, though, because it gives you story. That's why I didn't mind
That's
collecting
not
all
bad.
the collectibles in the Division, because it's like, oh, what's this phone recording going to be? What you get more detail in the data and stuff. And I don't know, I liked listening
And
to
the
it.
Division got so much shit for not having a good story. It's like you just don't
Are
know
you-
what it is.
Exactly.
It's a great story.
It's a great story.
Yeah.
And all the details of the people, you learn so much about the Rikers and the rioters and everything, and it's
and who
good.
made the virus
who-
and why.
Yeah, exactly.
You've
And
got to go pretty deep in collectibles to find it out, but it's great.
Which is why I loved doing the collectibles. It wasn't like, oh, fuck, I want the achievement, so I have to go spend 15 hours roaming around nowhere. But I actually enjoyed learning the story of the Division.
They're also doing a thing like collectibles now. I think Assassin's Creed started it, or Far Cry, Ubisoft games, where when you get some of the collectibles, then they start to show up on
Right.
the map. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like,
Yeah.
so you only have to like find, or like even Far Cry,
Yeah.
the achievement for collectibles are like, you get 80% of the collectibles you're
Yeah.
good, you know? Because there's nothing worse than like, Jeff has
Having
a
one
story,
left.
like finding that one green orb and
Yep.
Crackdown.
Yep. I remember like that one fucking flag in Assassin's Creed, like
Yeah.
the original Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
Um,
Or you like didn't mark it off in some
yeah,
way.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Or
Yeah.
like you're using a map that's slightly wrong. Like I don't know how many times that happened to me. You know, like late '90s collectibles. You know, early 2000s. It's just like, oh, use this map, and I'm like, sure. And you go along, and you're like, that's not there. Guys, it's not there. Fuck. And then there's nothing you can do. I remember doing that in Crackdown, like following Crackdown 1 anyway, following the path of like, okay, here's a video that I'll get every single agility orb and every single hidden orb in one run through. And it was like an hour and a half long video, and I was missing 2. So it's just like, I guess I'll just run everywhere the guy goes in the video until I
Yeah.
come
Right.
across the one that I need.
Nightmare.
Brutal.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
And then if you get one that's bugged, it's like you just want to put it down and walk away.
Yep.
Division's like that for me.
Oh,
My
yeah.
level 30 achievement's bugged.
Seriously?
Right? I hit level 30 and didn't unlock the achievement, so I'm like, great.
No.
I'm like running through the dark zone going, this is worthless. I'm never
Yep.
going to get to 100% of this game.
Then you get a game like GTA or Minecraft where you log in and get half the achievements.
Happened to me.
That happens to like so
Yeah.
many people.
I logged in and I got all the level up achievements. I'm level 100 now, apparently, when I think I'm 27.
Yeah, Jeff was
Something
not
like
happy
No,
about
he's
that.
not.
You know, I've never played Minecraft on the 360. I should just log into a game with you and just see how many achievements I get.
Dude, it happens
much.
all the
Yeah,
time.
just by logging in with you and see what I
Or
get.
Panton. I'm sure Panton's got a save that's got all of that set up.
Yeah.
It's so weird for me to watch you guys play Minecraft on the 360 because of the way the recipes work. It's just like, it's so foreign to me.
Having to actually, or not needing
Not
to know
knowing
how
it,
to make
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's even better whenever we go back to the PC and we're like,
How do I make a sword? How do I make it again?
it's like we're cavemen again. That's literally what would happen if you just turned us loose into the world right now. We're like, all right, well, all the technology stopped working. We'd be just like,
I have aluminum now.
I have a very particular set of skills that's about like this big.
And yet, I bet in the real world, if you put us in that situation, Gavin would still be able to make TNT in about 2.5 minutes by accident.
Yeah, by
Somehow
accident.
Make that.
And then blow everybody up by accident.
I always wanted to do a, and I think Minecraft as like a game is like, it's obviously it's beyond its peak of its popularity. The game itself, you know. I think once the HoloLens comes out, I think Minecraft will come roaring back, and I think young people discover it. It's still just as like entrancing to them. But I always wanted to do like a weekend long tournament, which was like a world with boundaries to it, and it was teams of 2, and it was just basically like Hunger Games, where build your stuff, and if you find somebody, you can kill them, and who's ever left at the end of like a 48-hour play session is like, that's it, cap it. You know, maybe breaks for sleep or something like that, like some big.
It's a
like,
lot of Minecraft.
it is
massive,
a lot of
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
massive 20-person thing. But Minecraft is always so much fun when you first load it up. You know,
Yeah.
you guys go
Yeah.
into a world that you've already built.
Yeah.
So you don't often start with like nothing, but like just going and like making shit and like starting with nothing and going from the 2 sticks.
Yeah.
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 It's
It's funny-
We circle back and do that
We
pretty
and
periodically.
we say it every time we do it because there'll be like mashup packs that come out. Like anything that comes out that warrants us going outside of Achievement City, we'll usually make a new world. Sometimes we have an old world we'll go to and do several things in it. But It hasn't been a problem lately. I mean, because the game's been updated so many times. But I will say, maybe like within the first year of Minecraft, like on the 360, it was a huge difference from the PC. Like it was so much smaller. There's so much less in it, and like physically the world was just so much smaller. I mean, it's been big forever now. Like since
Yeah, it's
Xbox
been a while.
One, it's been like 8 times larger. So we've really gotten used to that. But I remember within the first 50 episodes of doing our Let's Plays, anytime we'd make a new world, dig and be like, dude, I found iron.
There's stuff
like
everywhere.
that. Like we were at
God.
the point where 30, 40, 50 episodes in, we would find nothing in Minecraft. Like our worlds were empty.
We had strip mined it to the core.
It would be
Wow.
work finding
awesome.
iron.
Well, I mean, it is and it isn't. But of course, I mean, we always go for the low-hanging fruit. I mean, it's like, oh, here's an open cave. Let's just go down there and grab the iron out of that. So
Right.
eventually all that's gone. So you could just go down and eventually you'd find something.
And
But-
how many episodes did you guys do before creative mode was
Yeah,
introduced?
was it
It was a
Achievement
lot.
City built
A
without
lot. Achievement City was built with a dupe glitch. There
Yeah.
was like
Like a
duplication glitches where
Right?
you could like dupe items inside chests and stuff.
Yeah.
And Jeff and
Jesus.
Gavin, just like people found out how to do that and they just followed like a recipe. But that's how they built everything. Yeah, because it was like just building Achievement City with all the dynamites, like
Yeah.
Plan G where it blows up. I mean, that
Yeah.
would have taken them 100 million years, like finding gunpowder.
Jesus,
Isn't
no.
that what the mushroom cave over there next to Achievement City was? Is where they got a lot of the stone from it, the cobblestone, I think. There's a
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah,
That
I think
cave
that's
they have
the-
hollowed out.
I think this is where they got stone.
It was a whole different
Yeah.
friggin' game, man.
It sucks.
Imagine if you had to build, like, if you didn't have that dupe glitch, imagine having to start over a new world every single time in order to build half this stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
God, yeah.
To be fair, lately that has been our experience because Achievement City Prime is kind of tanked at the moment. It's gotten better though, but we can't run in it for more than about 15, 20
It's
minutes.
pretty
before-
geriatric.
Really?
It's pretty
Oh,
just
yeah.
like we'll play
It's
in it
limping.
and it'll be like, hey kids, welcome to Minecraft. It's glad to see you. Who are you? Who are you? Get out!
I don't know you. I don't know
That's
you.
pretty much like our Minecraft.
Ah, get out.
Yeah,
You with that Diet
you're
Coke
big
can.
on the
It's been a
knock it
great
over the
prop for
can.
2 things now.
Yeah.
It's so versatile. You can
Yeah.
use it for
Yeah,
just
you
about
drink
anything.
it
Yeah,
all,
for
and then you can do
that.
anything with it.
So
What
what-
do you hat?
Can we talk about your dog?
Oh yeah, it's just
What? So
He's old.
I read the tweet about it.
Yeah, it's-
that you weren't able to do your private channel stuff last night because your dog died.
Yeah,
But you
no,
said,
it was-
parentheses, peaceful.
I wanted to make that clear because I didn't want people. I mean, if you release too few details, then people get upset because in their mind it's like, oh God, he ran into traffic or just something like that. But
I don't know if you feel this way. I feel like this because I'm 40-ish. I feel like if I see an obituary for somebody who's under the age of like, now it's like 50, I feel like they should say why. Like, I want to know. It's like, okay, this 32-year-old guy died. It's like, how the fuck did he die? Is that like something I should be worried about? It's
Right.
like, oh
Can't happen
no,
to me.
Yeah.
he stepped off a bridge. And
yeah,
died,
no.
you know?
At a certain point, until you hit a certain age, it's like more of a cautionary tale. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
something might have happened that I could learn from.
Yeah.
that may
Right.
that may benefit me in not doing that.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to hear like, oh, the guy was just at work one day and just stopped breathing, for no reason, then just died. It's like, oh shit, okay,
Yeah.
what is that?
I mean, and that's
Do I need to
literally
be worried?
Yeah, he's now that guy's younger than me. I'm worried about that. I just feel like under a certain age, I do think there's a weird thing, like a private thing with death, where you have to be careful, but also people are curious but respectful.
Yeah.
In a weird way.
Well, and Quigley was just, I mean, he was 12, 13 years old. He'd already had some internal issues, but I mean,
Quimby named after
Quigley.
Quigley. Okay.
He was named after a dog that Laurie had treated, who was named after Quigley Down Under. So if I
Yeah.
say that he was named
Nice.
after Quigley Down Under, that she's like, no, it was named after a patient I had. Like, well, that patient was named after Quigley Down Under, and you know that, so it's.
You guys even know who Quigley Down Under
I have no
is?
idea
I
who the
have
fuck.
no
I believe it's a
Who the fuck
Thomas
that is?
Selleck movie,
Was
right?
it? I don't
Yeah.
even know what the movie is. I just have heard the
Jesus.
title.
Oh, IMDb. Let's do that.
But no, it's from all we can tell, it was peaceful. He wasn't like upset or anything. He just was happy one night, and the next morning he didn't wake up. So that was that. But thankfully, we
So it died on his own. You guys didn't have him put down or anything
Yeah,
like
no,
that?
that's-
he just died.
This sucks that dog died scenario, but I imagine that's probably best case scenario.
Yeah.
The dog
There
just
was a lot of
passed
worse
away.
ways that dogs can go.
Yeah, I mean, even like I've not personally, but whatever. But like my family dogs, I've had basically 3 dogs in my life growing up, and all 3 were put down because
Yeah.
they were up there and they were getting there and they were sick, and it just became to the point where it's like they're suffering now. So
Same.
you
I
know,
put my dog
and,
down for cancer. And, it
and
sucked.
Yeah.
right, exactly, it's always like your dog's old, and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, they got cancer. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
It's like, where the fuck did that come from? They have like lumps and this and that. And every dog I've had we've had to put down have been like 10, 11 years old, and they're all larger dogs, so they've all definitely lived full lives. And even then, you at least have the notion knowing like, you know, they didn't like suffer, and
Yeah.
you know, you went and you said your goodbyes and you got to do everything and blah 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 blah. But I imagine that's even again not better, but
Well,
again,
and sort of that's the downside of it. Is there's when you have that kind of time, that you don't have
True.
Yeah.
we were not prepared for it. You know, we're not expecting that to happen. You don't get to say goodbye in the same way. But on the other hand, in some ways, it's probably better because you know, since Laurie is also a veterinarian, in that sort of situation, I'm always kind of concerned that she has to be the one that makes the call,
Oh yeah.
and not necessarily administer it, but will, you
I
know,
would
as a
hope
doctor, know it's like, well, it's time, and I have to be the one that tells me that.
Whereas like if the router went down, then it's your responsibility, right?
Right. You know,
That's exactly.
it's not quite. Time to put the router down. It's not quite the problem. It's
is
that's a
YouTube
trip to Best
buffering?
Buy. So yeah, no. I mean, it seemed like it was of the ways the dog can go, not the worst. And thankfully, we found Quigley before the kids did. So
Yeah.
it was discreetly taken
That's
care of
very
before they found
fortunate.
it.
That is very fortunate.
As a kid, I found my cat dead in his sleep. I was like 6, 7 or something like that, and that was not a fun time. So definitely good that the kids didn't.
See,
find
Lindsay
it.
has a similar thing like that, but I guess she hadn't like experienced death and didn't know what it was. Like she was kind of, if I recall, somewhere around the same age of like 5 or 6, and she found one of her cats that had died, and I think it was like in the garage or something like that. And she just like, and she went to her mom. She's like, hey, he's all stiff. The cat's stiff, and she's like, don't touch the cat. Just leave the cat.
That is my
She's
fear.
like,
That is why I'm
"Oh,
glad it
kitty,
didn't happen. Is I
kitty,"
can
like-
see Eli
And
like
it just went like over her
Quigley.
head.
Let's
apparently.
you know.
Yeah.
So thankfully, that's not how it went.
But I honestly think like being around a cat that died as a small child, I think that it's better as a smaller kid than as a teenager adult, because when we had to put my dog down from cancer 2 years ago, like I'm still not over it.
Yeah, no.
Because I'm like, you know, an
Yeah.
adult now, and I
deal
still
with that
like
stuff better.
tear up when I think about it.
Well,
you
they
know?
don't get it. I mean,
Exactly.
yeah, like Livy will never remember Quigley, and probably couldn't care less at this point. Eli at least remembers him, but thankfully they were not like super buddy. Like Quigley was a curmudgeonly dog. Like the most interaction they usually had was Eli, stay away from Quigley or he'll bite you.
Yeah.
So
Which is always a bad thing because it's like the dog was around longer than the kids were, so it's like you had no
It's
idea
true.
the
He was older,
dog
yeah.
was gonna be a problem with kids, and then you had to deal with that for years.
no, he really wasn't that much of a problem with kids.
Okay.
He was just he wouldn't like seriously go at him or anything. He was just one of those like grumpy dogs.
I get you.
He was just kind of thing.
He's like a cat, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog
He's
cat.
like, don't mess with me, kid. Is basically was his attitude. So, you know, it happens. That's what's part of having a pet.
Circle of life.
When
It's
I was
just-
like 3, my parents made a critical error. They got
no.
me a live bunny for Easter, and I'm not gonna speculate, but somehow the bunny died like day 2.
Oh my god.
And I didn't know it, and they figured it out while I'm carrying it around that I'm carrying around a dead bunny.
Oh,
and
no.
So they were like, "How the fuck do we get this bunny away from him?" So it was like,
Did you like love it too much?
it was like Indiana Jones, you know. It was Indiana Jones with like the thing, and they're like, "Here's a stuffed animal," you know. And that's really how they got rid of it.
You Lennied it.
Yeah. So I was carrying around a dead bunny for probably a day. Who knows? You know.
Oh.
Just you know.
Did you Lenny it? What happened?
I have no clue.
He's not going to
listen,
speculate. He's
you
not
don't
gonna
speculate.
Don't speculate.
Don't
Yeah.
speculate, right,
Don't
yeah.
give a 3-year-old a bunny. That would be my advice as a parent.
I agree.
Bad
Don't give a
idea.
3-year-old
I might not even have been 3, so it was just a bad idea.
I just like that from all this. Ryan took like, Mika's gonna get it today.
Look, again, I will say, I don't think I gave it to you any harder than anyone else sitting in that seat.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying,
And
man.
also-
Just like training wheels.
I
okay.
appreciate.
No, I warned you. Day one, did I not?
I was about to say, I
Here-
appreciate that you didn't put me, as you said, in the AH kiddie pool.
That's
because
right.
I would feel like shit.
Well, you
if
didn't
guys-
appreciate it at the time.
No,
you
I
appreciate
did.
it now.
I appreciate
okay?
it now.
I
because
saw you.
I feel like I don't know. Like I don't want to be like, oh, Mika's new. She's a girl. We want
It's
you know.
Jeff.
Oh, hi,
Hey.
Jeff.
And I just
Yeah.
wanted to come in on behalf of the company and officially apologize for Ryan's behavior.
Thank you, Jeff.
I've been
Really appreciate it.
informed by HR that we need to issue an apology.
Oh,
Isn't that part of the recruitment process though? Is like
Yeah.
you get walked in, basically?
Yeah.
yeah,
much.
it's like a game.
That was actually a nicer version of it. We've done worse, I
Okay,
think.
calm down. Fuck you. Now you're just
Okay,
trying to
well, hey,
justify it.
Show up again, you might get both barrels.
happening?
I'm not coming in. I just came
you're
to
not?
pick up.
Oh.
No.
No, he's just here for a
I
drink.
just came to
Hey,
give you an
cause
apology.
a ruckus.
Pay for your drink. I pay for my drinks.
I got tab.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
sure.
no, you got running
Also,
down.
is there more Diet Coke? I want to put more rum.
I got you covered. Don't worry.
So
about it.
my
thank
dad,
you.
Brian, have I ever told you about my dad? Super.
He was a preacher.
Well, my dad was a priest, but then
Yeah.
like I don't know how he made the transition, but he went from being a priest to being basically a scientist.
All right.
Super duper practical guy, like over the top practical. I told the story one time how we downloaded the Anarchist Cookbook when I was
Oh, yeah.
12, I think, or 13. And I would make napalm. I boiled gasoline in a pot
Such a
on the
bad
stove,
idea.
which, like I say,
What?
don't do it.
No, the
So-
fumes. The
You should go
fumes
without
are what
saying.
explode.
And I had an electric burner, so I thought
God.
it was like it wasn't a gas burner,
How
so
are
it
you
wouldn't ignite
alive?
it. No clue. My mom said she came home and the whole house, she said, smelled like a mechanic shop. It like smelled like a garage. The entire house, because it was boiling gasoline.
So you invented huffing.
And I was
basically.
shaving soap into it.
No.
It was such a horrible idea. One of those many things in life
That's
where
what
you're
makes
like,
it cling. You got to put something in there.
You must have a million events like that as an electrician where you're like, how did I not die doing that, right? I mean, I would think so.
Nah, I mean a couple, but nothing like I shouldn't have been doing. More just like this shit might blow me up if I touch the wrong thing together.
Yeah, that's like, I don't know, like how I didn't like burn like 98% of my body in like just like a moment. Anyway, so when my mom came home and she was furious, and like I had to put the pot outside in the backyard, and we came inside, and like she shut all the blinds. I don't know what that was gonna do, but then finally my dad comes home. And she's like, you need to talk to him. This is insane. She goes, you can't live like this. He almost died today.
Can't live like this.
So my dad, my
Literally
mom,
true, actually.
my dad, and my mom
Oh,
sit me
there's
down,
the picture.
and she's like, I can't believe this. And I said, well, it's not. If boiling gasoline is not going to light it on fire, it's got to hit a spark with the fumes to make that happen. It's actually totally, safe. It won't actually ignite and explode. And my dad goes, well, technically that is true. Which my mom then wouldn't talk to him for like a week. But my dad was like such a super practical guy that he put our dog down that we had. I was like 16. He put our dog down that we'd had for 12 years. The dog I'd known most of my life because he was going on an extended trip to go take care of his mother, and he thought the dog would miss him a lot. So he put the dog down. Like
That's one way to solve the problem.
without telling anybody. It's like I come home, I'm like, where's Alex? And then she's like, your father took him to the vet and had him put down. And I was like, what in the world? In my dad's defense, it was very much his dog, and whenever he left the house, the dog would just sit at the front door with its head on the tile and just like whine the entire time. So it's like my dad, and it was like he was old and frail and he had like hip problems. He was an Afghan, which I don't know why the fuck we bought an Afghan. It's like one of those Barbie dogs with the long hair. Anyway, so my dad just like, the dog's probably gonna miss me, so I'll just put the dog down.
That sounds like an engineering solution. Was he an engineer?
Yeah, he was. He
Okay.
worked on the. There was a super collider that was in Dallas for a while, which now sadly is a mushroom farm.
It's dirt, right?
Yeah, like a company that grows mushrooms bought it.
Yep.
And that's the state of American science. And he was working on that, and then he was also like my physics teacher in high school, which was a fucking nightmare.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Yeah, can you imagine having your parent for a teacher in high school?
Did you just fail
My
you all the
stepmother
time?
was the
just kept
librarian
my
at
mouth shut.
the high school that I went to.
What's that?
My stepmother was the librarian. Sorry, she was the librarian at the middle school that I went to. So it wasn't direct teacher, but it's still like all the reports immediately filtered to my family.
Ooh, rough.
There was no escaping anything.
The librarian, was that like tapped in?
Well, I mean, it was. She gets to go in the teacher's lounge.
I guess,
Like
okay.
all the other teachers. She like
Sure.
taught some computer classes too, just never to me.
Heard all the
Okay,
whispers of
okay.
how
No,
Ryan
yeah,
was
no.
picking on all the kids in school.
Which, I mean, not to say that I had anything to whisper about in school. I was an absolute angel.
Were you?
Yeah.
Were you a good kid? What were you like?
No, he was probably paying
I was all right. I was all right.
What was your experience in high school like? Were you involved in sports at all or anything like that?
Theater.
No, I only did theater my senior year. I didn't do anything until senior year.
How'd you figure that out? Like senior year, you want to do theater?
I was raised in theater.
Really?
Yeah, both my parents did theater. I was like a
So
back
he fought it off his whole life.
I just stayed away from it. I didn't
Michael was too ezy. I was born into this shit.
I could have gone that way immediately. I just want to,
Try something with a challenge.
I want to see what the other side is like.
So what'd you do for the first 3 years? Just hang out?
I played football. Well, okay. I was on the football team.
Okay.
What'd you play?
I was present for every game.
So?
I was a wide receiver and a cornerback.
Wide receiver. I tried out for wide receiver. I was too short though. I was fast, but I was too short.
I was too cognizant of the people coming to kill me.
Yeah.
Of course, and I was also, I went to a private school in Georgia, so everybody that we played was 7 times our size.
Ooh.
You went to a private school? So what, you play in
That's-
public school sometimes?
No, yeah, pretty much. You have to play other schools in the region. So, yeah, no, I went, again, my stepmother was the librarian, so
They
I was
loved
like,
having you guys
get
on.
in on the cheap.
Oh, that's cool. So like, that's a nice perk. What do you think is a career that has like the best perk?
Thank you, Mika.
If like,
Peace offering.
librarian in a private school, her kids go to private school for free. What do you think is the best perk of any like career?
Shit, I don't know.
To me, it's flight attendants. They get to
Oh,
fly
God,
free.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah.
a great
Fucking
one.
awesome,
That's a
dude.
great one. I was
Yeah.
actually thinking. I was thinking about pilots actually the other day when I was flying, And I was actually curious. I don't know how the thought just popped in my head, but I was curious what a pilot made, like what an average salary for like a commercial pilot was.
Don't mind us. Just keep it.
Yeah.
What do we
okay.
got? Trevor, I feel like I haven't seen you in such a long time.
It's been a while.
Handsome devil.
We're filming some cutaway stuff. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Is this good?
Yeah. No. Go ahead.
Don't
do it
hit
right
the logo.
There. Do it right there.
Should I try to keep it closer together?
Yeah.
Rolled
Get
a
a margin
9.
here.
That's pretty indicative of what we saw.
Okay.
Nice
at the,
D20 you got there.
Are you shooting the
Put
title
your hand
sequence
here,
for your show?
Put it here.
That's a D20. You can go over 10, Jeff. 4.
Get your hand out of
Dude,
shot.
you suck.
Put it here.
Put my hand there?
Fucking take
roll it
forever,
into
guys.
frame.
No, please take forever.
Do you know what's crazy about a
I'm not
D20?
doing anything. Oh, dude, you hit him almost in the dick.
I tried my best. Is that a new Jeff shirt?
Still
No,
going.
no.
Oh,
All right, you ready?
Is
Is
it
it
the
derivative?
shirt?
Old
This
Jeff shirt?
shirt.
he got on Redbubble.
They're
Bubble.
still going. Whatever roll you
wanna-
need.
Wow,
Maybe-
you suck.
It
Jeff.
doesn't need to be a good roll.
Do you want to throw it on the table
Then
somewhere
what the
that
fuck?
isn't
Why are
in
you still
shadow?
doing it
Roll it
then?
into here.
He's just trying
That's
to get the right
shadow.
shot.
No, I think he's waiting for you to get the right shot. He's fine. Now you just look like you put him down.
You're putting them all
missed.
over the place.
Look, Trevor, it's so easy. You fucking do
Yeah,
it.
you
Have you ever
fucking do
rolled
it,
a
Trevor.
dice?
That's
Nobody
not
can even
great.
We don't have a
do it.
camera shot of that,
So
but
they're-
Michael
they're-
missed by like a meter.
They're trying
Yeah.
to roll these dice in the frame, I guess.
I guess because they're still going.
Nope. God damn it.
Do you think
fucking
people
This is supposed to be a one-shot
would
deal.
still think it were Jeff if a
That might
black
be it.
hand rolled it?
Also, you're still doing
Jeff.
it in the shadow of Michael's head.
Trevor doesn't care, apparently.
All right, whatever.
Man, if only you could do this later.
We can't, though.
Yeah.
What
Or
now?
an
What?
indie
Explain
table.
what this is, so people
Yeah.
have some concept of what you're doing.
It's a shot. It's the final shot we need for the trailer for Heroes and Halfwits, which
Which is our
releasing
brand new D&D show.
Monday.
This
Coming-
isn't even the fucking table.
Coming June
No.
9th.
No.
The table's
table's
literally
over
right
there.
over there.
We thought it'd be really funny to do it in the middle of the podcast.
Paying off
okay.
big time.
And it took
Yeah.
about 50
Can you-
more shots than we expected.
Yeah.
Can you do it on this side so that
Just
the
get your hand- yeah,
cameras
well.
can see?
No,
or-
they can't.
No, of course not,
All
Ryan. That would be
all
convenient.
But their backs look
So if
great.
you'd like to see more exciting action like this, tune into Heroes and Halfwits.
Yeah, it actually is very similar to this.
Only you.
Where
can
did those
see.
dice come
Fuck's
from?
sake.
The whole box of them.
Oh,
Come on, that was it.
that was
There you
fucking
go.
hard,
Yeah,
dude.
wow, hell of a roll.
Oh, we do that here. Give me that. Give me all.
That's
We'll do
fucking
one more
Jeff,
Oh my
98
God.
Take Wonder.
Here we go.
time. What do you think I don't do live action anymore?
And all right.
You
Perfect.
placed
All right.
those.
Man, you can hear.
Here, let me show you how the Heroes and Halfwits. The shot that I would definitely do for that.
Okay.
Got it.
Well, let me see this.
These are expensive, so don't lose them.
Well,
Don't lose
Don't
them.
flick them at my
he
dick.
uses the word expensive loosely.
Oh, I gotta see where it is. And be like, oh, that's actually 2 good rolls. I was gonna switch it to something better, but I should be on that fucking show. 12
Yeah,
and 18.
yeah, you
Come on.
should.
there you
You
go.
should. See, the problem is now
suck.
though they were done and you extended this.
No, you're right. You're right.
You're about to
Yeah.
leave.
All right.
You're right. It's good to see you guys.
Hey,
Yeah,
thanks
great.
a lot.
Hey, when are you
Appreciate
gonna make some black and green dice?
Got them.
We got them.
I just,
you
couldn't,
do?
I just couldn't find them for the shoot.
No, you used them.
I know. I can't
Oh,
find
for
them.
the- there's
I
so,
So
looked
like
for them.
0
I
minutes of
looked for them.
pre-production, 20
Yeah.
minutes of production is what I'm seeing from that.
Listen, it's Rooster Teeth.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you.
Bye.
Months.
Good to see you. Yeah, I haven't
Bye.
seen Trevor since we stopped Game Kids for a little while to figure out what we're gonna do next with it. Just because it was something like we were doing it for probably like close to a year, and it really wasn't like going anywhere, honestly. And it was like eating up a lot of Trevor's time editing all that stuff. So we kind of put a pin in it and figured out what we're gonna do next with it.
Get rid of Trevor.
Yeah,
I
it's
think is
one
what
of those
you were
things.
thinking.
It's weird when you stop something like nobody really notices. Like our audiences notices when we do anything. Like you change something on the wall in Achievement Hunter office, like the audience picks up on it. But like Game Kids was like, yeah, they just kind of stopped it, So we're figuring out something else.
Educational games.
Plus,
Putt.
when kids are in school too, it's like,
Right.
you don't want to be like, kids, we need to play a game right now. Stop
Yeah.
doing your homework so we can
Stop
make
learning.
content.
Bernie, that's the dream. That's living the dream.
It's a dream when you're in college, not when you're in 3rd grade.
I beg to differ. That's why I'm happy that I'm here, because my parents are like, oh, all that video game time that you spent not doing the shit that you're supposed to do, now you have a job in video games.
Did they bug you about it growing up?
Oh my god, yeah. Especially
Yeah.
when my dad introduced me to them. So we played like Tomb Raider when I was 4.
So it's
Shouldn't
his
have done
fault,
that.
is what you're
Oh,
saying.
it's absolutely his fault. I played GTA way
At least
before
you
my
came back
time.
around though.
Yeah.
And then,
welcome.
now I could be like, see, the reason I played violent video games as a kid because I was gonna have a job in gaming.
I learned it by watching you.
I can imagine that your dad, like, being on Star Trek: The Next Generation too. He was like immersed in like hard. I mean, that's where the con culture comes from. It's from Star Trek.
Fun fact, he fell off of games. Like the way that we bonded, because he was always on set, on location, doing something, was we played games together. We couldn't really find any kid-friendly games, so we played like Fighting Force and Tekken, and we played Tomb Raider. I love to watch him play GTA. And then he started getting super, super busy, and I just kept gaming. And I never was into the con scene. I always thought, like, oh, what a bunch of fucking weirdos dressing up like weird comic book people the first time I went to Comic-Con.
Star Trek cons,
ages
that's
ago.
a pretty good call.
Well, no, I went
Yeah.
to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And that's when I first saw, like, the RVB booth, and I got really excited, because I know those guys. I know Rooster Teeth. That's cool.
You got it.
But yeah, no, I thought the con people were super weird, and then I finally like got into the nerd culture and started cosplaying and everything. So it is true, like my dad being in nerd culture got me into it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So then he dropped off, and you what? What did you grow up playing?
So he dropped off, and I kept playing, and I finally got an Xbox as a kid, and then I got a PS2, and I played Kingdom Hearts.
Christ.
And then after I like got older and could play GTA as an adult, I played that, and I played a lot more fighting games, and then I went Pokemon handheld, and then every once in a while when he has free time we play games together. Like when Peggle came out, we would play when I was in Michigan in college, and we would play Peggle on Xbox Live together, and that's how we bonded.
Yeah, that's cool.
Never play Peggle in front of Jeff. Just don't do it.
He'll just bitch about everything.
He will
Really?
bitch about
He's
everything.
elite.
Oh, I could have done like
He did that move wrong.
Fuck that. Yeah, it's fucking luck. It's Plinko.
Yeah, oh, don't you say things like
Started
that.
aiming, he's like,
Don't you say things like, it's not luck.
If it takes you
It's not
4
luck.
years, 4 fucking years to get 100% of the achievements in something, there's a fucking luck component
Well,
to
yeah,
it.
but think of the people who didn't get it in 4 years.
It's true.
But I have
They
to
got it
agree
like
with
this first day, probably.
I have to agree with Jeff though. Like my dad and I get strategy when it comes to Peggle. We like get up close on the TV and like make sure we're doing the right thing.
There's some strategy. There's some. I agree.
Yeah.
But
You
there's,
do have to
there's
press
an
A at
element
some
of luck
point.
to it.
About
This is
it.
a guy who sat here for 30 minutes trying to roll dice in front
Holy
of the camera.
shit,
So
he fucking
true.
took forever. My God, he rolls about that well in the actual show.
It's true.
For someone that's played D&D.
That's why he can't find those black and green dice. I think he burned them after the last
he spent
episode.
half an episode under a fucking tree or something. I'm not
Seems
quite
like a
sure what
fucking
the fuck he was
blast.
doing.
That set is
It's a hell of a
Seriously.
incredible.
Yeah.
You know, because the Rishi podcast set is coming any day now.
Ah, dude,
Fucking
and that's
day.
funny you mentioned that. So there's a new set.
No,
apparently?
we had a joke. The new thing is now we're just saying that was a joke and there's no new set.
Yeah.
So if a set ever shows up, we'll sit there and talk on it. But so far, not so good.
At this point, you were fooled by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really thought it was gonna be there.
Here's my fucking mistake. I said to Gus, we should do something. And that's the last thing you should ever do to Gus, because if Gus ever like thinks you're trying to make him do something, then it's no way. He's not fucking
Oh, he
doing
digs
it.
in the heels.
Dude, he's so fucking stubborn. It's unbelievable.
Yeah?
He just thinks that he'll even if it's a great idea, he won't do it because you told him we should do
See, I
it.
feel like
Wow.
like he and Jeff are very similar in that manner, and Jeff he's just gotten tired. He doesn't have the fortitude to like maintain that, but Gus still does.
Mm-hmm.
He's a couple years younger, and I feel like he's still got a little bit of fight left in him to just be a stubborn piece of shit. He's good at it.
Well, plus, Jeff's always gonna try to avoid being the authority figure. Like,
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
'cause
Oh, yeah, you know.
he's the anti-authority figure, so
Yeah.
it's kind of tough
Oh.
when it's like he's like gonna wrangle all you fuckers and try to tell you guys what to do. It's like I'm sure he must go home and be like, how did I end up here?
I mean, he'll do it in the middle of wrangling. Like, all right, do that. Nah, I don't fucking care. Who fucking cares? Fuck you. Do whatever. I don't fucking give a shit. Especially now. Now, forget about it. Now
Where's an
it's
adult?
Now it's like, hey, Jeff, we're gonna do it. I don't fucking know. Ask Lindsay. I don't
That
know.
is his go-to line
I don't
these
know.
days, isn't it? It's just like,
It's
I'm
like
not the
it's
boss.
like Jeff will
Lindsay
come
is.
in and he'll still dabble like old Jeff boss. Like, okay, here's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna do this, this, and this. And I go, oh, that's cool. Should we do this though? I was thinking this would be good. Don't fucking tell me. Tell Lindsay. I'm like, okay. So now he has like the ultimate defense where he can still say things, but the second you direct it at him, he's like, fuck you, motherfucker. That's not my job. Don't talk to me about
That's my
this.
life. It's my life.
Don't talk to me about scheduling videos. That's not my job anymore. Here's what we're gonna film later today. He goes back and forth. He's a fucking shapeshifter now.
It's a transition.
Yeah,
It's tough.
it's transitional
It's tough to
phase.
make. How are you dealing with the transition?
To the ad read?
Yeah,
well,
I'm
like,
gonna transition to
you're
this
going-
ad read right now.
You can read the ad, but then afterwards I want to hear about like
Okay.
you going home with your boss every night.
Yeah, that's
That's an awkward transition.
Yeah.
That's fine. This episode of Off Topic is brought to you by Audible.com. Audible.com is the
Yeah, it
leading,
is.
the leading provider of audiobooks with more than 250,000 downloadable titles across all types of literature, including fiction, nonfiction, and periodicals. Audiobooks are great to listen to when you're driving, doing chores, or at the gym, fatties. They didn't say that, I added it. For audience members, Audible is offering a free 30-day trial. Just go to audible.com/offtopic and browse the over 250,000 audio programs, download a free title, and start listening. It's that easy. Get a free 30-day trial at audible.com/offtopic. That's audible.com/offtopic. Go read, but with your ears.
Wow.
And if you super like dicks, then you can get my Amazing Race Co-Stars book, Tyler Oakley's binge.
Oh, okay, I didn't know where
I
you
was
were going
gonna
with
say-
it.
A lot of dicks
Lot
in
of
that
I didn't
book.
know
Lot
where
of
you were
dicks in
going
that
with
book.
it, but
Is
you
it
brought
illustrated?
around.
Yeah, I never watched any Tyler Oakley stuff. Honestly, I mean, you can't not be aware of Tyler Oakley online.
Love his
but
glasses, yeah.
Until we did Amazing Race, and then I started watching his stuff and like read his audiobook or listened to his audiobook for his autobiography. And it's like, dude, super engaging, man, super charming. It's like totally different life than I've lived, but it's like just a super charming guy.
I still
lots
thought you
of
were going to
dicks.
say
Tons of
super
dicks,
into
dude.
Tons of dicks.
Michigan State, not Michigan. He went to Michigan State.
Boo.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh man,
That's okay. They got fucking hammered in the college football
Good.
playoff this year.
Fuck them.
I think they got shut out in their first game.
Good.
Yeah.
Fuck Michigan
Was
State.
it Clemson that won it all? Who won it this year?
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah,
sports,
sorry.
sports talk.
I
Probably
don't
the
sports talk
Sharks.
other
How
than
do you-
Michigan.
Okay, I was gonna
The
say.
Sharks.
No, God.
The Maverick
and
Sharks.
If it's beyond you-mish anything, if the colors maize and blue aren't on it, I don't give a solitary
We're the
fuck.
Longhorns, right? That's
Yeah.
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 Like,
Yeah.
No,
I
not
will-
really. We used to be the Longhorns.
What is it, what is it now?
We're just that team is such shit now, and it's been so shitty for so fucking long, so bad that like Baylor became like a powerhouse in our conference.
Baylor, that's the church one, right?
Yeah, now
Yeah.
it's the
Now it's
the
the, sexual
sexual
assault
assault one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, not so
yeah,
not so
you
good.
don't
I,
be
Not so
associated
good.
again,
with
I
that.
don't
They
know anything
are.
about sports,
That's
and
what
I
they
even
are.
saw some of that. They blocked Tyler. I know
Yeah,
that.
I saw that. They blocked Tyler Coe.
Baylor's like official Twitter feed blocked Tyler Coe.
No
What did he
shit.
do?
From him talking about like
Because
the
Tyler is
like
super
assault
awesome
allegations
and
and
being
stuff like that.
yo,
Really?
take responsibility.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, nope.
Yeah,
blocked.
it's just funny. I saw him
yeah.
tweet about it one day. He's like, "Oh, cool, they blocked me."
Is that the Twitter equivalent of like la la la
Yes,
la?
Yeah,
yes,
pretty
okay,
much.
got it.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Makes
pretty
sense
much.
now.
That's pretty fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
don't be talking about it. How dare you represent these women?
Especially because
You're
you know
blocked.
Tyler and sports and that's his thing. I think all of the fans were also like, hey, yeah, fuck you, and they all kind of banded together. So Baylor was like,
block.
that's a
block,
problem.
block.
I'm gonna just.
Do you
I'm not
never
off.
do you ever block anybody on Twitter?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay, I do it.
No.
all the
Are
time.
you
You
kidding
can
me?
do that?
Yeah.
So it's great. Just like
Oh.
Here's
like a download
was,
button.
Was that a
here's
slur?
here's
Block?
what here's the thing. Like blocking, it's like I mean I think I've blocked like 2 people ever in the history of Twitter. Normally I don't give a shit. It's just like whatever. Like I'll block someone if they pester me like every fucking single day forever, just so like I constantly can't see it. I don't even really give a shit what they're saying.
Right.
It's just like if it's constantly in my feed. Like I've had like 2 people ever in
once you get to
Twitter.
the point where you recognize somebody,
I
you're
just had to
Yeah.
just like,
You
oh
know
my
what they're
god,
gonna
just
say?
like I just block them.
Yeah.
Normally, if it's like out of the blue, some kind of comment like you suck or whatever the fuck it is, I don't give a shit. The real thing with Twitter is, and I'm pretty sure I don't, maybe 1 or 2 people, but like somebody like fucking Andy. The real thing comes into not blocking people that are saying shit. It's muting the people that you follow. Yeah. That's huge. Once they introduced muting,
Yeah.
which is
Muting
like
is
a thing
incredible.
where basically you follow someone and then you can hit mute so they don't know that you don't see any of their tweets.
Are
Yup.
you saying
I love
can
muting.
mute Meg?
You can totally mute
Yup.
Meg. She'll know
Wow.
now
Yeah.
because
You
we
wanna
talked
talk
about
about
it.
Yeah.
Well, it's the only
Trouble
person
in Paradise?
it's the only
Oh,
person
no,
he
it's the only
follows,
person I
so
follow.
he doesn't have
Oh.
to see it.
Because
I see.
we
Yeah.
Yeah.
sold that as on
you
the
can-
last stream.
You can also mute
It was
people
extra
who
life.
at you
Extra
as well.
life, though.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so it prevents you from
The
seeing
only
people.
thing
But it's
about
like-
muting people you follow, though, is that if you mute people you follow, you still see if someone mentions them that
Yeah.
you follow.
Yeah.
So if you mute them and you really fucking hate them, but you have to follow them out of looks and appearances, you still see
Some people from
mention
LA
and
might
you're
have
like-
to do.
Yeah, and you still see a mention. You're like, fucking hate them.
It's not so much like you still get some of their shit because it's still, I mean, if you meet someone, you're barely gonna see them. Yeah, they might pop up in a mention, but like them tweeting at you, you just won't see it.
Yep.
The problem there is if you actually talk to this person and interact with
Yes.
them, because it's like, dude, you know what I was tweeting about? And there's been a bunch of times, like Andy in particular, I use him as an example because he has like 20% of his followers muted because he's just a real piece of shit. He's like,
might be higher.
and he's like, it's like I have to follow you, follow and mute, and it's like one simultaneous action.
That is like a testament to like where we are as a society.
Yup.
Oh
When you
yeah.
follow
I'll
somebody
follow
and then
you,
mute
and it's
them.
like that verification, like, and they saw that I followed them and I've muted them. That's like the next like. I don't know. I think of like the fappening. That's like Twittergate. Like the records getting released of who you follow that you're actually muted. you
That
know?
would be
So
horrible.
I think I have 2 people muted that
Really?
I follow in like 300.
You
Really?
have an iron will. I think I
Yeah,
follow
I
like.
think
And you
so.
haven't muted like anybody else?
No, I mean, call me a piece of shit. I just don't follow them. Like there's
right.
people I just don't follow. Like
No, that's honest.
I mean, I don't follow
is.
Joel.
Yeah.
Like Joel Heyman. Like
He
I followed him when I was first starting. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna follow everybody, and then I followed everyone, and then I realized, oh my god, my Twitter feed is filled with everything from everyone I'm following.
Now I have
so
to find
there's
out
a
if Joel
guy.
follows
There
you.
is a guy. I'm sure he doesn't. There is a guy amongst my followers who's the only guy that constantly tweets about the stock market and gold and all this stuff that I have nothing to do with and don't give a shit about. So I just unfollowed him. And some people get really upset about that, where they're like, oh, you don't follow me, and I'll go, yeah. I mean, I don't follow me. I don't care.
I'm afraid of that. Like, I have people that I have a lot of my Twitter following muted, but I don't want to unfollow them because I feel like it'll create some sort of.
It
You're
will.
saying,
I don't want to start that.
you're saying I want to give the impression that I want to
Yep.
hear you, but
Exactly.
I just
I really
don't want to
don't.
hear
The
you.
impression's
Yeah.
very important.
Your actual
In
words
this
mean
industry.
nothing to me,
Yeah.
but the appearances of them mean something.
Exactly.
Equivalent of when you're at a party and you're talking with someone and the person's doing this the whole time, like looking for someone better to
Or
talk
there's just
to.
elevator music going
Yeah.
on, and you're just like, oh.
Yeah, or it's kind of like following that person is kind of like talking to the person who's like, oh man, dude, we gotta hang out sometime. Like, oh, for sure. And as I'm saying it, like, I'm never hanging out with you ever. I'm never gonna fucking call you ever in my life.
You do that thing while you're walking away. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
Hey, what's your Twitter?
Yeah.
Yeah, just mail it to me. I'll follow you. Sure, for sure.
I wonder how much of like your social interaction in the modern era is just like us going through the motions of that.
It kind of
stuff.
is.
Yeah.
It kind of
Yeah.
is.
It's like so much overhead to do that shit too. It's so crazy.
It's so much work.
That must have
is.
sucked if you were living in like a much smaller town though, because now you can kind of dilute yourself. Like in Austin, whatever, you can not see that person again for the rest of your life. But in
Right.
like a town of 100 people, it's like fuck, you're also working at the gas station, school, the city government.
Yeah.
You pump everything into my life, and I have to talk to you.
Well, that was like, and that's, I think, a part of it as like society. Perfect example. People, in the last 30, 40 years before this, they just dealt with it. That's exactly what happened. You described it, and they were like, ugh. Either you had one of two options. You were an asshole, and they're like, I don't like you. And then you were that one of 100 people in town, or you went, yeah.
Or you had to write a letter.
You know.
It's like, oh, the
Worded
mailman
letter.
lost it.
Yeah.
God.
As the company has grown, one of the worst, like most awkward experiences I can have is to run into somebody in public, like at HEB, the grocery store.
yeah.
Right.
Because then I know it's like I can tell by their demeanor, it's like running into your teacher when you're out, and it's like that's fucking too weird. Like, and the person I run into, I don't know if you guys have this. I don't ever run into anybody, but I run into the same people over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
Like I run into JJ all the time. Like even when he
Really?
was working,
Really?
even when he was working here, I would just run into JJ at the grocery store, and it was like that doesn't. I've lived in Austin for 20 years. That's never happened to me, and I just randomly like we're standing there at HEB with our baskets, and it's like, cool, good to see you. Yeah, it's like. Triscuits, cool. It's just like, it's so awkward. It's just like, gotta get away from it as fast as I possibly can.
I had a funny moment. It wasn't awkward, but it was crazy because it was one of the first times it ever happened. I don't know, like it was almost exciting in a stupid way. Lindsay and I just went to LA, not this last weekend, but the weekend before that, and we were at our hotel, and I think it was like we were only there for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we left Monday. I think it was Sunday morning. We're having breakfast at our hotel, and we're just sitting there, and my back is we were in this outdoor area. And then they would like you go outside and the whole seating area was outside, and there was this little indoor section. And I guess on Sunday morning they're like, well, the outdoor section is only for the like breakfast buffet. So if you're ordering, you sit inside. It's like, oh, that's fine. And I'm right next to like these big archways, and you're basically outside anyway. So my back is to that, and Lindsay's looking towards it, and we're sitting there talking. We just got our food, and she's like, oh my God. Like, she just says that out loud, and I'm immediately like, what? And fucking Joel Rubin walks in, and he's like, oh, hey guys, what's up? Formerly from Funhouse. And we're just like chatting with Joel, and he was there doing some other shit, and we're like, blah, 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 blah. But it was like, we saw you all the time when you worked there, but now you don't, and this is exciting. Like, we just ran into you. I literally said to him, I was like, we have to take a photo. We have to take a picture. And like, I was the last person in the universe who gives a shit about taking a picture. And then he, we talked to him for a couple of minutes, and he was there with his fiance, and we just spoke with her. And then they left, and I'm like, I can't believe we met Joel. That's so crazy. I fucking see Adam Kovic, in Australia, RTX Australia. He's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, don't fucking talk to me.
Yeah, come on.
Don't fucking talk to
I
me.
think
I
LA
fucking see you all the time.
Let's not do this.
Yeah.
Let's not do this.
Let's hug. I'm
I
from
think
LA. Let's hug.
is like a weird vortex because LA is so huge. It has like what 300 registered cities in LA County or something like that.
Yeah.
It's something stupid like that.
It's like a concrete jungle.
Yeah,
That's
but
huge.
of all the places, I feel like no matter what I do, I always run into someone I either want to see or know. In LA, like no matter where I am, Sherman Oaks, Santa Monica, anywhere. Like that's how I met Gavin 3 years ago. He was like in a sushi place in my neighborhood.
Really?
And, yeah, it was like my dad and I were.
And he had
picking out
no
a
idea who
Christmas
your dad was.
tree. Yeah, probably. I
No,
don't
he
know.
didn't.
No, yeah, no, he
No,
didn't.
he
No,
doesn't.
Meg was the one who knew.
Yeah.
So,
No, you grew up watching Red
Yeah.
Dwarf and that shit.
yeah, so like we
You grew up
were
watching Mr. Blobby.
It
okay?
was like Christmas time, and we went to go pick out.
Sorry,
a Christmas
by the way,
tree.
if you're from the UK and you grew up watching Red Dwarf, I'm sorry that you had to find out it's shit like that, but it's garbage.
apparently.
No, actually, I found out like because of Gavin that Red Dwarf has like a lot of very similar themes to Red vs. Blue, and he thought I had seen it before, and I had never seen it before. Anyway, interrupted your story.
No, it's fine. So we were picking out a Christmas tree like 3 years ago, and right before we went out to do it, I was like, Dad, have you heard of these people called the slow-mo guys? And he's like, no, who the fuck are they? He says, it's cool British people that...
It's mutual.
Yeah. Who blow up things sometimes slow motion. So I showed him that video of Gavin and Dan blowing up a building with a grenade. And he was like, oh, they're so cool. That's awesome. Oh, they work with Rooster Teeth, that one company that you kind of like. And I was like, yeah, it's really cool.
Kind of like.
That you kind of like.
Truth comes out.
And so we went
They're
to,
okay.
We got a Christmas
They're okay,
tree,
Dad.
And then we
what do you
went to sushi lunch afterwards in this little place in our neighborhood. And I turn around and go, Dad, that's Gavin Free. And he goes, no, fucking, he's British. He's not here. And I was like, no, Dad, I swear to God, it's Gavin Free right over there.
So you had just talked about him?
Literally 2 hours before we saw him and met
Nice.
him for the first time.
That's crazy.
It was
That's weird.
Really, that was the first time I've ever had like Rooster Teeth contact. I was like, Dad, that's fucking Gavin Free over there. So he went over and he introduced himself and he's like, I just watched your videos. You are so cool. And then we all like followed each other a few hours later, and that started this. And now I'm here.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Who was he with?
Meg.
Oh, he's with Meg.
Yeah.
It was a moment where, again, as I recall, immediately Gavin's like, huh, whoa. And Meg's like, I mean, you know who that was, right? And Gavin's
Yeah.
like, what? I believe he knew after the fact.
Yeah.
Just
It's like
Gavin-
90% of interactions with Gavin.
Right.
Yeah.
Also-
oh, but you didn't tell me. You didn't specifically instruct me who it was and who I was speaking to and give me a sheet with their face and their name on it. How am I supposed to know? That's usually Gavin.
When can I eat this? What is this?
I mean,
eat
it's a
that now.
kolache. It's
Okay.
probably
Where'd
like...
that come from?
Ryan brought it over for her. She'd never had a
I never
kolache
heard
and
of
didn't know what it
Never
was.
heard of a kolache.
Even
I
though I
don't
bring
know
them in
what
all
it
the time.
Which, I mean, to be fair,
In
that's
for
not
treat.
outside of Austin.
No, that's fine. I'm kind of like, how do you not know after work being here for a while? Because I bring them in constantly.
I
do.
believe, if
That's
I'm
all I'm
correct,
saying.
they are Czech, right?
Yes.
Are
yes.
they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are.
And
As Lindsay instructed, or she explained to me.
to the uninformed, they might appear to be like
They're better
pig in a
warm.
blanket.
They
Yeah,
are
they're
very
better warm.
They're pig in a blanket.
They're great warm
And
because
it's-
the cheese is gooey and shit.
Yeah.
Do you ever
Cheese and
go
a hot
to
dog.
that place that's on?
It's a hot dog.
Yeah,
It's a hot dog.
up by Fry's. Listen, okay.
I'm not
you
even
ever
sure
been
what
there?
you're referencing.
I will. I'm gonna message you. You don't follow me on Twitter, so I will text you. But there's a place up on Metric that you should go. It's incredible. It's incredible.
Okay, I'm
They
down.
have, they have this thing
I'm gonna go
called.
pee-pee. You guys vamp.
They have this thing called Hot Chubbies, Michael.
Oh,
Excuse me?
Chubby? Wait, back. You turned him around.
What's up?
It's basically just like a little dome of dough and then cheese and meat on the inside. So it's so good.
Where is this?
Jack, I guarantee Jack knows about
I
this
bet
place.
Jack does. Jack
That was
knows all
actually
those
the first
places.
person who indoctrinated me on kolaches. Was Jack, of course. He's like, "Oh, here, let me give you the lowdown."
Is that your Jack voice?
Yeah,
That's pretty.
yeah.
Fucker's getting slim.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's upsetting. It's the end of an era. Like the fat fuck jokes. You know. I have confidence. He'll get back up there. You know, give him a couple of years. But right now,
Wow.
he looks great. I mean, he does. He lost like almost 30 pounds.
Jesus.
It's like most of my experience with Michael outside of the office is at the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had the same trainer going into Laser Team was a guy that I had worked with, this guy Andy. I don't know if you know this or not. The first day I went to Andy's gym, Jack came with me because he lived like right around the corner from there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Andy talked about for years. He talked about that guy Jack who was there on the first day and just never came back after that. So I'm super happy to see like Jack. I knew it was gonna click at some point. I didn't know when it was gonna be.
Marriage.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
assumed at some point was
You just went
Katie
the other
like
way.
fucking fat. That's what I'm assuming. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm assuming she was just like Jack was like, "Hey, honey, I'm home," and she went, "Bleh," and threw up. I'm guessing. But I mean, hey, great for him.
She grew up an Australian. so-
That dude,
In Australia?
he
might not
puts
have
in the
sounded like
work.
that.
Like
It
he,
spun the other way.
he's been running a shitload, and he fucking fasts like 2 days a week. Where he has like I think it's 2 days
600 calorie
where he
days,
eats
yeah.
600 calories in one day.
Is that healthy?
That's interesting.
No,
Yeah.
that'll
Well-
kill you super fast. That's terrible.
okay.
I don't know.
No, I mean it seems,
Jack's not long for
healthier
this
than
world.
I'm not going to eat food.
That's
He
true.
seemed to do the research on it. Clearly, it's working. But he will come in and like smell the donut. He'll taste it with his nose. If I bring in donuts or kolaches or something, and again, like he's committed to it. I don't know how many times he's went like, oh, it's my fasting day. And he'll just walk off. He'll be like,
Good for him.
Yeah.
and just leave. I've
That
seen him
is-
do that a bunch of times.
That's incredible willpower that I do not have.
It was actually funny today. Today we were looking at a piece of artwork, which I believe is for RTX or it's some sort of promotional.
The way you
thing
said that, I just
for-
imagined like all the achievement hunters, like looking at art, like hanging on the wall.
You know,
Like, you guys are
I mean,
all regarding it.
whoever's there.
We went to a museum and
Ryan,
pondered the meaning of life today.
Ryan, Jeff, and I were there.
You had to kind of cross your eyes to see the picture.
Yeah.
We were looking at something. It's either promotional stuff for either Let's Play Live or RTX. I don't spoil what it is, but Jack's rendition of it. He looks. The first thing he's like, oh yeah, we're all in it. Blah blah blah. He looks at it and goes, oh man, I'm fat. And we're like, Jack, I mean, you know, it's been in the makes. You know, what do you want to do next year, buddy?
Yeah.
Next year you're gonna look great.
You're like, oh, they'll draw you like.
Well, I mean, honestly, like I don't think Jack really lifts weights either. Like if he's in the perfect point now, where if he lifted weights, he could actually like really tack on muscle and shit.
You get Adam
Because-
Ellison.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been like a fat blob, and he's kind of chiseled that down
Jesus,
to
man.
like. I mean, I said he's been. It's a compliment when I say you were fat and disgusting and repulsive, and you made me sick when I looked at you. But now
Jesus.
I don't think that at all. Now I look at him and I'm like, wow, he looks great.
So while we're on the subject of stuff we hate about Jack,
Yeah.
he's also a guy that as soon as he started working out, I knew about it because it was on like Twitter, like him going to the gym and all that
So
stuff.
mute.
No, I didn't. I'm very proud of him. But there is a certain mentality that the moment you set foot in a gym, you like are immediately on social media talking about it.
God,
Like,
yeah.
you're running or all this stuff and everything. But I don't think Michael did that. Michael did that thing where he showed up for Laser Team, and I think we put him with the trainer. I think like 2 months before we started shooting.
Kind of close to the shooting. I remember
so,
that. But
So it was so frustrating for me because he's like new to the gym, so he gets beginner gains, which is the moment you start working out, you get like these incredible gains. And he's like 22 or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck. I know he's 28, but he looks like he's like 18.
But the
you know?
mind
Right,
of a 12-year-old.
yeah.
Exactly
we got
right.
it, yeah.
Exactly right. So it's like he was like immediately like crushing it in the gym. I was like, God damn, he made a ton of progress fast. And it's like I don't know if he's like tweeted about it or anything, but he's like building like this home gym at home and everything.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's been tweeting about that.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we definitely get to see every piece of equipment. He's like, oh,
really?
And
yeah,
the
he runs at
Amazon
you with the
orders
phone.
as well.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
He does laps around the office like, look what I bought.
I think it's a kind of sense of pride, and also maybe, I mean, the reason that I tweet about when I'm like going to yoga or going to the gym is because I always want someone to be like, you better stay on it.
That's-
I need the reassurance of like, Mika, do your fucking shit. Like I always do like hashtag fit for RTX because I feel like there's some sort of, not pressure, but like I've set a goal and I don't just know about it,
Yeah.
but others know about it now. So I'm going to the
You
gym.
made a public declaration.
Exactly. I'm going to the gym. My followers and friends know I'm going to the gym. If they see me sitting at home being a fat ass, they're like, Mika, remember Fit for RTX? Get your fat ass to the gym.
So
But do they
basically, you're
ever
shame
actually
baiting.
do that?
Oh no, I do. That's why I love my friends because they text me and they're like, "Are you going to the gym today?"
Your friends are assholes.
My friends are
Yeah.
good assholes.
Oh, I see.
You need a
They're
good asshole every now and again.
Exactly. If a friend was just like, "No, Mika, just eat your donuts and your pasta and your carbs. It's fine.
That's
Sit
cool.
on your ass."
Mika has a Star Wars ring on. That's awesome.
I do. I don't
Your
know.
Star Wars logo ring. You're
Yeah.
probably not gonna be able to see it.
Probably not gonna. I
It just
don't know
says
if there's
Star Wars
It just says
on
Star
it.
Wars on it.
Yeah.
I got it at Disneyland because I love Disney.
We had a really cool thing happen recently where I don't know if we can talk about it yet, but we'll talk about it very soon. Where we got a phone call because somebody saw the Blaine Star Wars prank and they felt bad for him.
Oh.
So
Oh.
we're gonna get to do some we're gonna go to San Francisco and I think do some cool stuff like tour
And-
Lucasfilm and everything.
Are you gonna make
Oh,
Blaine
that's
stand
awesome.
outside while you do it?
Here's the
Please do.
here's the fucking problem is that
Take me instead.
Blaine is 100% convinced it's another fucking prank.
Right.
Which is why I fucking hate pranks and I hate hidden camera stuff. That's what I don't like more than anything else. We did a hidden camera immersion. Did you ever see that one with the fruit?
Oh yeah.
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 Released it for
Wait,
sponsors.
what?
Yeah.
What was it?
Yeah, you know what it was?
It was artificial flavoring.
I was watching the PAX. I was watching PAX 2011, PAX East 2011 panel, and then I had to watch PAX East 2012 because I was trying to find the first time we talked about Day 5, which we just put out a trailer for. And,
So good.
The trailer's great.
So incredible.
They did a great job on it, but I was trying to think how long has the audience been aware of this project? And it's I think the first time we talked about it was PAX East 2012. so 4 years
That's a
plus
while, yeah.
at this point. Yeah, so it's crazy. But in watching the 2011 one, we showed the fruit immersion at the beginning of that one, and it's like, oh yeah, we used to do hidden camera stuff. Well, it was like a big deal to do it back then.
There wasn't too much of that stuff, though. I mean, there was that, and we've done a few in
Shenanigans,
yeah.
We
but-
also did the scorpion thing, which I'm still angry
Yeah.
about.
The problem is with hidden camera stuff is you never know what you're gonna catch by accident. You know what I mean? Like a fucking
Right.
phone call or
Or
somebody.
Gavin Free just looking at the camera.
That. He's pretty good about spotting stuff. So yeah, but Blaine is 100% convinced that like we're on the phone with somebody from Lucas, and he's just looking at me like this. He goes, "Do I get a hug after this?" I'm like, "No hugs this time. I promise."
The betrayal hug.
Like we have to like meet in a neutral territory to take the phone call that we determine right before we get on the phone call, just to make sure that like he knows it's not like a setup of some kind. It's horrible.
He'll
It's
never
horrible.
trust
That'll
you
be
again
even worse
after
too
that.
when it inevitably turns out to be a setup. He'll be like, "How the fuck did he do it?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I picked the
Showmanship.
meeting room. How did you know?
We just bugged everything. I just don't want people to think that anything around here is like bugged. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
don't like that.
Yeah.
Also, it's like, well, we have some stuff coming up soon, but I don't want to get pranked either. So, I know I'm like in the hopper.
Listen, fuck you.
For a revenge prank, and I just like, no more pranks, guys. No more. We're done with this.
I like that it's not that you don't want to fuck with your employees, it's that you don't want to get fucked with in return. You're just like, pranks are banned.
Well,
Banned
yeah,
pranks.
it's done.
No more. We're
That's
good.
the same way nuclear weapons work. I mean,
Right.
you got to have the threat of return violence.
Yeah, and once you get your nuclear weapons, you don't want anybody else to have them.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. No,
And then
yeah.
you're not gonna get rid of yours because you're like, I'm just
Hey,
saving them, saving
We're
them.
not gonna use them, but you don't need them.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have them to stop you from having them, so that you could stop us from using them.
Right. And it's like, no, take yours. No, take yours. No, put yours down. Put yours down.
So we have a friend who's a very well-known Canadian, and if you follow Rashid, you could probably figure out who it is. But he talks about like he has a cottage where it's on a lake, and he said the definition of an environmentalist is the moment you get your dock put in the lake, and then everyone else at that point is like, well, do we need more docks in the lake? Is that bad for the environment? Because they have theirs and they're set. And he was talking about how land in like rural Canada is still very cheap. And so we had this place, and it was a view of a lake, and there was a property across the street that was all trees. And he thought, well, somebody's going to buy that property at some point and turn it into like a house. And it's like, this is like part of what I love about my house is that view. Why don't I just find out how much just the raw property is with nothing on it? And it was like a tiny amount per acre. So he's like, okay, well, I'll just buy that property. Well, the other people in the cottages around him, they all have like a homeowners association or something, the equivalent of that in Canada, where they were all meeting and they were all like, well, what is this famous person who bought this land gonna do with this plot of land? Because he already has a cottage. And then his daughter went over to somebody's house, and like one of the mothers was there, and she was like, hey, what is your dad gonna do with that land over there? And she had just recently spoken to him, the daughter, and said, Dad, why did we buy that land across the street? Or across the lake? What do we want it for? And he goes, oh, well, we could just, it's for, to preserve our view. And it's like, if we want to go hiking, we go on trails in there. And maybe at the top of the hill up there, we could build a gazebo up there. We could go to the gazebo. And she was like, okay. But she's like, I don't know how old. She's like 7 or something like that. So this mother asked her, what's your dad going to do with that land? And she goes, oh, he's going to build a bunch of roads and a casino. So it caused like this huge fervor about this guy who was going to build a casino at this like rural Canadian lake.
Oh my
And
goodness.
freaked everybody the fuck out.
So I'm guessing the segue is because it's a secret, but we're gonna build a Rooster Teeth Canadian cabin getaway.
Yes.
Right? You said land is cheap.
Dude, I don't know. There was a conversation that we had when Red versus Blue first kind of started taking off, where I talked to the guys and I said, this is internet money. We don't have like a storefront. We can make this show from wherever in the world, and as long as we have a website, it's the same. So it's like the way I pitched it was internet money kind of spends differently in different places. And I said, so we could move to the middle of Kansas where everything is super cheap, as long as we can get an internet connection. Or if we want to, we could move to the south of France. And everybody was like, no, we want to stay in Austin. Specifically, Gus and Jason at the time were like, they did not want to leave Austin no matter what. But we had that conversation at one point.
I was just talking about a vacation home, like all the Rooster Teeth employees get a copy of the keys.
The problem
we
is-
build
She's
a
been putting it
Canadian
in for
home out.
weeks.
A lot
Give her
of
the
that
fucking
rural
vacation
Canadian is a
keys already.
little cold, though. I mean, there's like a week or two you would want to live in it.
But when you're in
Sure.
August
Yeah, but that's
in Texas,
vacation.
you like want to.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you wanna
absolutely.
go- Canada.
I mean, theoretically, assuming it doesn't rain the entire year this year.
Right.
I never understood the logic of people who get vacation homes because, like, do you want to go to the same fucking place every year?
True. I don't understand that.
I mean, one of the cool things is going new
Fucking
places.
rich people.
Well, that's what.
Yeah, but the rich people are going to the same fucking place.
Yeah, you get a
you
vacation
rent
home
great
here, you get a
vacation
vacation home
homes,
there.
you know?
Oh,
You
shit.
diversify.
Yeah.
Diversify your
Airbnb.
portfolio.
You rent them out the rest of the year. There you go, money.
Unless you live in Austin.
Let's live.
But that's what you used to do, like before Airbnb was a thing.
Then you rent it
We
out
used
South
to
by
go to
Southwest.
Martha's Vineyard a lot, and it was like the same house that we really liked on the vineyard, but we just rented it for like 2 weeks. And that's what they did. They just rented out their house. It was like Airbnb pre-Airbnb.
Uh-huh.
So it was the same place, and we knew it. And it was across from this beach that we really liked, and it was like a really affordable price. It was cheaper than a hotel because we stayed there for 2 weeks. You know, we wanted to have a nice place, and my dad and my mom could cook, and
Yeah.
I had my own bedroom. And I think that it's a nice thing to do if you have different vacation homes. But I want to understand, like, yeah, having my home in the south of France.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Meh.
Or the people who have like a home in the Hamptons or something, and they paid like $10 million. How much are you're from the Northeast? How much are homes in the Hamptons? Like 10 million.
I
20
wouldn't
million
know.
bucks?
I
You
wasn't
got,
allowed
you got
to
over
look
there?
at
Can you not relate to the Martha Vineyard story, Michael? Is that
I can't
I
exactly.
said it was cheaper than a hotel, Bernie.
You do have to like preface it that way. Like whenever we started going places as a big group, it's like, fuck. When we go to conventions, it's like I can rent 10 hotel rooms
Right.
for everyone to stay in because Gus won't stay with anybody. You know, Jeff's a nightmare, and so it's like. So I can't put everybody in the same. I can put everybody in different hotel rooms and pay for 10 of them per night, or you just rent a big like fucking massive house
Right.
for probably half the cost.
Yeah.
The problem is they don't want to do that either
Oh,
because then
well,
they have to share
Like,
bathrooms and stuff.
That's
No-
why we
no
did it,
dice.
because it made more sense to save money on a hotel if we were going to a beach place and just stay in a house, because that's the whole novelty of a hotel is you get room service and people make your bed up for you. But if you don't really need that, you can just rent some place to stay and go with your family for a few weeks, and then you save money.
I'll be honest too. Even in a hotel, I don't like them coming in every day. I always I'm just like.
I hang the
I'm
thing.
good.
Yeah.
I'm good
Don't
until
make
all
much-
my towels are used. Until I've thoroughly fucked this place up.
Yeah.
You don't need to clean it.
That's why I love Airbnb.
Are you the kind of person that if you had a cleaning person that would come to your house and clean your house, you would clean up before they got there?
I absolutely would.
Yeah.
That is why I
No.
cannot sell a cleaning service to my wife.
No-
It would
no doubt.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'd have to clean it first.
I would do like the pickup cleaning, and then she could do, or he can do like the actual like dirt corner cleaning. You know what I
Toilet
mean?
scrubbing.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Well, that's a perfect example. If there was like shit stains on the toilet, there's no way I could leave that and let the cleaning person come up. I would like get the bulk of it off, and then if you have like the stained, like there's just like toilet,
Yeah.
there's like shit
The
in
hard
your
water
toilet,
line, yeah.
right? And then
Yeah.
there's hard water lines.
Yeah.
They can scrub that out. I'm not gonna leave like poop flowing out of the toilet. You know,
You save that for work.
even
Yeah.
if they, well, I mean, like even if they did laundry, like yes, I could eventually see myself, having some sort of cleaning person that would maybe do loads of laundry amongst their cleaning, but that would never be like pick up my clothes
Oh, yeah,
off
no,
the
no,
floor,
no.
compile it, then do it. It would be
Yeah.
like, here's my laundry, wash it, fold it, stack it, and then I'll put
Yeah.
it away. You know what I mean?
That'd be really interesting to actually talk to someone that does that and just see what like their worst client would leave for them.
Well, I
when they
think
would come in.
hotel people deal with the worst because there's like and there's
Yeah.
horror stories for Airbnb where like
Oh,
people just
God.
wreck the place. I mean, it's crazy.
I
It's
always
fucking
leave it
crazy.
cleaner than I found it in
I'm the same way.
Airbnbs. I clean my Airbnb.
It's like a national park.
Yeah, exactly. I find the cleaning supplies, or I message the owner to ask where they are, and I like to clean out the sink, clean out the bathtub. I just like to leave it because I don't know, it's my dirt, it's my grime. I'm staying in your house that you may stay in sometimes. I don't want to leave my shit around.
No, I
don't
agree.
know. I take out the trash. I make sure I know where the dumpster is.
Oh wow.
I consolidate. The hotels anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel bad of them cleaning it. Like, it's their job. They're going to pick up. But I'm not like, fuck this. And then I flip the table. Like,
Right.
we're going to clean it anyway.
Yep.
Like, I'll put all the garbage in the garbage can. Every time, like, if I do room service, I'll stack all the cups together, like, on
Yeah.
the tray for them and compile it into one thing.
a good
But
person.
I also can't help myself. It's not so much I'm a good person. It's more just I can't help myself. And
Slightly obsessive
it
behavior,
bothers
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
At cons,
Yeah.
I do that
So it's like
because
kind of an arrogant thing.
Yeah, that's what
like
it
an
is.
ego-driven
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I know that at cons, whenever I'm doing cosplay or something, I fuck the towels. Like there's makeup
Go ahead.
all over the
That-
towels. Yeah, I
yeah,
fuck the
those-
towels. There's like eyeliner and makeup and glitter and
I knew
wig
that's what
glue
happened
and
at
everything.
conventions.
That's what happens. We all fuck towels.
Here's
And-
what I can
but
never fucking figure out in a hotel is what
that?
the fuck are people doing with the irons? Because I get an iron in a
iron,
hotel,
sure.
it
I
looks
iron
like
my
it,
stuff.
it looks like it's been in a battle though.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
it's
you're
like,
right.
What are fucking people? Because I get out, I iron my shirt and then I put it away. It's like
Yeah.
it looks like people are just on the floor, slamming the fucking iron.
Is that not how you iron clothes?
I guess that's what they do. Like they get it by the cord and just swing it at the
If you're a
ceiling.
murderer or a hooker, odds are you're in a hotel.
They're having battles with these things in the
Real.
hallway or something like that.
Epic iron battles in hotels. But I feel like I like to tip maids.
Oh,
in the
same here.
hotel.
Very
Yeah.
few-
I always
very
like
few
to
people do
I
that.
tip
Yeah.
the room.
I always tip the room,
How?
especially you just
leave
leave
money.
money under like a
leave
TV
money.
remote on the.
No shit.
Yeah,
you
just
can
throw it
do
on the
that?
counter.
Yeah, that's what I always do.
I
because-
usually go between. Honestly, I always
Yeah.
tip like usually I'm like $10 if I'm there for like 3 or 4 nights. I'll just throw 20, which is like I don't think is a lot in any way, but
Yeah.
I usually just leave a tip for the maid.
Almost nobody does it.
I
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a practice.
I once stained every towel with foundation during a con, and I left them a 50 because I felt bad.
Because you felt bad for the towels?
I felt bad for I felt bad that they had to clean up my shit because there was like makeup.
Because the maid's just
explosions
doing the
everywhere.
same thing with
Yeah.
that towel. They're just going in the
But
bin.
like there was,
Yeah.
but it was all like there was all over the floor. It was just I left a mess.
Oh,
and
okay,
we
you
had
made
to
a
check
legitimate
out. Yeah,
mess,
we had
yeah.
to check out fast
There
and like,
was
get on the road.
there was
foundation on the wall.
I put a 50 and I was like, I'm so sorry.
I'll just say
I'm so
this.
sorry.
The hooker's
Usually-
body was getting cold. You had
Yeah,
to get
I
out
had
of
to
there.
get out.
Usually I'm like between $10 to $20. I'll just like if I have it in my wallet, I'll just it's something like I won't go and get change if I don't have money. I don't have money, but I
Right.
try to leave a tip whenever I'm at a hotel.
Yeah.
There was one occasion where Lindsay did not do the sheets kindness
Go ahead.
to a hotel room.
Go ahead.
It was an unfortunate
Things
time
happen. Things happen.
of the
Things
month.
happen.
Things happen.
Right.
Things happen, and I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and leave an extra 20
Mars
Yeah.
was in
for
retrograde.
this, for
Yeah.
this, for this,
You
because
go
this
to
is
bed
kind
on
of
white
like
sheets and wake up on the flag.
you're
of
just
Japan.
like, oh, you cover that back up. I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and cover this and let them find out what's under there.
Do you think they just assume what that was, or do they have to like report it to somebody?
that or they were looking for something?
There was a large blood stain. We don't.
you know.
there may or may not
was
have been
like,
a murder.
ugh.
We're not
It
sure.
seemed like 2 people checked out, 2 people checked in. We don't know for sure, but
Gotta talk to the cops. I had a thing one time where I went to South Padre for spring break when I was in college, and we would all stay like literally 12 people to a room. I mean, you just stack in there. And my buddy Utterback had a
What?
pillow.
Wait,
Todd.
wait.
Wait.
We called everybody their last names in college, so.
so his
Still
actual
odd.
name was
That's still
Utterback.
Todd Utterback.
Oh.
That's
That's a
better. That's
horrible
better
name.
because if it was a nickname, then I can only
How did
imagine what he
you
looked
get
like
there?
with a shirt
What
off.
did it mean?
Right.
And people would just like they would play with it all the time. Like one guy just called him Utter Nutter. Like I don't know why.
Sure.
Oh,
But he had a pillow. I didn't have a fucking pillow. We were sleeping on the floor. I feel bad because I need to buy like first and last name here. And so we worked out the system where we'd lay like this, where I would have my head on the pillow facing this way.
Right.
His body would lay in the opposite
Right,
direction.
right.
So we'd share a pillow because then it's like not weird.
Yeah, that's
Right.
Yeah,
fine.
not at all.
And I woke up in the middle of the night and I'm like, I get up and I'm like, oh, I must have fucking drooled all over myself because I'm all wet.
No.
I'm all wet. I'm like,
No.
I'm really wet.
No.
I'm really wet. And I go in the bathroom and I turn on the light and I'm fucking covered. I look like Two-Face. I'm covered in blood. I'm like on this side of my body, like with like hard clots in my hair, and I'm like, what happened to me? I'm like, start yelling and screaming in the bathroom, and Utterback wakes up and he's like, oh, I got one of my nosebleeds. He fucking bled into this pillow and across my fucking face.
No.
It was a frightening amount of blood. I mean, I was screaming in the bathroom, woke everybody else up. And that probably wasn't the worst thing to happen that
Did
weekend.
you text Barbara? Did you take a picture?
And looking back now, it's like thinking about having someone else's blood on me.
Oh, yeah.
It's so skeevy, but at the time, it didn't seem so bad. But then another one of our guys got up in the middle of the night, and somebody else watched him do it. He got up, he was super drunk. He got up, he went over to another guy's suitcase, opened it up, and just pissed in it. In the middle of the night.
Then you have to open up someone's suitcase.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, okay.
Totally normal thing to do. And so the other guy was like, for the rest of the trip, was like, had no clothes, was so fucking mad.
That's
But at least you get
incredible.
covered in blood. I think getting covered in blood's way fucking worse.
That's
Depends. Did he discover the pee situation before or after changing clothes?
Ooh.
I think he discovered it after.
that's not great.
No.
That's like
You just smell yourself. What,
Yeah.
what is that?
Ah,
You have that every now and then.
everything in here.
You never want it to be you, but when you find out it is, it's not great. And you're like,
Yeah, and then somebody's like, yeah, Steve pissed in your suitcase. I watched him do it.
Oh, I like that it was an afterthought. Oh, yeah, no, he pissed in the suitcase.
Shit, I
Robbie.
forgot.
Did I not tell you that? Did I not tell that he covered your clothes in
I
urine?
forget to bring that up.
Dude, it was awesome.
You're
I
just
watched
like,
him
I
do
mean,
it.
he turned for the
kept
deuce, but he
going.
pulled back. I don't
When
know.
he was done, he had to tip it out because there was so much in there.
I feel like you never realize how drunk you are until you have to pee. And like you sit down and you realize that the world is spinning.
We don't sit down. We're not Gavin.
Oh, right. Sorry, my bad. It's a girl thing. But I feel maybe it's just a girl thing then. But I never notice, like, if you're out and you're having fun with friends and you're at bars, how drunk you are until your forehead kind of taps the door of the stall and you're just like, I'm drunk.
I can see
I'm
that.
drunk
There's
today.
like, I mean, there's
Go
one.
on.
Yeah.
No, take it away.
There's the immediate, like, if you're at a bar, they're standing up. It's like the ooh. If you're in a pool, which you've discovered with like Riot Punch, that's fucking forget about it. Cause you're walking around, and you're like, I'm fine, and then you realize how much the water's holding you up, and then like you crumble as you're climbing out. You're like, I'm not fine. But in a similar fashion, I will say, at my drunkest, if we're like downtown drinking, and we're in a bar or whatever, that's when you're like, me anyway. I'm like going to town the most at whatever's in front of me at the wall. Like Austin's a big one. There's always shit in the bathroom.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of like plaques on the wall or like artwork or whatever. And I imagine what for a woman sitting in a stall of like the door there, for me it's usually like slapping on the wall or something. You're like standing there peeing, you got like the wobbly stand, you're just like, it's going in there. Oh, what's that up there? I'm gonna read that thing. I'm gonna do that thing. Yeah. A lot of times I'll film shit while I'm peeing. That's like until how shit-faced I am. When I start filming stuff while I'm peeing,
If you get out a
gone.
fucking camera in the bathroom,
It's
that's
bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
it's
breaking
bad.
a serious
Yeah.
rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the weird thing that
That
happens
happens.
with girls in a bar, when they go in, I noticed that girls, I'm glad you explained this, because girls seem to come out of the bathroom drunker.
Yeah.
Somehow. It's like some kind of
Yeah.
effect that happens. But also, girls at a bar, drunk girls meet in the bathroom and they're like their best friends ever.
I love it so
There you
much.
go,
It's
see?
my favorite thing because girl compliments are the best compliments
Ryan,
ever.
right.
It's true because you go in and
What,
you're
such a
drunk
turn.
and she's drunk and then it's like, I love your shoes so much. Oh my god. And you're like, I love your hair.
They make
And it's
best friends in the
so
bathroom.
good.
I've never talked to
so
any
many
dude
friends.
Never
drunk in the
talk-
bathroom
No.
ever. Don't
Guys
look
in
at
the
me.
bathroom, you-
Don't look at my dick.
It's lifelong
Look that
friends.
way.
Drunk girls in bathrooms is like a bond that you can never break. It's incredible. I
Until you
love
sober
being-
up.
Yeah.
Then it's broken.
Then it's broken.
Then you hate each other.
But being shit-faced in the bathroom as a girl at a bar is the best.
That explains the couches. Girls'
What?
bathrooms have
Oh,
couches.
we have,
yeah, they
we
do.
have lots of
Yeah,
couches.
yeah, yeah. They'll be little ones.
Yeah,
I know.
especially at, like department stores, there are always couches in the bathroom.
I had a buddy in college that I would hate going to bars with because we go to like two-stepping clubs. It's Texas, so we go to country dance clubs.
Jesus.
Because the guys wanted to dance with girls. And I had a buddy, come up with a name for him, Bruce. His name was Bruce. And it wasn't
Bruce
Bruce.
Utterback.
Don't want to give full
What's Bruce-
first and last name.
No,
Michael?
not for this one. And I knew every time we'd go with this guy to a fucking club, to a dance club, he would get in a fight every single time because he would get super drunk. He was a big dude. He was pretty heavy, but he was also like 6'7". He was just a huge person, but he was also overweight, just a big dude. And first of all, guys would always want to fight him because he's the biggest guy around. That was the thing. But then he would do this other thing too, where he'd get super drunk. He'd go in the bathroom, and he would be pissing next to somebody, and he'd feel like, I guess he wanted to get into a fight. And he'd be sitting there pissing. Michael, you can attest to this. He'd lean over, and he'd look at the guy next to him and he'd go, hey, buddy, nice cock. And it was just like, we'd be sitting there at the club, and all of a sudden Bruce would, the men's room door would open, and they'd just come out fucking they go into the first table, and they go down, it's like, Bruce must have told somebody they had a nice cock. So, and I think the last time I saw him, was like in the Crime Stoppers like page
Oh,
where like
God.
he had defrauded somebody or something like that for like a bad check or something. So
Yeah.
he was
Poor
like
Bruce.
a mugshot.
That's not girls.
No, that's a totally different scenario.
Yeah.
You can hear nice cock in a bathroom. You're like, oh, thank you.
Thank you. Oh my god, I love your cock. Oh my god.
But listen, if you're a guy in a club and you're hitting on a girl and she goes to the bathroom, it's probably a pretty good strategy to like go and wait near the bathroom, and when a girl's going in, say, I will give you $10 if you compensate like that guy you're with is super.
Actually not, because the girl will come out with another girl, especially if she doesn't like you, and she'll go, fuck off, off, you cunt! Fuck off! This is my best friend! And then
you're done.
And then you're done. That's
Yeah.
it.
You can't let women be getting together.
No.
This is what I've
They will
discovered.
team up
They become more
against you.
powerful. It's
In-
like Voltron.
Sober,
Yeah,
sober for the most part, they hate each other for no reason. Like you're a woman, I
Unreasonably,
fucking
yeah.
hate
Yeah.
you.
But when you're
then you get
drunk-
one drink and I'm like, ah, no!
And then they, like,
and
team-
it's like I love you, and my sole mission is to make sure no dick gets anywhere near you tonight.
Yep.
For no reason, and for no reason, you're gonna be like, yeah, protect me from dick, even though
Every
that's why I'm
girl-
probably out here for.
Every girl is like girl vigilante for every girl in the
weird.
bathroom. It's really weird. There's a weird transformation. It's like, I will protect you because you're my bonded sister. And that's all it is the rest of the night, and then every guy is fucked.
I like
So-
combining
so a
your two
girl-
perspectives here.
The girl friendship chart looks about the same as the BAC chart, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
It's
got
like
it.
the friendship goes up the drunker you get.
It's like also if you're a girl and you're going out, and you know you're gonna get drunk. It's like to-do list. Like 1, make friends. 2, dick.
Usually it's
Lots
like
of dick.
it's like
Lots of
it's
dick.
like before you go out, it's like step 1, hate women.
Step
and then
2,
and then
best
it's like
friends.
step 2, drink. Step 3, love women.
And then step 4, get fucked. Just get fucked tonight. That's the girl checklist.
That's like it's like the classic like Rebel Wilson. It's like the classic friend of the girl you're trying to get after. Like, fuck you, dude. Take your dick and chop it off. Get out of here.
Pretty much.
How dare you approach with a penis?
Pretty much.
Fuck off.
And when you get too many girls at
man.
once, it's like a weird circle forms. It's like a barricade, especially if a girl just went through a breakup or she's sad.
Yeah.
When you find a sad girl in the bathroom, every girl converges.
Oh, it's like
and
a singularity.
Yeah, and they're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy you drinks. I'm gonna make it better. Who's this asshole?
No
I'll
girl
text
can
them
escape.
for you. Yeah, no, you're always protected by
That's
like
why
a drunk girl. brigade.
guys come and they try to carve out. Like you try to get away
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
the herd. Yeah,
Ooh.
it's like,
and then
like,
especially if she says, I need to go to the bathroom, you're like, or maybe don't do it. Don't if you're sinking and the girl needs to go to the bathroom, you know she's gonna come back with 3 girls being
Yeah.
like, fuck you.
This is all fascinating to me because
Yeah.
I missed out on that entire experience.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I never rarely went to clubs.
I
or
missed
bars
out
or
on it
anything.
being relevant to me, but
Well,
I've
you never
seen it. I've
went
seen
to
it happen.
single pickup scene or anything like that?
Not really.
What'd you do? You were out of high school, and when did you meet your wife?
I met my wife in high school, but we broke up and did different things.
On and
Let's talk
off
about
and-
that.
Yeah, we've
That's
discussed it to
covered,
death. She
Watch
basically,
your Let's Play,
they
Bernie,
went for
go
a couple
ahead.
of years. She went, listen, Ryan, you're great, but I'm gonna drop your ass because you're not the best. I'm gonna see if there's better options out there.
Then she went to
Shit.
Duke University.
Year or two later, she's like,
she
there's
found
not,
lots
there's
of
not
better,
better
options.
How old was she when she did
Well,
this?
she came back to you though.
You know, we met my sophomore year in high school. We dated for like less than a year. Then she dumped me and moved on.
So in high school.
Rip.
That's smart.
That was smart. It was
You don't
smart.
want somebody
It
going
was
through that at like
legitimately smart,
30
yeah.
or
No.
35. Yeah.
No, it
That's-
was good that we both saw other options and then went, all right, no, that was a good choice.
Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, you get people who are like sitting there, like 35, going, "I haven't lived my life. What am I doing?
Right,
I
exactly.
need to go to the bathroom, and meet nice girls."
But no, I never was good at the club thing, especially not being a drinker. Like I would always just be the guy that was awkwardly there in the bar, like. So
But weren't you a model?
not successfully.
I feel like J.C. Penney. I mean, I don't know. What was your,
I didn't even land a JCPenney gig.
Also, did you know that Matt Hullum was a model?
Really?
Matt Hullum was a
Oh,
child
wow.
model.
Photographic
Oh, I
evidence.
believe it.
He modeled a kiddie pool. Like I believe that was one of the many
What?
things.
Not a
that we had.
clothing, but
So it was like the
Okay.
packaging when you go buy the inflatable
Yeah.
kiddie pool,
Yeah.
and there's the fucking dopey kid having a good time in the completely misrepresented size of the kiddie pool.
Yeah.
You have kids, you know about this.
Oh, yeah.
They show a kiddie pool that looks like it's gigantic, and you blow this thing up, and it's the size of this fucking table.
it's a donut.
Yeah. So Matt was the kid, like on the
That was
Internet.
the tiny kid.
Internet, listen
Yeah,
to me.
he's the tiny kid
We
from
need to
Scam.
I'm
find
this
this
big.
photo. Come on, I
It's
believe
harder
in you.
than
You
it
can do
sounds.
anything.
It's harder than it sounds.
I'll ask him right now while you read that.
Hey,
Yes.
listen. Speaking of men, let's
Yeah.
all fire into this one.
Yeah.
It's time to help our fellow man out this Father's Day. Because Dad's gotten the short end of the gift-giving stick for far too long. Case in point, grilling aprons, historical novels, aftershave when all he wants is to let his beard grow like a majestic mountain man, just like me. Look at this. Look at this beard. Can't do this overnight. Takes a couple weeks. Take back Father's Day with a gift Dad will actually like getting. A badass sock subscription from Foot Cardigan. Foot Cardigan delivers one pair of amazing socks to your dad's mailbox every month. No more holy white socks, and no more mismatched Argyle ones either. Only badass socks from here on out. This is a thing that's very important. Socks. Like in my adult life, I have come to love socks and underwear and pajamas.
Yep.
Like, I get it.
Are you
you
being
know?
sarcastic or do
no,
you
I'm
actually
not.
love
That's
socks?
actually
I'm
what
not-
you're
I'm not
wearing.
being
Everything else is
sarcastic.
over the top of
It's
that.
true.
Yeah.
I'm not being sarcastic in any way, shape, or form. As a kid, it's like, ugh, I got this shit again. Once I started getting to like as an older teenager and being like, oh my god, pajamas are pretty great. Now
fucking
I'm just like, oh my god, new pair of socks. I just throw socks away. The second there's a hole in them, fucking garbage.
What do you? Yeah, you gotta live your life.
I gotta live my life. I gotta have socks. I gotta have boxers. Be your dad's favorite kid this year and get a subscription to Foot Cardigan. Your siblings won't be able to hold a candle to you. Screw your siblings. They didn't get him shit. Which is great because you always wanted to be an only child anyway. Check out Bernie's socks right there.
They're not Foot Cardigan socks. They're nice.
They're not, but imagine they
Oh,
are
it hurts
Foot
so
Cardigan. They're
Pulled
socks.
something doing that.
See ya, lame-o Father's Day gifts. Get your dad a subscription to Foot Cardigan. Get 10% off any Foot Cardigan subscription by going to footcardigan.com and entering code DOITFORDAD3 during checkout, and Dad will remember Father's Day every single month because he'd be getting new socks. It's like, oh, is it April? Socks. Must be Father's Day. December? Socks. Oh, is this for Christmas? Wrong. Father's Day. I remember you, son or daughter. You got me that sweet ass Foot Cardigan sock subscription. Most Father's Days are 1 day. This one's 12 days because it's a whole year.
It's a 12-day year.
Yeah, it's a 12-day year.
Plus, if you have nice socks, you go to a
Foot
club.
Cardigan.
The girl goes into the
Yeah.
bathroom. She makes friends. She comes out.
Yeah.
They're like, "Fuck this
Call me
guy."
fat.
The girl's like, "You didn't tell me about the socks.
Right.
You didn't tell me about that. Those are nice
Yup,
fucking socks."
yup.
Nice. I
They
love
got no
socks,
holes in
though.
them. They pull up. They don't look weird when his pants ride up.
The thing is, decorative socks are awesome. I
Look
have,
how
like,
stupid I
Pokemon
look.
Socks
Look
and
at
shit.
this.
Those are boring
You look,
fucking socks.
look, they're boring. You see my ankle. Ladies would never have sex with this.
Nope.
With this ankle right here.
Nope,
You need
never.
some sweet Foot Cardigan socks.
I tried to put my leg on the table when
Yeah.
you were doing your
Yeah,
ad read.
yeah,
I
yeah.
even stood up to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
I heard.
I'm
Heard
not
it.
gonna walk straight for 2 weeks now. I felt something pull and then I heard a snap. Something
Somebody
broke.
needs to go to yoga.
Yeah, it's so let me ask you a question.
Yes.
So as a lady,
As a lady.
let's just be honest. You
Here we go.
evaluate guys very quickly.
Yes.
Shoom shoom like
Yes.
that.
Shoo, shoo.
Yes, yes.
It's
It's
Some
the
would
up
say.
and
like a
down.
camera. It's like a
Sometimes
shutter.
slow, sometimes it's fast. Yes,
Right.
I evaluate guys.
I think so over time people can change
Absolutely.
your impression of them. What's the thing like that you look at? Like
Me?
Like so if a guy had nice socks or something like that, or nice shoes or something like that,
Yeah.
it's little details,
It's
right?
it is the thing about it is I'm not very okay. That's a lie. I was about to say I'm not very picky. I am. I'm not very like judgy when it comes to like I don't like his shoes. I don't like it. Like I have a certain type. I definitely have a type when it comes to guys and girls.
Yeah.
And I think as obscure as it is, I like someone with really good hair. If they take care of their hair well, I don't know if I like when it's swoopy. I like a guy's hair.
We're all out of the running, guys. Sorry. Every last one of us.
I also
Absolutely true.
not
Certain
even
what
like
that
fashion sense,
swoopy
like he has to be
means.
wearing a blazer or he has to be wearing something nice and expensive. But I definitely look at a guy's fashion, like what he wears, because it kind of shows a little bit about him. Like t-shirt and jeans. Yeah, that's like the slow up and down that Ryan's getting right now. I like t-shirt and jeans is nice.
Welcome to
It's-
Rooster Teeth, where
it's like-
95% are
But
t-shirt
But that's what I'm
and
saying.
jeans.
T-shirt and jeans is not on the no list. T-shirt
Like
and
the
jeans to
crossfade.
me
Yeah, it was
is,
a good crossfade.
T-shirt and jeans to me is like, well put together. That's nice. Like if the jeans fit, like they're nice fitting jeans. They're not shitty looking jeans. Like okay, cool.
So if you had to assign a
What do
word,
you think?
is
Yeah.
purposeful.
No,
a good
they're
word?
better.
Purposeful
Yeah.
is a good
Yeah, you're
word
looking
for
good,
my
Ryan.
for what I look for in a guy.
Okay.
Is purposeful.
Purposeful.
Like, I just like the purposeful.
Like
And
she looks
socks
like
are a way that
carpenter.
somebody can-
Socks are a way that somebody can do that. Foot Cardigan, everybody. Sponsor of Off Topic. There you go. But
So you're wearing shitty socks then?
We're doing
What
another
happened?
pan. It's Michael. Now it's you.
now it's you, Michael.
You're being
Michael's getting
panned.
slow up and down.
They're scanning you.
I don't know.
That's the eyes of a woman traveling up your body.
I also like
Laundry day.
We're wearing a Funhouse shirt, so it must be. Right?
Yeah, oh,
Exactly.
absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm serious.
I always find it weird when girls have like a specific type, like I will not date
Everybody
a guy.
does.
But like I have a type, yes. Like if you look at my dating history.
What
I
is
have a
Mika's type? Hold on a second.
What?
What is Mika's type?
Okay, I want to see. Yeah, are you guys gonna guess what my type is?
I'm gonna guess bipedal.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
absolutely.
All right, good call, good call.
Tall, because
Yeah.
unfortunately that's every woman's type of tall.
Honestly, I don't care because I'm a short person.
See, that's
How
what I
tall
say.
are you?
Tall,
I'm 5'3".
tall could be 5'8" to her.
That's
Exactly.
true.
So I
It's
don't
a
really have a
relative
height.
measure.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I do like. I find the height difference adorable.
See, I think-
but that's
I-
not a
I think-
specificity.
She looks
He's
up
like-
at Jeremy and she's like, he's you.
I got no fucking idea.
I feel like skinny, like skater guys.
Here's the thing, you're so wrong.
Human,
Okay.
I would
Wow,
go with.
okay.
Yeah.
Human.
I would say
being?
not skinny people who have never seen a skateboard.
There you go, Ryan.
Spot on, dude.
I tend to gravitate towards buff hipsters, if that's a thing.
Buff hipsters.
It's a thing in Austin.
So,
It is
like,
exactly.
Boy,
You're
you're
so
going to
Austin.
the Mecca.
You're in the
I know.
right place.
I know.
So like the strongman at the circus, like with
No,
the
no.
unitard.
Strongman.
Like,
the
I like the guys
stripes
who kind
across.
of have like the kind of
Mustache?
scruff. He's got not like Captain America triangle.
Yeah.
That's
All right,
ideal.
let's not
but that's
put Chris Evans
That's
down.
all.
No,
I mean,
Chris
it's hard
Evans
to
is,
find,
but that's
but,
what I'm
you know.
saying. Chris Evans is the ideal, so it's not like you have to be Chris Evans.
Yeah,
but
you've lowered your standards. You
yeah.
realize it's hard to
I
find
like-
It's
that.
like a Chris Evans type guy that might like playing hacky sack.
Right.
not hacky, but also as a gamer, because like if you're not a gamer, then we can't compat at
This
all.
is, by the
that's
way,
my job.
this is all in this right there. I mean, like the look up, look down. She's assessing all of this
Yeah.
in one go.
It's true.
You can see all that.
That's
yeah.
why E3
Chris
is
Evans,
such good
no.
pickings, because like going to E3 next week, I'm like, oh, you're here for you're E3? Are you a buff hipster? Oh. Got you. I see you. I don't
So
know.
if you're
I like,
not going to E3,
then
Be a
you're
buff
fine.
you should go now. you
I don't know, but
Hit the gym.
If I had to put into two words, buff hipster, but that's so stupid and it sounds so stupid.
hipster.
But also when it comes to girls, it's like the manic pixie girl with like the short hair and I don't know.
Trouble.
Trouble.
Yeah.
The,
You like
you
trouble.
know the specific like manic pixie girl.
So
is
like
that
if you saw a
stereotype.
dude, like a strong man looking dude in Austin riding a unicycle.
Oh,
you'd
with
be
a
sick.
Why
manic-
unicycle?
What-
Why
what if it was
unicycle?
a bike
with the one big front wheel?
Absolutely,
Yes,
they do.
no, the huge.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely
what if it was a
hipsters
buff
ride
man
unicycles.
wearing the unitard, riding the cycle with a manic hipster girl on his
Yeah.
shoulder?
Yeah.
Yo, that's like my wet dream
I
right
have,
there.
I
Ryan.
have never in my life seen anyone riding a unicycle except in Austin, and I've seen it many times. Since I've
Okay,
lived
I think
here.
we're taking hipster to an extreme level.
I'm
I
just saying,
mean
you
like
use
a
the
dude
word.
that like wears plaid and likes organic
You're in the
coffee
hipster
and, like,
mecca of the
That's
universe,
the-
okay?
So
You can't throw the
that's
word
the thing
hipster out
about-
and not
Yeah.
mean hipster.
That's true. That's the thing about being bi that's really difficult is when you look at girls, you're like, are you a hipster or are you into girls? It's really hard. 'Cause, like,
Oh.
the thing is, usually the stereotype is plaid, and that's the hipster stereotype is you wear plaid, and also that's the lesbian stereotype is you wear plaid. And I'm always like,
Man, there's so
You
many
have- So
you're
levels.
saying that
you have
I'm so
short hair,
confused.
short hair, a cartilage piercing, and plaid. Are you into girls or are you just a hipster?
think
Or
it's-
are you both?
Yeah, I think
I
it's a
don't
problem with
know.
same sex in general. Is like, how do you identify?
You never can.
Yeah, you never can. That's
You
why it's
never
like when
can.
people are like, girls like, hey, let's go to a gay bar. It's like, you're not gay. That's their space to like, it's easy for them to figure out who's there to be hit on.
That's
Last thing I want to
why-
do is go to a gay bar, hit on somebody, and they're like, I'm not gay. It's like, the fuck are you doing here? Get out of here.
I've definitely, yeah, I've definitely been hitting on girls, and they're like, "I'm so glad we're good friends. We're friends," and I'm like,
Oh yeah, great, fantastic. I love coming to gay bars. Everybody's so nice. It's like because they're fucking hitting on you. Everybody's hitting on you.
"Exactly. Everybody's hitting on you."
Then the worst part is then you have the girls that take the straight dudes to the gay bars because they're like, it's good. You get the dude hanging out with the girls, and they're like,
Right.
no, it'll be fun. And the dude's like, I'm just trying to bang you, but sure, I guess I'll go with you.
And then the gay dudes
and then
are
the
trying to
dudes
bang
are
the
hitting
straight
on the
dudes.
dude, and you're like, I'm not gay, and they're like,
I'm
really?
just here.
Why are you
Really?
I'm just
Fuck
here with
off.
her. I don't,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did the ashless chaps not fucking throw you off? Why are you here? What the fuck?
Did the assless chaps not throw you off?
Did the fact this place is called Oil Can Harry's that didn't fucking clue you in at all? We went when we were in college, and the Alamo used to be down in Colorado. Matt was working on this movie, and we met up with some people, and there's this one girl in the group who wanted to go to Oil Can Harry's, and Matt was like, "Sure, we'll go." And I'm like, "Okay, I guess we're going to Oil Can Harry's." So we like walk down there, we get in. The dude who like checks our ID at the door is this dude in a super tight white T-shirt, basically looks like Blaine, you know, buff dude. And he's got this little like twinkier guy next to him, and then we go in, and then there's a dude dancing on the bar in a thong and a banana hammock, and there's another dude down at the other end of the bar dancing the same way. It took Matt fucking 20 minutes to figure out we were in a game.
No.
20 fucking minutes.
This is weird.
You did
Yeah,
it.
this is,
That's exactly it, Michael. It's like we're in a conversation with 4 people, and Matt's like this. We're talking, and Matt's like this, and Matt goes. And then he looks at me and I go, yes. So it's like, and I don't feel like, I'm not uncomfortable, but I definitely feel like I'm invading somebody else's space, because it's like, I recognize, especially if like 10% of the population, if you want to go with like the commonly understood statistics, is like if there's a 1 in 10 shot and you have no clue if somebody's gay or not, it's like it makes it that much harder to hit on somebody.
true.
So when you go to a space where like everybody's gay and you're there like just having a good time because you like the environment, they're like, fuck off, get out of here.
Well, the thing is, for my 21st birthday, I took me and a bunch of my friends to West Hollywood, which is, you know, the gay district in Los Angeles, and we traveled around a bunch of gay bars because for your 21st, I think it's kind of when you're young, it's established that you come to a gay bar for fun, even if you're
Really?
straight.
That's
yeah,
a thing?
It's a thing because like all of the bartenders there and all the dancers and the G-strings and the banana hammocks will treat you really well when it's your 21st, and they'll buy you drinks because it's kind of a thing in Los Angeles. Maybe it's just LA culture that it's like West Hollywood is the place to go to party. Gay or not, you party in WeHo. And so for my 21st, we went out. You know, I had the experience of sticking dollars in strippers' G-strings, girl and guy. It was learning experience. But I went with my straight friends and my gay friends and my bi friends, and we all went out and had a good time because it's just like young people party in West Hollywood. I don't know what it is, but I know in some gay bars it's like, you're not gay, fuck off.
I think
Why
as long
are
as,
you here?
Usually, though, as long as you're upfront with it, like if someone walks up to you and you're like, you know, I'm not gay.
Right.
I'm straight. But it's not, as
If
long as you're upfront with them. It's
If
like,
you're
you know,
honest, then they're
I'm
like,
totally- I'm
"That's
totally putting that on
cool.
I'm
myself.
here,
Have a good time."
like, just don't waste your time. Or you
Yeah.
want to hang out? Let's hang out. But, you know, that's where it's going to go.
I think they get that so
Yeah.
much though in regular life. I would imagine though. It's
think
like,
so?
I feel like
No,
I'm like
like, it's
invading
true.
their space and like you know ruining the vibe of the place. It's like, god damn it.
I think
Well,
if
that's
you're
like-
not
I
I
ruining
didn't
the
expect to
vibe.
run that into
Like
right
if
into
a,
that here.
if a straight guy comes in to like a gay bar, because a lot of gay bars are mostly men, not a lot of women. They usually have ladies' nights, which is kind of it's kind of shitty. But if you come in, say I'm not gay, but I'm here to have fun with my friends.
Sure.
I think that you're more accepted than if
Yeah.
you're like sulking in the corner and being like, oh no, don't hit on me, dude, because like then you're coming into someone's space.
Oh, sure.
And being
Yeah.
an asshole about it. But if you come in like I'm here to have fun with my girlfriends and like hang out and stuff, but I'm not gay, I'm just here to have fun, then they kind of welcome you in. And they're
I feel like
"Yeah."
it's also, but to be fair, like to me anyway, at least, and again, this is LA's totally different.
Yeah.
That totally works with women in a gay bar, because like, hey, we're here having fun, da, 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 and all the gay guys are like, yeah, we're gay, we're not gonna. You don't want to be a dude who's straight who goes into a gay bar,
You do.
but is like pretending to have fun with the gay guys, because then the gay guys are hitting on you, and you're like, well, I'm not gay though. It's kind of like a weird area.
Girls like straight guys who are comfortable enough with their sex. I mean, I'm not going to generalize. I know generalizing on the internet is a bad thing. Lots of girls I know like straight guys who are comfortable with their sexuality enough to go into a gay bar with their girlfriends and hang out and just be comfortable.
Right, and again, for me, that wouldn't bother me. I would feel bad for the gay guys
Right.
in
Right.
there, because
As
it's like,
in-
I don't want to
Right.
be going into a gay bar and be like, woo, I'm down for anything, and then be like, not gay, not gay, not gay, not gay. Or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not
It's
even
like-
the typical issue
Yeah.
of where heterosexual guys are concerned that gay guys are hitting on them.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's
Yeah.
it's a thing of like they're in a space where they should be able to hit on anybody they want to, and it's like everyone's here for a
You get the
fucking
gay
purpose.
guy, and it's like,
Yeah.
look at that fucking straight over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you go on Tinder and it's like you swipe right on somebody, or is swipe right to go?
Yeah, it's swipe right over there.
And they're like, oh, yeah, I'm just here to make friends with people. It's like, what the fuck are you doing on Tinder?
Yeah,
You know,
I agree.
that's not what this is for.
I agree, especially because like when you're bi, it's hard to find people of the same gender because you're not only looking
You
for the
gotta
same
scope
gender.
it out.
You gotta scope it out. You always are kind of like the are you gay test. It's like
Yeah.
you drop a flirtation because girls flirt with each other in a friendly way. So you drop kind of a not friendly flirtation and see if it lands.
Yeah.
And if they're like, oh no, I'm straight, you just kind of sink away. But if they pick up on it, you're like, oh, are we going down this route? Is that what's going? But it sucks when you get like super far down. They're like, oh, I'm straight.
Yep.
Sorry.
See, I don't want to be that
up
dude.
front. You
But
say
up
up
front is fine.
Like we
Up
can
front is
hang.
fine.
Maybe
Let's
like
have fun.
a
hang
maybe
out.
like
That's what I
a
was gonna
name
do.
tag, like
Yeah.
not gay but totally cool with it.
It's like a
Is that on your
stoplight
shirt?
party in
Is that too
college.
much?
Because that used to be a thing.
So what's a stoplight party?
Stoplight party is when you wear green if you're single, yellow if it's
Oh.
complicated, red if you're taken.
Gee, I mean, why do you guys need that? You
I
have the
literally
fucking
think
internet.
it's the stupidest idea ever, but
Yeah.
it was a theme.
That's
just
something
like,
I would have needed in college. It's like
Yeah.
all those indicators.
it's
you
so,
know?
it's honestly the themed parties in college are so stupid. Like I'm so happy that I am not in academia anymore, not on a college campus. Like that's
Me
why
too.
I'm living far from campus because I do not like the college mentality of like everybody get to parties and get wasted and fuck. It's so annoying. I hate it.
Well, here's the thing too. It's like, why wear the red? If you're in a relationship, don't
Why
go
are
to
you at a party?
Don't go to the fucking party. Go home, go to sleep.
Yeah, go home with your significant other and sleep. Why are you fucking here?
Barbara,
Baby,
and I-
I'm wearing red tonight. I'm wearing it for you.
Yeah. Also, why are you wearing yellow? It's
Have fun studying,
complicated.
bitch.
What's complicated?
That means if the right opportunity comes along.
Right. Like we'll see.
This
maybe,
could be
possibly.
green.
This
Yeah.
could, you have like a green shirt standing by for
Right. I got the other ones with me. It's up to you to
She
make
told me to
change
go
it.
out and have fun.
Yeah, and then there were like the ABC
Your girlfriend shows up in a
parties.
green shirt and you're in red.
Oh!
Like the ABC parties were anything but clothes. I had a friend because I was in the theater department who was
We made the same head thing.
Well, that's
Ron and
the
I
thing.
both just went like
You have
this.
to make
What was I
clothes
doing
out
in
of-
college?
You had to make clothes out of things that weren't clothes. So because I was in the theater department, I had a really good friend who was a costume designer. She made me a leotard out of duct tape in a trash bag that looked like a proper French leotard. Like it was well structured.
I've actually seen stuff like that
Yeah,
before.
and then people would come in with, and then the more extreme version, I had a friend who I will, as Bernie does, not
Name
name.
first and last.
Outerback, yeah.
She,
Outerback.
Outerback, she
Go
put
to.
SpongeBob Band-Aids on her nipples and then had a trash bag skirt, and that was it.
Oh.
So it's very
Cover.
Party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People, do full clothing for ABCs, or they're just like nipple
Something
tape.
smells amazing. I wasn't gonna
Yeah,
bring
what
it
is
up,
it?
but
Yeah.
you're doing the thing.
Food coming in?
I don't know.
Is it
Not for
pizza?
not for
No,
us.
it's
I
all
also
this.
want to be clear too, is that Matt and I's experience going to Oil Can Harry's, we did not get hit on once. We avoided that awkwardness
Just to be clear.
by being totally disgusting. So we were good.
Not even a face a gay man would hit on.
We were polite
Ooh.
enough to show up and be just fucking trash, basically, for that scene.
They
so
looked
we were
at you
totally
and they're
fine.
like, they're straight, I can tell.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah, I
can feel
don't-
it from here.
Yeah, or they're just like not worth the effort,
Oh.
I would say too, it's like at 21. I mean, I think 21-year-olds are pretty much welcome anywhere because it's just like, it's still gray area for you. You're 21, 18 to 21. It's like you're still figuring shit out. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, maybe you're straight, maybe you're not.
Yeah.
Would you
I
like
can see
to
that.
would you like for me to be your biggest mistake in life? I'm totally okay with that.
I got time.
And that's why I like going out with all my other bi friends, because we can always talk about, oh, that guy's hot, oh, that girl's hot, all together, like whether they're male or female, and it's just fun.
And I do that anyway. You can hang out with me.
It's just
Chris Pratt, he's hot.
Chris
Chris
Pratt
Evans,
is
hot.
All the Chris's
All
in
the
the Marvel
Chris's,
are
hot. Chris Pine, hot.
You like a lot of
Hot.
built dudes.
They're good. I
Built
like
dudes are
like
hot, Bernie.
like a.
You're honest. Most
like
girls
a-
are like, oh, I don't want a guy who looks like he spends all of his time in the gym.
See, I want like a human, like a normal human built dude. Like The
Yeah.
Rock is too much.
Yo, too much. There are
Too
people
much.
who get
Chris Evans even now.
Like
a
Khal
little,
Drago.
a little
Khal
too much.
Drago,
As long as
Okay,
he can
he's
still
hot.
do this.
Right.
Yeah, as long
You gotta
as
be
he
able to
Right.
cut your shoulder.
Stretching's important.
There's some people where you look at them with their shirt off and you're like, oh, put it back on. That's
Yeah,
That's too
I
much.
think Cap
No.
one, Chris Evans. That's like I
Choice.
could be there. I could live with myself at that level.
Chris Evans?
If I could get to
yeah,
that.
Evans.
yeah. Even Cap 2, he's like getting where it looks like it hurts for him to move.
Well, you know,
Civil
there's-
War,
you
he's
say
a bit
that.
much.
He's huge.
Well, is he? I mean, you can't tell anymore. It's like all suit. Like he doesn't ever take his shirt off. or
He's a
anything.
big boy.
Fucking
though.
bummer.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Ryan Reynolds pays that shit off. You know.
He
Ryan
does.
Reynolds-
Ryan
Evans
Reynolds,
is a fucking
great
Chris.
example. Great
Yeah.
example. He's got
Chris,
he's
but here's the
built,
thing,
but
Chris
he's thin
Hemsworth,
still.
he's built, but
Yeah.
he's built for his own type.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
He's not nearly as big as you think. Like the Thor, most of it is the fucking outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
The cape
big.
makes
He's
him look
built,
big.
but like, fuck, did you see him in The Heart of the Sea?
No.
No, oh,
He's like 87
he's
pounds
like
in that
this.
movie. So
It's terrifying.
Really?
He dropped all that weight. And
every
got it
time
back
someone
for
does,
Thor.
every
Yeah.
time someone
Not good.
does that, I'm like, no, don't do that. It's like fucking
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale
Yeah,
is trying to kill
He
him
was
with that.
never like ripped, but the dude was in shape. You know, The Dark Knight, he was in shape, and then he did The Machinist. He's like, no, I'm gonna lose 100 pounds.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Fucking crazy. He would eat an apple a day and drink as much coffee as he wanted.
Oh
Fuck
my God,
that.
that's
how
Like
you
I
get it.
never, I now to this day can't keep up with Laser Team, even from a year and a half ago. Like I wish I was in shape as I was then without my trainer.
When we make the sequel, you'll get back on the.
Yeah.
It's nice having
Give
that.
me
like,
6 months.
It's nice having
for
that
the
date
sequel.
on the calendar. Well, obviously, when you were
Yeah.
gone, it's like it was frustrating for me because like I'm 40 and they're working out. I've been there like a year and a half, 2 years. You show up 2 months at like
I
your mid-20s.
was like, do I pick this up? Do I pick this?
Oh, God,
That's
oh.
Chris Hemsworth.
Get the fuck out
Right
of here.
there, that's Thor right
Why
there.
does he look like he's in the Achievement Hunter office?
Apparently that's where they filmed In the Heart of the Sea, was right there. Like, that's the go-to photo. It's
Yeah,
like,
All right, he's
to the
80
right.
pounds and still has more pecs than I do, though.
but here's the
No,
thing,
Ryan.
too. What's crazy is that photo was only him losing like 40 pounds from Thor.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what I
He's
mean?
not
Yeah.
that.
It's
ripped.
not like he's not like double or triple that for
Well, 40
Thor.
pounds is a lot.
It's a
If
lot.
especially if
It's a
muscle.
lot.
Yeah.
But
Who's the dude that played Black Panther? He's like,
I'm not sure the
I don't
actor's
know.
name.
yeah, but he
was
under
pretty-
that
he
Black
was pretty
Panther
fucking-
suit is just
That dude was pretty in shape.
choice.
See, I just look at Paul Rudd because like Paul Rudd got in super shape for Ant-Man. It's like, okay,
he did.
my whole thing is if that guy can do it, I still got a
Right.
shot at doing it. And I feel like that with
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool because Ryan Reynolds is gray now.
And then when he takes
So-
off his shirt,
Yeah, and then I'm like, fuck that guy.
And then he takes
Yeah.
off his pants.
yeah,
Yeah.
Ah.
I'll do it.
Willie
do
hanging
it
out.
being
I'll take my pants off
Oh,
and
I thought
do
you were
Ryan
gonna
Reynolds.
do Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
I'll fuck Ryan Reynolds.
Did your shot where you dropped Trow end up at the final cut of Laser Team?
Yeah.
Yeah, his
The,
butt's in
the
there.
first one did. I don't know that the one in the hospital did. The car, because it did twice.
The only time we saw full ass cheek was when you were mooning us.
Yeah.
outside.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
For you guys see
Sorry.
the show.
Spoiler.
Spoiler,
When
full ass cheek.
Michael's character Zach shoots his orderly, supposedly,
Allegedly. Allegedly.
when we come in,
He goes away.
Colton and I come in on the gurney. There's some things that got lost in the R cut to the PG-13 cut, but the whole like reverse shot of me talking to Michael is Michael's ass in his
Really?
gown.
Yeah.
That's
like
funny.
just like the total right side of the frame is Michael's
Yeah.
ass. Michael's like, I'll do it. Fuck, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, well, that was like when like we were there. Where I think it was literally to the point where we were putting on the like hospital gowns, and I asked Matt, and I was like, "Am I wearing my am I wearing underwear in this, or like what am I doing here?" And he's like, "I mean, do you want to? Like, do you want to go just full cheek?" I'm like, "Well, I already did the other scene. Like, I don't fucking care." And I was like, and he goes, "Do it." I'm like, "Okay, sure." And then I remember I said that, and you were like, "What the hell? I wanted to do that."
I find it funny that when we were filming Laser Team that one night where you were freezing and it was the party
going in the
scene,
pool
going in
over
the
again.
pool.
Yeah, that was great.
It was like
Maddest I've ever seen Michael on a
oh,
set.
sick.
Is the front lawn scene.
Yep,
Yeah.
because we kept spraying you with
Yeah.
the fucking water bottle. I remember I was like, it was the only 3 or 4 times I've ever interacted with you guys, and when you mooned us, I was just like, huh, I'm seeing Michael's ass. It's
true.
All right.
Now here's the thing:
Happens.
when you mooned him, did you tuck first or?
Oh, it was a whole thing. I had to have like a prosthetic attached to
Okay.
me that Lindsay attached because she happened to be on set that day, and Tiffany from costuming, the head of wardrobe, she like explained this whole thing basically
Yeah.
so you don't your other parts don't fall out when you're
Right.
mooning. There's like this like banana hammock type thing that gets like attached
sock.
and taped. That was not a cock sock.
Oh, it wasn't a
it's
cock
for your
sock.
nut sack.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what they want to stop.
Nobody,
You
nobody
wanna
wants to
tuck
see
all
that.
that.
Dick,
Nobody.
your dick's fine. That's all
That
hidden
takes
in
it
the
from a
front.
playful mooning to like a sex crime.
That takes it to like, we don't want to see that.
That's
and,
actionable.
and Tiffany was like, I'll put it on for you if you need it. I don't want to, but I will. And I can't remember who she was saying that she did it to some other well-known actor. I can't remember who it was.
You said some other well-known actor. You mean just a well-known actor?
Well, no,
Ouch,
for some
Bernie.
reason in my head I was thinking of Paul Rudd. Like he got his nut sacks touched because
It's easy to think about
his
it.
nut sacks because he's got multiple. But no, she was basically saying
Twice
like
as talented.
I'd done it before,
nut sacks.
and I can't remember who she was talking about, but it was like a pretty well-known actor, and she said it was super awkward and weird, and they were just like really weird about it, about like her attaching it, and like they were uncomfortable, which made her uncomfortable.
Ooh, that's weird.
Like mine
And they
first
got
thing.
those uncomfortable boners.
My first thing, I mean, it happens. My first thing with Laser Team was like with wardrobe of them being like, "Are we just gonna stick our hands in your pants and,
Right.
and fuck with shit?" And I'm just like, whatever. And I got used to that immediately. Like, do whatever. I'm not asking you to do shit. If you gotta dive in somewhere, I'm
You get used
whatever.
to that.
I'll try.
Lindsay, I didn't
form.
request it.
I'll
I didn't
try
request
and
it.
control it from my end, and you guys deal with your end, and we'll just see what happens.
My thing like that was my first shot was when I escaped the base with Alan towards the end of the movie.
Right, which
Yeah.
is like one of the first things you film.
And by that point, I'm all like banged up and I'm like covered. It's actually my Facebook profile photo is like that
Right,
day,
right.
covered in dirt.
Yeah.
And they do this thing, Ryan, where they like get the sponges and they like have dirt effects and they cover me with
Uh-huh.
dirt. But then because they were being nice, I ended up with like this totally clean patch on my crotch. And she steps back and she looks at it and she goes, "Well, I know it's your first day, but we're gonna get to know each other really well right now." And like she just gets down and like just starts like rubbing on my crotch with this like dirt pad. And I was like, this is an interesting perspective, you know? Total change.
The weird thing about if you're an acting major, you get used to that before you go into professional life because you get dressers and you also
Mm-hmm.
are in like small dressing rooms. So like my class was a class of 19 actors and half guys, half girls. I was comfortable being totally like buck ass nude in front of all of the guys in
Yes.
that class because it's weird. Like acting majors have no boundaries, zero boundaries. So when you get to
Performers in general.
yeah, performers in general
Yeah.
have zero boundaries. So when you get to the professional world and, you know, they're like, we have to touch you, you're like, I don't fucking care. I've been naked in front of everyone. I don't fondle me. I don't give a fuck. It's really
didn't say that.
interesting.
I've said
Yeah,
that
but-
like a number of different times, like at events and things like that, where we're putting on a show or whatever. It's like two other like big YouTubers when we're doing an event together. It's like we're standing there. It's like as we're changing, it's like I think I've said like 3 or 4 times in my life. I wonder if people realize how many times like YouTubers have all seen each other in their underwear. Like
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen Freddie
Oh, yeah.
Freddie Wong without his shirt on. I think I've seen him 1,000 times. Just
Right.
like because it's like when you're backstage, like you don't think about that stuff. You just got to change into something else.
It's weird. I find that for girls, it took a little bit more time for us to get comfortable with being undressed in front of the guys when it was when we were in theater school. But we had this one stage combat class where every Monday was conditioning for 2 hours at 9 a.m. and our combat teacher pushed us hard to the point where it was like very early on in our program, to the point that the girls were like, we were sweating buckets, and the barrier broke when we all took off our shirts and kept running and we're in sports bras and we're like, I don't even care at this point. I am dying. I need to take off this layer. And that kind of broke down the norm. And then after that, it was like, oh, she's naked. Cool. Oh, he's naked. That's his dick. Cool.
well,
Whatever.
to be fair, ladies have a lot more taboo real estate too. Like
Yeah.
guys got like one very precise area.
Taboo real estate, blending you free the nipple.
There you go, exactly.
Honestly, I
Go
don't get
for
the
it.
point.
I'm fine with
That's
it.
a message I think
Not
that we
hearing
can all
us
get behind.
complain.
Right
But
now.
I
We're
never
fine with that.
understand when people Photoshop a guy nipple on a girl boob, but
What?
you can have girl
It's a thing,
boob.
yeah.
to
What?
the point- yeah, you can have girl boob to the point where you can't see the nipple, but you can have all the boob. Other than on Game of Thrones, you can see full everything.
And it's great.
And someone will.
It's always great.
Oh,
Except
Oh.
when we got the full frame flaccid cock. Like
Checking for warts.
oh God, that was.
Do I have warts?
that was
Honestly, okay, if you're gonna give us dick on Game of Thrones, make it equal dick. Make it like perky boobs
Make it
and a
equal
hot
dick.
dick.
Yeah,
I'm
to be
sorry.
fair, it was just like whatever, dick.
It was
Yeah.
so
It
It
whatever.
was leftovers.
I always
dick.
turned to
Yeah.
Ashley and apologized. Like, sorry, that's the one.
Look, we get Lady
Sorry.
Melisandre boobs, which is like, choice boobs.
Like 99% of the
Solid.
time
Yeah.
until
yeah.
and then they're not great.
There was
but-
another red lady in the most recent episode, a different one. And like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah, yeah,
she's
yeah.
super hot. Oh, there's a necklace.
Yep. I said the same thing. I screamed because my mom and I like live text each other when we watch Game of Thrones, and I texted "Boob magic," and she was like, "Yep, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen."
We were on Hardwick's podcast and on the Nerdist podcast, and we redubbed Game of Thrones "Murder Tits." That should be the name of the show. It's either murder or boobs.
and
That's
I
it.
think that there should be an
a great
equal
formula.
amount of
Wonderful
boobs
formula.
to dick. Even Kit Harington said, "Why don't men hang full dong in Game of Thrones?"
Totally
And
agree.
You know what?
Yeah,
I
why don't
agree.
you, Kit?
Yeah, Kit, get naked.
We were watching
saying.
season 1 again, which is fucking awesome. You should go back and watch it because
would
they have
love
like
to.
all these wide shots of the locations, and it's really cool. You get a better sense of the world. But there's the Khal Drogo scene where he's with Daenerys, and it's like, god damn, it's like the camera's right here, and like he's naked getting in bed with her, and he's like, his body just keeps turning at this angle away, and it literally Ashley's like in her chair like this. She's going like this, like leaning like this. I can
trying
feel
to
her
see
doing
around.
it. I can feel her doing it, and it's like I'm sorry. You
All
know?
right, so
Yeah, right.
wait, so are you saying you think that boobs and dick are on the same plane?
Well, to the media.
Because where
it
does
is.
vagina fall?
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, but,
Vages
like-
get merkins. So it's-
Merkins?
they are
That's the-
wigs for vages.
Oh, okay.
So you never actually see the lips of
Right.
the vag because
You don't
of
get
the-
an anatomy lesson.
You don't get an anatomy.
That's a
lesson.
little
You
extreme
just
for
get
people.
bush.
Digital for that.
Yeah, you just get
Paint that
bush
shit up.
on vag. But I think that like, and then when we finally got a dick on Game of Thrones, it was this weird, flaccid, floppy.
Can we get like a point
unappealing
score?
dick.
All right, so like,
Yeah.
okay, what's boobs? Like on a 1 to 10, where's boobs?
Here's the thing.
10?
I feel like
10.
I missed the first part of the question.
Yeah, I
but-
feel like boobs. I feel like the problem with free the nipple and boobs and whatever is that then it gets to the point where when does it just become gratuitous female
Yeah.
nakedness for views, and when does it just become a standard? Because like guys
We have
can
to get
walk
through
around.
that.
Yeah, we have to push through because guys can walk around shirtless, whatever. It's no big deal. Guys
You can do
shirtless.
that in Austin too.
You can do that.
There
in
is a
Austin,
girl I
technically.
know that
But-
didn't they had like a RT recap or something
Yeah.
downtown that found the girl that
In
like,
And-
Austin,
and-
it's legal for a woman to be topless anywhere where it's legal for a man to be topless.
Yeah,
That's the
but
official law.
technically in like most of America, if a woman is like breastfeeding or something, and next to Victoria's Secret, they say that's inappropriate, ma'am. You need to cover it up. Meanwhile, there's like boobs on an ad over there.
look, they're covered. Okay.
Yeah, they're covered with a bra, and so I feel like I don't know. Game of Thrones definitely, boobs. They make it a normal thing. Like the woman takes off her clothes and they have boobs.
Yeah, they
Magic.
do.
It's totally natural.
Yeah, they do.
I'm
It's
fine
totally
with it.
natural, but I also feel like, yeah, so we see shirtless guys all the time. We also see woman vag all the time. Why don't we have, an equal amount of dick?
I would say
Theon's dick
just-
was in that, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
but Theon,
Right?
It was.
I won't
Alfie,
spoil.
Alfie dick.
I'd say below the waist is definitely 1 to 1. I don't know
Below
if
the
there's
waist
an
is 1 to 1.
equivalence though between dick and boobs.
How dare you?
What do you think? I mean, is that
Well, boobs aren't technically.
We're in the
boobs-
middle of having a
here's the
conversation
thing.
about how boobs should be no different than man
Boobs
chests.
have been made a sexual object when actually they are a purpose. They are a medical.
Yeah, but it's
breastfeeding
their
purpose.
own.
What is
it's
it?
their own
So is
fault.
vagina
It's their
and
own
they
fault.
look
great.
Because they look incredible. Boobs.
it's-
Unless
I
you're
love my
talking about
boobs.
It's
sexualizing an
personally.
appendix, it's all something
It's-
you
yeah,
need.
It's
Pretty
boobs'
goddamn.
own fault, okay?
Listen.
Dude with a shirt off, like at best, if it's a really muscular guy, it's like, oh, cool, you know?
It
he
is
looks
true.
So
good.
Michael,
You
do
do
you
get a
like
d-
all boobs? Like no matter what they look like? Because that's what I'm saying. Like,
No.
So this guys, you don't like every guy with the shirt off. You don't
No.
like every girl with their shirt off.
Absolutely true.
I personally love my boobs. My boobs are a lovely part of me, and I.
That's the name of this episode, by the way.
I love
Yeah.
my boobs.
Yeah, probably.
And I just feel like I don't know, like guys' chests can get sexualized, girls' chests can get sexualized. Why don't we just put it on equal planes and put dicks and vaginas?
But do you want equal? Because think about it. Because like you've seen all the Avengers shirtless except for Scarlett Johansson.
No, you have seen her shirtless.
No, but not in the Avengers.
That's true.
Didn't she get out?
I
of
mean,
the
her
shower
nips
in the second
were never
one?
out.
Her nips were never out because nips are not allowed if it's not rated
That's-
R.
I think there was
That's
also
what we're talking
Like
about.
like a
Hemsworth
bra
is
shot
like
at some point.
zip, you know.
Right.
Zip.
Good. Let's keep that.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, you
Let's
gotta
keep going.
In a way, you gotta have a good thing going.
I would love to see
In a way.
Scarlett Johansson's boobs. I would.
Is
pay-
there really no movie?
No, there's a movie,
There
but
is?
I mean,
Is there a movie where her boobs are out?
I mean,
someone tell me if there's a movie where Scarlett
they're out
Johansson's
there,
boobs are out.
whether
Yes?
it's a movie.
Broadcast is telling me yes.
Yeah, they're out
There's
there.
a lot of male voices that went, oh yeah,
What
no,
is
no,
it?
no.
Twitter, send me a link.
There's
to Scarlett
also
Johansson's
all the
boobs.
leaks.
What is it?
Yeah, that's true.
Under the Skin.
Under the skin.
Oh, when she plays the alien.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I know what I'm watching.
Yeah,
tonight.
that's like 2 years
was
ago
unaware
when
of
it came
that.
out.
I
Yeah.
will now know that. But I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of stuff these days where women are unequal, and I'm not gonna get up on a soapbox. I'm gonna skate
Goddamn
over
right you
that.
won't.
Just
Ryan
drink
will
up.
yell at
This
you
is-
again.
That's
Yeah.
what this is for.
Soapboxing.
Yeah, do it.
Well, I just feel like the inequality between women and men is going to take a really long time to get over that hump. Not even just pay equality, but when it comes to sexualizing equality, it's just like a guy sleeps with a lot of girls, he's an awesome bro. A girl sleeps with a lot
Do
of
you
guys,
think
she's a
that's
slut.
still the case? Like when I was a teenager, I would say that was definitely the case.
Oh no, it's still a case these days. Like if I say I've slept with a lot of guys today, I'm a slut. If a guy sleeps with a lot of guys today, or girls today, he's, oh, good for you, bro. What up? That's so cool. It's why
For some people,
For some
I look,
people,
trying to think of,
I
like-
look down on
For
Blaine a little bit,
feminism-
actually.
Yeah, I mean,
Look down
I
on
feel like
Blake.
he's
Yeah, I
a
mean,
bit of
that's-
a slut.
the
yeah.
fact that feminism is still a bad word when feminism literally means equality of the sexes is a problem. Until women are completely treated as equals, then it's gonna take a while. I mean, it's also just like racism. It's gonna take a while. If someone actually says to me, to my face, racism is over, I will kick you so hard you will taste my shoe. But it's just the thing. Like, it's gonna take a while for things to change. And I know that as a black bisexual woman, I know that all of the minorities that I am, I'm not gonna be equal for a really long while. Not everywhere. In some places, like in some parts of LA, people are like, she's just a person, and that dude's just a person. But if I go to the deep south, ooh, the things that will be told to me, it's like, I know that it's not good. The world is not good that we live in, but it's not all shit either. And I know that I need to take my part to change, and everybody else needs to take their parts to change, because it's kind of does, like, on one hand, I'm proud to be a black woman. On the other hand, I'm ashamed to be a black woman.
Really? She used the word ashamed?
Oh my God. Until I think about 2 years ago, I hated being black.
Really?
I hated it. It was
I'll have it.
It was.
Can we trade?
But that's the thing. People want to be black, but they don't want to be black.
Well, that's the
Like,
thing. I mean,
but
especially at a
it's-
younger age too. It's like you're a lot harder on yourself
Yeah.
as well. Like everyone's not confident, but there's always things you can associate
but
it
there's
with as
like,
well.
I don't like the term cultural appropriation because that's being thrown around a little bit too
Yeah.
much in my personal opinion. But I do understand, like, there are a lot of my friends who point out that, like, people like the rap music and the black culture, but fuck, they don't want to be called the N-word. They don't want to be called discriminated because of just their skin color, but I do. I like to say, I joke around that people forget that I'm black because I speak well and I play video games and I don't braid my hair all the time and listen to rap music, so people just like to forget that I'm black, but I can't. I walk outside in Texas and I'm scared.
Really?
Not Austin, but I don't want to drive to anywhere else in Texas because I'm actually scared of getting killed. I'm scared of being another statistic of a dead black person because of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a shitty thing to live with, of like, I like to dress nicely and put makeup on every day because I'm slightly racist against black people. I don't want to be another black person. I don't want to get looked down upon because I'm black, and I have to kind of accept that this is who I am, no matter what. You know, especially with the new Roots coming out. I couldn't watch more than an hour before I started crying, and my dad told me turn it off because it's so hard to watch, because that's the reality. That's where we came from. No, black history didn't start with slavery, but it's a big part of our history, and slavery is why we are where we are today. You know, like, being a black woman, statistically, I mean, Rooster Teeth is better than that. I'm statistically supposed to get paid less because of 2 factors of my life. And that sucks. That sucks to know. I just want to be an equal. And it hurts me when I hear people spouting this hate that because of your skin color, because you don't have a dick, you are worth less. And that's just living with that every day, trying to fight past that, which is why I was ashamed to be black. I actually asked my mom as a kid, Mom, you're a makeup artist, can you make me white? And
How old were you?
I was about 13.
Wow.
And that wasn't even like a little kid. That was, and if you know, back in the day, if you look at my Sims saved files, I always played a white person. Always my avatar was white. I always wanted to be white. My hair is extensions. It's chemically straightened because I always wanted to be a white person. I never wanted to get in the pool because my hair would be an afro. I was ashamed. But I'm sorry this is so dark and sad, but it's true.
You did it.
I know, I did it. I started it. But I like representation. I like seeing both sides of it. I got sick of watching Glee because it was the sassy black person. It's like, that's not everybody.
Yeah.
You know? I Z-snap sometimes and I get sassy and I say
Me
y'all.
too.
You do too, but yeah, I like fried chicken. I like soul food, but that's not all who I am. I'm a human. I just happen to be a little bit darker than you guys.
We should do a game time and talk about this because, I mean,
Yeah.
even earlier when you were talking and you casually mentioned that on Twitter that, like, you'll block people because you'll just see a slur.
Oh
and
my
you'll
God.
block it.
We had to start.
It's just an experience that I don't have.
We had to
Like,
start
I get called
blocking-
fat ass or, like, a dumb ass or
Yeah.
something like that. But, you know, I don't...
YouTube gaming, we started streaming and we never had to block the N-word, but that's all the chat is, and people realized that they could spell it differently. So I think if you look on the YouTube gaming blacklist, I have 15 different spellings for the N-word because that's all people want to call me.
Oh, right, and they're good around the filter.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's 2016, people. I'm black. Fucking big deal. Who the fuck cares? I don't get it. Why does that make me less of a person?
How different do you think the internet would be as a place if you had to use your real name on all your accounts, have a picture
Oh,
of
it'd be
yourself,
totally different.
Oh my
and then your
God.
age
I mean, that's
also
what it
appeared?
is.
Oh
That's
my
what it is
God.
too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, even going into that, you say it's 2016, and I mean, you can see the difference of that in person of 30, 40 years ago. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Of what people are going to come up to you and say to you because it's not accepted. You know, it's like you're fucking crazy. Like
Yeah.
you're a piece of shit. You're not going to get away with that nowadays. But I mean, that's
Exactly.
the internet. You know,
But
and
the thing
unfortunately,
is,
that's where we're at. So anybody can do whatever they want. They can say whatever they want.
Like in some places in the world, the internet becomes real, and they will say it to my face. Like that just means they're pieces of shit.
Right,
But
right.
it's like, I don't know. I just feel like at this point, I'm so tired of it.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of being the stereotype. When I was in high school, we were talking about slavery. Everybody went, Mika, and what's your opinion? I'm like, oh wow, we're talking about slavery. What's the black girl's opinion? I get it. You know, it's going to take a while. I'm not under any impression that the Black Lives Matter campaign will make any progress in the recently, because it's going to take a while. Change takes a while, but it's true. I know that people want it, like, this is a controversial topic, but fuck it, I'm talking about it anyway. Suck it the fuck up.
Yeah, you're a couple drinks in.
Yeah, I'm a couple drinks in. Like,
Perfect timing.
Don't sweep it under the rug. It's a problem. I like being here on this podcast because there are so few black girls in gaming.
Yeah.
And it's a problem. And I like being able to be a black bisexual woman in a mainstream video game YouTube company. It makes me proud, finally, to be black. And it's awesome.
I have a defense mechanism that I employ whenever I'm online. I run into people that are just hating, and I don't get it on the level or for the specific reasons that you do.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever I get like it's outrageous amount of hate, I just say to myself, you're probably arguing with a 12-year-old.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And that's the thing about the anonymity of the internet too, is that like we do have people that are just young people, and they're like, Louis C.K. did a whole thing about it. Like, young people are mean and terrible because they're figuring shit out.
Yeah.
And in the past, they would be on the playground and they'd go, "You're fat," and the kid would go, "Oh," and cry, and they're like, "Oh, I don't like that."
Or punch them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, I don't like the
right.
way that made them feel, and I had to see that. But now online, you don't see that. They're like, "You're fat," and it's like, that felt good, you know. And it's
Yeah.
like, it's just there's not that feedback loop that we need, you know. And it's if there is, people tend to filter that out because they see it as like
Right.
being an attack on them in some way.
It's
And
sort
the
of a negative feedback because people will make them feel bad and then they will pass that on to others. It's like,
And-
I feel bad, so I'm going to make you feel bad.
The
and you feel
unfortunate
bad.
thing is, coming into this, I think I've had so many content creators that I'm friends with, from like the Game Grumps to like the Completionist, all of those friends say like, don't read the YouTube comments, don't feed the trolls.
I disagree with
but
that.
sometimes I know don't feed the trolls, but sometimes I want to stick up for myself because when I get the comments of your dad bought you this job, you're a fat N-word whore, and I hate you, you don't deserve to be here, it builds up. They're 12-year-olds, that their opinion isn't valid because, I worked hard. I'm here because I do shit. I feel like I deserve the good things in life. But at the same time, if you acknowledge it, it just brings more. But you don't want to not acknowledge it because you want to stand up for yourself. And I've been told by so many people, just ignore it, just ignore it. But when does it get to the point where you ignore it so much that it hurts you, because they're 12, but you go home at night and those comments are floating around. And it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks shit because you think, my friends think I'm cool, my parents think I'm cool, I think I'm cool, I'm great. But that one comment,
Yeah.
it'll always stick in your mind.
Well, that's what you have the podcast for. You tell them, fuck you now.
Hey, everybody, fuck you.
Yeah,
There you go, I feel better,
yeah.
yeah.
And Mika, I want you to know that I will promise to continue to treat you just like I
We will
treat
continue to rain down on you if you don't
everybody
know where
else
you're
is.
going
He's
in
gonna
Destiny.
treat
I am not going to make a special
And see,
zone
here's
to
the
put
thing.
you in.
Right.
I
Hey,
like
that's a great
that
point.
because if I was treated like a special
Again, didn't like it
snowflake-
yesterday. Likes it now.
I did like it when it was happening, but in hindsight, I appreciate it because if you treated me like a special snowflake, then I wouldn't be one of the guys. I
Nope.
wouldn't be one of Achievement Hunter, and I like being part of Achievement Hunter.
I think, if I remember, your first day, I also went, you're not a guest here anymore, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
which is true. I'm not.
It's on now.
Hey,
Like,
good,
this
good
is-
work, Ron.
I just want to say,
What an
on that
ambassador.
note, it is the 3rd of the month, and we haven't gotten your dad's check yet. So if you could
Oh,
talk about
shit.
that,
Ugh.
that would be
Sorry.
awesome.
Oh,
We
God.
got-
That would be awesome.
Right, I
a little
forgot.
late.
My
Can
dad bought
we
me
go ahead
this
and pull
job.
that
Right.
frame closer
Yeah.
into the shot, actually?
There we go.
There you go. That's,
The reason I work at Achievement Hunter, everybody.
Isn't it nice to know that Ryan will continue to treat you shitty based on merit?
Yeah, it's based on merit.
that-
I appreciate it. I saw your comment on Reddit. And
What's the thing that you guys
He'll
get?
treat
Like,
you
what's the-
like
yeah,
shit,
what's the
just
big
like
thing that you
any
guys get
other
online?
white man in a suit.
What's
that?
the big thing that you guys get?
Yeah,
online?
what's the hate that you guys get?
Oh, God.
I
It's-
yell all the time, I guess. I don't know. It's like
No.
unfunny,
Used to, yeah.
unfunny asshole that just
Yeah.
yells and screams.
Basically,
and, it's like I don't know. I mean, like again, I can't really complain. I say that I don't really. But what's a white man get?
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
That's what I
F
find so
word,
interesting. You guys get-
homophobic slurs.
You
and
guys
this
get
and
you're
that.
annoying and loud,
Yeah.
and I get fucking derogatory, like racist slurs. Like, what the fuck, guys?
Yeah,
Treat me
the
like
thing
a
is,
white
stuff,
dude.
stuff that you
Cracker?
deal with stuff that has nothing
Cracker?
to do with your actual
Hello?
content or what you're doing,
Yeah.
right?
Whitey,
Yeah.
someone's called me once.
Really?
Yeah.
Honky.
But it's like,
I don't believe a word of that.
there was a CNN thing that my dad did. Oh, guys, I'm mentioning my dad. I got my job because of my father. There was a CNN thing that he did that was, cracker versus N-word, and it was 5 black dudes and like 1 white dude, and the 1 white dude was like, actually, I think they're pretty on par, and there's a screenshot somewhere of all the black people on the panel going,
I love, there was somebody that
was-
posted something about that. That was like, the conversation was over before it started because they only said one of the words in the title.
that's what exactly it was. It was the N-word and
Yeah.
cracker.
It's like,
And
you'll
you're
say cracker.
Done.
Right.
Done. And but I find, like, watching Roots again, it's a word that was designed to put us down, which is why I don't use it. I know, my mom and dad get friendly with friends. They, say what up.
So you're outing them right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
shit.
outing them. They know I don't like it. But I don't. That's why I don't like to listen to a lot of rap. The word hurts me because I know where it came from, and I know like people go, take back your word. It's just the word. But if it had a purpose, it had a purpose for a reason, and I appreciate it when it's in like Tom Sawyer because it's historical. There's a reason that it was written in Tom Sawyer, Huck Finn, blah blah blah. But when someone says it, it just kind of, it's like nails on a chalkboard to me.
Regardless of context.
Regardless of context. I don't care if a black person say it, a white person say it, a Mexican, Asian. I don't care. I don't like it. I don't like the word.
The thing that we get asked a lot, like, I'm thinking about going into this kind of thing. Like, do you have any advice? And the first thing I always say every time is, what the internet is going to do the first time they meet you, and if enough people get attention to you, is they're going to find everything that you hurt every insecurity you have, everything that will get to you personally, and they will just start mashing that button as fast and as often as they can.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless of what they really feel, and that's not an excuse for this kind of stuff that you're hearing, but that is what the internet is going to target, is where can I get to them?
Where can I do damage?
Where can I do damage? Where can I throw a punch that's gonna land?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, I mean, really, because it's like, I did that.
Yeah.
And then
Look what I did.
It's a sick sense of pride when people see that you've hurt an internet personality. I was on the phone with my mom like 2 days ago, fucking crying because of it. And the thing is, like, I talked to other girls here that work here, and they're like, Mika, I've been here for 5 years and I still cry. It's gonna happen. And especially dealing with like clinical depression, it sucks because sometimes like it gets past the meds defenses and you feel like shit, and it's like I don't want to use that as an excuse like, guys, I have bipolar depression, don't pick on me, but sometimes it gets a little bit worse because I wish I could just be fuck it, but it's the demons, like that sounds so dark. I'm so sorry, guys, I'm making this off topic dark.
Well,
but
you're
it's
also
true.
you're also in a really interesting like vertical or category, whatever you want to call it, with gaming, where there's like this knee-jerk reaction. I think we're finally like making progress on it, but it's like anytime a girl shows up, it's like the level of scrutiny that's applied to them is like the fake
God.
gamer girl thing. I just did a game time.
Do you know
today.
Nathan Drake's Insane? You're not a gamer.
Right. It's like, and I always think to myself, it's like, if I was a girl and I wanted to like get in a group of guys, would gaming be the thing that I'm like gonna fake? I mean, wouldn't it be something else? It's like
That's what kills me.
Yeah.
I walk outside wearing a Captain
And I
America
say that as a
shirt,
gamer
and it's like,
myself.
What's his birthday? July 4th. Who's his dad? What's Captain America?
Wait, is his birthday really July 4th?
Yeah.
I
Captain
didn't
America was
know
born on
that.
July 4th. But it's shit like that. It's like, I can't just, what if I was a casual comic book nerd? I just liked Captain America, Do I have to, if you're female, the scrutiny, like you said, that comes down on you for knowing your shit is just, why?
Yeah.
What the fuck is the point? And then my favorite thing is when like fake gamer guys exist and they're like, oh, I like Captain America, and then people ask, that no one pursues the questions. It's always girls are faking it to get guys. And it's like, why is everything about getting a guy or attention?
Yeah.
Why, or girls are bisexual to get attention?
I will say that browsing the Twitch streams, there are a lot of female streamers that are leveraging
Their boobs.
being female.
Oh no.
Those
That is also
bitches!
working
Let me
Here's
ask
the
you a question
thing.
though. Would you say when you see a guy talking, like if you saw Michael on there, and he's a huge fucking asshole and he's loud and obnoxious, hey Michael, and would you say that he's leveraging being a guy?
True.
For that?
Being a guy, no, he's leveraging being an asshole.
Okay.
Which is an equal, part of the thing, and it works for some people.
I get
it
what
works
you're
for
saying.
not other people.
Yeah.
Ryan,
I get what you're saying. 'Cause
But that doesn't come through in a thumbnail.
But
I
here's
think
the
that comes
thing.
through as like everyone is like, I think it's in our society now, everyone is like, they feel like they're like a dialogue box away from being famous, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a frustrating thing because then when they see somebody else becoming famous, they try to explain why that person is famous and they're not. It's like, and if I don't have great cleavage as a guy, which I have phenomenal cleavage, by the way, if I don't have great cleavage as a guy, I can't do that. I can't, it's not fair because I don't have that as something that I can use.
Can I weigh in as a female who
Yeah.
streams and is also a cosplayer? So the cosplay community has, a big uproar about the sexy cosplays, right? That's a big thing. I personally feel like fuck that because I'm not gonna generalize. Generalizing is bad. Lots of people will look at a girl and quiz you on if you know the content or not. So if you are a girl who streams and is just playing video games casually, fuck you. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just playing video games for attention. You don't like it. But when your boobs are out, no one's criticizing you. It's a defense mechanism in a lot of ways.
I also find it weird that they don't go after the audience.
No.
They go after the person,
They go
but
after
not the
person,
audience that's
not the
watching
audience
the
that's watching it,
content.
because
That supports
the
it.
boobs are deflecting the hatred.
And isn't that a democratic process having an audience now?
It's
Is that like
horrible.
it's like I got 20,000 people watching my Twitch
Yep.
stream. Clearly, this is something that's working.
Yep.
Well, here's
and,
the thing.
and once again, it's reinforcement that something is working. Your boobs aren't out. You have 2 followers. Your boobs are out. You have 20,000 followers. Something is working here, but then also it's fucking a catch-22 if that's the correct cliche, because then your boobs are out. Fuck you, you're a whore.
Yeah.
It's
It's
a
well-
lose-lose situation.
Well, here's the. So
But
the
if somebody
people that
plays
do
like
that.
Call of Duty versus playing Binding of
Yeah.
Isaac because they get more views playing Call of Duty, nobody fucking goes crazy on it
Yeah.
and says
Yeah.
like you're a fucking sellout because you're playing Call of Duty. It's
Yeah.
like, I want to watch Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Doing that sort of thing definitely gets the. It's a tactic that will draw people to look at your stream. I still feel like just putting your boobs out isn't going to do it. So you
no,
have to
no.
have content to
Sometimes
back it
it will.
up.
Yeah, the boobs bring the people in. The content keeps them there.
Yeah, you still have to deliver on something. So,
I'm
I
just,
mean,
I'm
as
just
an
saying, like,
advertisement,
for all of the internet, like, the best pair of boobs ever would probably be enough.
you think
Just
so?
saying.
If it was
And
just a stream
there's
of just
probably like 1 or 2 scenarios where it's just that perfect. I'm sorry.
There's
I've-
YouTube
Yeah,
streams
normally
that's literally
speaking,
just
sure.
subscriber counts. So subscriber
Yeah,
counts
yeah,
can
we were
bring
looking
in
at the other day.
subs. Boobs can bring in subs.
and there's, I mean, there are YouTube channels that are just girls eating.
Dude, if
things.
I saw
Yeah.
like the most impressive penis ever, I might subscribe to it.
Oh, I
think so?
said
Just because
if I
I'd be
saw
like,
like
I can't do that.
Yeah. If I saw like the perfect ass and their channel was just like ass YouTube.
would you need it in
I'd
action
subscribe.
though? Like, would it? You want it?
Yeah, what
Swinging,
can
or-
it do? You know, I'd
want
be
it, like,
curious
smash
to
and
know.
things.
He like opens chests with it, or?
Oh,
It
that
can
would
smash things. Yeah.
There you
I've
go,
seen
you got
boobs
On
smash
command.
things. There's no reason a dick can't.
smash.
Have you not seen boob smashing things?
There's this one.
I will show you
There's
boob
one
smashing.
woman
Please
in
show me
particular.
boobs smashing
She
things.
got,
destroys
tin
watermelons
cans.
with it.
Watermelon.
And tin
She can
cans, yes.
crack a watermelon in
right
half.
now.
Ryan, please show this
She
to me.
takes it and she
Bernie's
holds
working on it right
it
now.
and just like.
It was.
and breaks
This
things
made it on
open.
America's Got Talent.
See, that's impressive.
Yeah.
This is
If there was like a
impressive.
channel
She
of
toured with
that,
that, yeah.
that'd be enough.
But is there nip?
No.
No. It's like
I'm gonna
fully
be honest.
clothed.
This is art.
Yeah.
This is art.
There you go.
Okay.
Here, I'll show you this here.
This is
Here.
it's,
I'll
now
show
it's
you
a
sidebar
reaction
here.
video.
Yeah, now it's a.
I'll show a sidebar. There you go.
The Mika Burton boob smashing
Boob
reaction
smashing
video.
reaction video.
Oh my god!
Oh, they're
There it is.
powerful.
Those boobs are impressive.
She's on national television.
There's the
so-
reaction.
Yeah.
That's,
I appreciate an art
what?
like that.
I
that's a
think it's interesting.
superpower I don't think
That's
she
the way
discovered.
reaction
but till late
videos
in life.
actually though used to be, Michael. Is that reaction videos used to be people watching a video and the only thing that you saw was their reaction to it, like the 2 girls, 1 cup.
Right.
Oh
right,
my
right,
God.
right, yeah,
Because they couldn't show the video.
Non-flashbacks.
I've never seen 2 girls, 1 cup.
Good.
But I feel like based on people's reactions, I can construct exactly what happens in that video, and I've purposefully
Yeah, I bet you can.
never
Yeah,
you
seen
can.
it.
I bet you
And
can.
it's like it's like now reactions different, where it's like they show the video and they have the little window with them. Where it used to be the
Right.
video wasn't even part of it; it was a reaction.
The
video.
reaction
Yeah,
was more
yeah,
important
Yeah.
than the original.
So
well,
it's, like, it's weird how those things change over time. It's
I'm
a
pretty
big,
sure that's
big
coming
topic
back.
of debate right now because of what's going on with H3H3.
Oh
so.
my god.
and
oh.
content ID blowing up is going to be a thing where probably we go back to just, oh yeah, you go watch the video on your own. This is just the reverse.
You just you have to split screen it, like pull it up on your own, pull the video up and sync it up or something like
Sure.
that.
Yeah, and watch it yourself.
Yeah.
You know where you don't have to do that though?
Where's
With
that?
theater mode.
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
If you're a Rooster Teeth sponsor, just check out theater mode.
What a
every
slippin' plug.
Friday.
Oh, look at that.
You get to watch the whole movie with us.
Are
don't
you
even
guys
have
doing
to-
that weekly now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 8 weeks in a row, then 4 weeks off.
Okay. Wow. Because I
Jeez.
remember
So-
that I was in a bunch of meetings where that was the
It
case.
started
and I was
monthly.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, so
I still think you guys should watch
That's
Black
torture.
Rage.
So today,
guys.
Black Rage is apparently about like a
Oh, God.
It's
I
that's
just remembered what today is, though.
oh god.
today's fucking Thanksgiving 3.
3.
Yeah, it's
Jeez.
Well, they skipped 2.
They skipped 2 because
Okay.
the
Yeah.
plot of 3 is to like find the second movie,
Wow, that's
and
incredible.
it's fucking something.
So
well,
meta.
apparently
So that's
Black Rage is like, I think the tagline is, when a slave escapes, there's only one thing that he has, Black Rage. And it's like a slave taking, like,
It's a black
vengeance.
exploitation film?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty much
Is it
like
modern
Django,
or-
but older.
Oh, there you go.
It's like 80s. It's like an 80s horrible
oh boy,
horror
that won't be
movie.
racist at all.
No, that's why it would be incredible.
30-year-old movie
Yeah.
about slavery.
Well, that's the stuff that Quentin Tarantino is very inspired by when he makes stuff like Django.
I
you know?
see. That's
It's a
the
remake
thing.
itself.
I loved seeing Django the day it came out with white people in the audience.
See, it's funny because
Oh,
I had
man.
the exact opposite experience. I saw Django in a theater filled with only black people because I was
violence.
And was
I was-
everybody like, yeah?
Well, yeah,
Fuck 'em!
they were because I was back in New
much.
Jersey and I was in Plainfield,
Mm-hmm.
and wherever the fuck it is in Die Hard that John McClane is from, I can't remember off the top of my head. That's where I was.
Really?
Oh, God.
Because the fucking trailer for Die Hard 5 played before Django. And his fucking line is something like I can't remember what the fuck he says, but he says something like I'm the fucking 007 from South Plainfield or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and the people in the fucking theater lost their shit. Like they started like setting it on fire when he said it.
It's like when the band says like "Hello Detroit" or something like that.
Right,
It's like
right,
everyone-
right.
They hear the name of their place.
So
they go fucking crazy.
it was me,
Yeah.
my best man, and Lindsay in the theaters.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, she's from Dallas, I was like, so this is gonna be an experience. This is a black movie theater, and this is a black movie.
Yeah, it
so
Yep.
settle in. And it was,
It's
yeah.
revenge porn.
That's
It
why
was,
I loved.
People were excited for Django.
God, yeah. That's seeing. I went to the premiere of 12 Years a Slave in LA, and I loved and hated coming out of that because I shit you not, white people did not look me in the eyes.
Really?
After 12 Years a Slave, and it was the premiere, so it was like you know, a bunch of the black celebrities, you know, Black Hollywood, we were all there. And we went to the bathroom, and I tried to say, "Oh, did you like the movie?" to like this white woman, and she went,
Oh my God.
Your problem was you didn't have a couple drinks first.
"Yeah, it was." and then my parents went
Then
to
you
go
would've
see.
been best friends.
Then you would've
They
been
saw
best
Roots.
She had drinks.
Yeah, they did.
The other one.
Which
didn't.
Roots was like your dad's first huge.
He
like,
got picked out of
breakthrough role.
college
Really?
to do it.
Was
yeah.
it literally his first role
It
ever?
was his sophomore year of college at USC. They
We'll get back to it.
Yeah, they just fucking couldn't find anyone else, and so they opened casting call at USC Drama School, and he went and auditioned, and they.
Did he get the part?
Yeah. No, he didn't. He never did.
Spoiler.
Spoilers. So it was
Could have
like,
been. What could have been?
It was
Yeah.
this weird thing where they, you know, they didn't want to bring this fresh off the press like kid, but they did a few screen tests for him, and they were like, you know what? Okay, fuck it. You got Roots, and then that all happened.
Yeah, it was huge.
And then he did that Star Trek thing that you don't watch.
I don't watch it. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm
fucking blasphemy. By
Listen,
the way.
I like Star
Shame on
Wars,
you.
not Star Trek.
I fucking said to her, we did a worm stream, Mika, Gavin, and myself, and at one point, I named my team the Burtons, so I had Uncle Data as one of my worms, and he died, and I was like, oh, he died, just like in Nemesis, and Mika goes, no, he was in the Next Generation though, and I was like, don't
Stop it.
just forget about it. It's the
Listen,
movies. Don't
see,
worry about
so
it.
it's weird. It's like, who was I talking to? You. I
It
was
was
talking
me.
to
We-
you.
and we had the
this
same thing
conversation.
happen on the stream.
So you don't watch Ruby because it's your coworkers and your friends being in Ruby.
Well-
I don't watch Star Trek because it's my
And 'cause
Uncle
he probably-
Patrick.
Which was a
and-
follow up to me making a reference to Star Trek and it just going. Whew.
because I don't know. It's weird. It's like Uncle Patrick, Dad, Aunt Marina, Uncle Brent, all doing weird things in like 80s hair. And so to me, I laugh at it.
Killing us.
I'm sorry, but to me, it's funny.
I'm just
I'm
like
doing weird
slowly
things with 80s hair.
crumbling into dust.
But that's why it's so funny. It's like, and then also
At
whenever
the end of an Indiana Jones movie.
it's like that's why
Drank out of the wrong
right.
cup.
That's why I love whenever I meet new people and like 5 months later they're like, why didn't you tell me your dad was LeVar Burton? I'm like, it's not a point of interest. They're like, so when you said Uncle Patrick, you meant Patrick Stewart. I'm like, well, that's not my opening line. Hi, I'm Mika Burton, LeVar Burton's daughter. It's nice to meet you. That's
I would
such
just
a-
wear the
that's
fucking
such a-
visor everywhere I
Yeah.
But
went.
that's such a dickhead thing to do. I've
Yeah,
known
do it.
so many kids that are like, their opening
Go with your
line
strength.
is,
Yeah.
this is who my family is. And I'm like, I want you to like me for me, not me for like my dad. Because literally, if you come over to my house, my dad is in pajama pants, doing a bad Scottish accent, like eating
Out in the
cereal.
McGinn.
You know,
Yeah.
like he's a dad first and LeVar Burton second, which is what I love about him. And
You
it's
have
like,
you
I
have an
don't know.
experience that is so unique. It's like when the way that you're raised and like going to the set and all that stuff. It's like nobody else has that experience. It's like it's a unique thing. It's like
Yeah.
so it's like you're going through the same process of building a career the way other people are too. But you have like this part of your thing that honestly is like not relatable to a lot of people.
It's
Honestly,
true, which is why I don't like to talk about it a
Yeah.
lot because it sounds like, oh, you fucking cunt. You're like, oh, you're
Damn.
you're
Calm
so
down.
fucking
Hard
spoiled.
C.
Oh, you spoiled little bitch.
Christ.
And it's like,
I mean, I said it, but I didn't mean it. Jesus
I
Christ.
apologize
I
for it.
apologize, but I don't know. It's like, yeah, okay. When I was a kid, I knew before I could speak the red light meant quiet because my mom brought me to sets a
Except
lot.
here. Because
Except
Fuck, I wish my kids. Yeah.
It's
Like-
weird. It's like 'cause my
Fucking
mom's
Gus
like-
was yelling at Yvonne during D&D because she was so goddamn loud. He
Wow.
said, if you're gonna be that loud, come on the goddamn set and roll a character.
Where was she?
She was over
Over
there.
there.
She was behind the set screaming
That's so
like for
funny.
15 minutes during the
Her
D&D
voice
thing.
carries it.
Gus was like, Yvonne, shut up! In the middle of D&D.
The animation department has a big chip on their shoulder too. I feel like when that red light goes on, the animation department goes, "We work hard too, motherfuckers!" You know, it's because they don't,
so
they don't ever
funny.
get the red light.
I
you
gotta
know?
admit,
Yeah.
that was one of the times early on that I got annoyed at Rooster Teeth was, well, not at Rooster Teeth as a company, but when we
Go,
had the
air your
billion view
grievances.
video was in RV during the shoot.
Oh, yeah, it was in the studio on the
recording
green
of
screen.
RVB10, yeah. Well, and the green screen and all that stuff was in the middle of our mocap
Yep.
stage is where it got
Yeah.
shot.
Jesus.
And we were like dying trying to get through RVB10. It's like, you guys shut up, stop working so
right.
loud while we're doing this video.
Stop
Like,
clicking.
Brian, you're fucking
Comes out tomorrow.
sweating,
Yeah.
man.
Well, you know.
Fucking spit
That's
sweat.
what it is.
Jeez.
You know, red light means quiet.
Christ.
That's I don't know, but like you said, Bernie, it's a
good?
weird experience. I don't find it any different than other people. Like I don't like to make it like, oh, I was in sets when I was a kid. I'm so fucking cool. It's just it was some people.
That's a different take on the internet voice than I've heard.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
what
that's
voice.
my
I
internet
love
voice.
everybody's internet.
That's my
Everyone's got their
internet
own.
voice.
God, I don't know.
Well, that was my pretentious asshole.
I have to have
voice.
something to read. It just doesn't,
Yeah.
It has to be motivated.
I
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, it has to be organic.
I got a few different ones.
But it's true. It's like I feel like everybody's life experiences make them who they are. But if you don't be a cunt about it, then you just exist.
I like to be a
You
cunt
know?
about my life experiences.
Bernie, what are your cuntish life
full on.
experiences?
Oh, I have the dumbest shit. The shit that I get hate for is really weird. Like when we do something like the $1 Million But card game campaign has gone really well.
Oh,
This
how
is an
fucking
example.
dare you be successful?
It's a weird thing. No, it's a weird thing. Is like it's really cool because we'd never done a card game before, and we did this thing, and it's taken off.
Yeah.
But there's always that segment of like, well, of course it did well because you're like, you guys have a big audience and you've done this thing, so of course your thing's gonna work well. It's like, yeah, I guess it's a good thing that I inherited my family's internet video company. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
there was still something I started.
Piece
in my,
of shit.
It's
Yeah.
still something I started in my bedroom. So, but once again, it's completely unrelatable to most people, and I recognize that too. It's like I still like struggle with stuff, and I still, when I do something new, it could fall flat on its fucking face. Like,
Oh,
you could have
yeah.
put up the crowdfunding campaign, it could have made $10.
But I find it so heinous that it has to be relatable for you not to be an asshole. Like, I don't know, like going to Australia for RTX Australia, that's awesome. That's like a cool thing.
Totally agree.
But people will be like, fuck you because you get to go to Australia because you work for this company that you worked hard to get your job in.
That
Fuck
is
you.
that is the one
And it's
step
like,
away. That's the good
what?
thing and the bad thing I think about media today is that people are one step away from it. That's about it.
That's what it is.
So,
Yeah.
I'm
It's
just super happy that we got day 5 going because
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's so
we got a trailer
awesome.
out for it. We've been talking about it for 4 years, and I was like, you can talk about like how close we are with the audience. Like everything's one step away. It's like I was just watching from PAX East. I was talking about earlier the conventions that we did back then.
Yeah.
And PAX East 2012 was like the first time we mentioned it. It's so weird to hear the YouTube video and hear the questions that people ask about the company back then. It's like
Right.
it's totally different. Like everyone was like. Every 4 out of 5 questions were about red versus blue. It's like if we went to a
Right.
convention today, it wouldn't be that at all.
That's
you know?
what it's. I want to find. It's back in my home in LA. I want to find the shirt. I went to the Comic-Con in like 2007, 6 or something. I have you and Gus's signature on a. It's not pink, or it's not pink. It's lightish red shirt, like old school. It had like a red band around it. It was like super old shirt, and I find it funny that back in the day, that's all I knew about Rooster Teeth was RVB.
We couldn't
Like,
even
as
get a
kid-
panel at Comic-Con back
Yeah,
then.
no, it was
Yeah.
old school.
We were denied every year for a panel, and then
And now it's like people ask you for panels.
our strategy was we would like have our 10x10 booth, and we would like choke the hallways with people, like with the line waiting to see us, so they would move us to a better booth because we were like, in the corner of Comic-Con. So
Jesus.
Annoy your way to the top.
that's the way to do it,
That's
man.
the way the Rooster Teeth does it. Annoy the way
Kill their
to
traffic flow, then they notice you.
Are you doing a panel this year?
I
know
don't go to
that's
Comic-Con
classified.
anymore. I don't go to
Are we
Comic-Con.
setting a new
Ryan?
record?
What? Oh yeah, new record actually, longest
Yeah.
episode.
Wow,
Oh,
240?
shit. Just kidding.
Hey, so let's show that theater mode trailer.
Let's do it.
Right? It's a new episode today. There's a trailer or a promo or something.
I want to acknowledge
I just want
killing.
to say, like, when you show this, this has nothing to do with black lives or white lives.
No.
It's just about turkeys.
The turkey
and
is an
puppets.
equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity.
And
Murdering turkey.
it's actually not that equal. It's mostly puppets and less
Okay.
humans. And
Wait, what?
it's fucking terrible.
Yes.
The movie, as far as like equal
it all
opportunity.
puppets?
Did you not see it?
Well, no.
It's not great, man.
Michael looks like a broken
It's
man.
this movie's something else. So if you want to
they gonna play
roll
it,
whatever
or
the
what?
fuck it is that we have, roll.
Feel
that.
free whenever you guys want to.
Yeah, they got it.
Just fucking kill someone! That's the only thing people liked about the first one!
So I have a job where I genuinely enjoy going to work every day.
Yeah.
Today was a day. As I said, I woke up before. I laid in bed, and every hour it got closer to this moment. I dread it.
My day was great before this. It was just great.
Yeah.
And then
She called it a boomerang.
you hit me with it. You hit me with it real hard.
I don't.
You and Jack yawned at the exact same time.
Like the clothes, man.
Oh,
I'm in pain just
No,
watching that.
That's like the whole fucking movie.
it's
It's
bad wigs and puppets.
Brutal.
How do you guys do it? How do you
Oh,
like?
that one. Whew.
I remember you guys
It's so
coming off
tough.
that one going like that. That was the worst.
It was. I don't remember most of it. I started. We have some drinking games in theater mode. I just started drinking in that one.
You
Just
didn't
started
wait for the yeah.
Numb the pain right
Well, because
off
there's
the bat.
nothing.
Yeah.
There's like nothing. There's no nudity. I mean, maybe. I
nudity.
mean, well, that's like our drinking games. It's like,
No, I get
there's
you.
like a
Butts
net,
and then,
you
yeah.
drink. There's a butt drink.
Should we address the fact that
for the
there's
most of that part, for the most of the film, there's none of it. So I just started drinking because I just couldn't live with it.
You set the bar
Jeez.
so high because isn't like the first shot of the first movie, Boobs?
Yeah,
of Thanksgiving. Yeah, it's a woman
Yeah.
running topless through the woods.
So
Wow.
that
Were
movie,
they good?
I
Great to nipple.
I would
Right.
kill.
I didn't see that one,
I'd
but I
kill
saw
to
part
see
of
that
it.
movie again. Thanksgiving. I would gladly watch it again.
You
over
would
that
kill
movie.
the makers of Thanksgiving 3 to watch Thanksgiving.
Probably
again.
the same people, but yeah, because I'm pretty sure Thanksgiving
would've
3
deserved
was like a
it, so.
crowdfunded thing, so its budget was like 500 times more than the first one, and then they just were like, let's just buy puppets.
And they spin it on puppets.
all puppets, just
Oh,
all of it.
God.
You know, I gotta say, it's like I don't want to reveal too much about our business behind the scenes, but
go
the
ahead.
movies that are available for us to license at our budget that can be shown on a global scale is
Amazing.
for streaming.
They're phenomenal.
They're
so
not
good.
exactly. You know, you're not pulling a Citizen Kane.
They're so good, guys. You can't believe how good they are because
Theater
they're
mode
so
wouldn't be
good.
without
It's
bad
great.
Movies.
This
Well,
guy-
there's
this-
bad and then
yeah,
there's
this is
that.
good, there's bad,
There's
this is
bad and then
bad.
there's something else.
You're basically trying to get the guys who set out to make the next Sharknado and then missed wildly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
Missed.
Sharknado. I would kill for Sharknado.
Yeah.
Trying to recapture that lightning in a bottle.
Best thing ever. You get Tara Reid in the movie? You
Oh
kidding
my
me?
God.
Be incredible.
Gold. Movie
Be incredible.
gold.
Well,
Listen, Tara Reid, even with everything that's gone on, would you? I mean, still, like,
I'm married.
you
Bernie.
date her? No, I'm saying that you're single.
Uh,
Mika, would you?
I don't know, dude.
Come
she's,
on,
she's
no.
pretty.
You're insane.
She's pretty fucked up now.
I don't care.
Like they kind of like cut her up and
I don't care.
reassembled her in a Frankenstein-like manner.
Like, I think if somebody had, like, had the foresight when Britney Spears is in the fucking barbershop and she's shaving off her hair by
Right,
herself,
right, yeah.
that was... Dude, have we ever seen a lower moment for a person, like, at
It was
that
pretty low.
moment?
It was
Didn't
pretty low.
Amanda Bynes do something similar?
Yeah, but Amanda
Yeah,
Bynes
she
was
was
never as
like
big as
a-
Britney Spears.
That's
She
true.
also has, like,
True.
actual, like...
If you
well,
want-
not that Britney Spears doesn't, but she had, like, she deals with, like, a mental
Right.
disorder.
Okay.
But I mean, if you want to talk about like person at the top going down,
Yeah.
Amanda Bynes had never reached the pinnacle of Britney Spears.
Britney Spears seemed like a meltdown of, like stress-induced...
I mean, you're
meltdown.
talking. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like somebody getting like, I'm gonna step in here. It's like I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna get her like,
I'm gonna
you
give you a
know,
hug.
I'm gonna
We're
help
gonna
her
give you a
recover. It's like she's back
Oh, yeah.
completely. She made a full recovery in my.
I went
She
to go
plays
see one of her
Vegas.
concerts after she snapped.
Dude, I would have
was
saw her
great.
in
She,
Vegas.
she
and
never got
wasn't
back to
playing
like,
when I was there.
2001 VGAs.
No,
she
no,
never
no,
got
no,
back to
no.
that.
But she did like a
who
circus
does?
tour
Who
like when I
does?
was in middle school, and it was pretty damn good. I liked it.
It's so funny how that 2001 VGAs thing, like Tyler Oakley on The Amazing Race would talk about that from time to time.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's like that is like the pinnacle of like human beauty is how Britney Spears looked during that performance. Fucking amazing. Anyway, sorry, I
Man.
didn't mean to distract from
No,
theater mode.
that's, I didn't
Theater mode is like
nothing. That's
Britney's,
it.
theater mode's like Britney Spears in the barbershop with the
Yeah,
flippers in her hand.
that's
not a
kind of
good thing, Bernie.
kind of what
It's
it's
not a
like.
good thing.
It's
What I'm
like
saying is-
it's like theater mode is like you're in the barbershop watching
Right.
her
Yeah.
get her head shaved. We're going, no, stop, no, but you can't do anything about
No.
it. You're
But
kind of like Bran Stark.
But it only
just
works
stuck
if
there.
she does it seriously from a place of serious intent, not if she's doing it ironically, if we're drawing out the metaphor there. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of those movies that are
I
like,
believe that you
look,
guys,
we're bad. And like,
I
that doesn't
believe
work.
that you guys though are seriously tortured by those movies.
Oh yes, no, we picked the ones that are legitimately trying to have a message. And
Ryan, you're the Britney in this
How long has
metaphor.
this gone over? Because I've had to pee for like.
I mean, there's no
45
such thing
minutes.
as
you could just
over.
leave.
All right, I'm
Yeah.
It's not over till it's over.
So that'll be this week's episode.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
You know, we talked about a lot of issues here.
So now that Mika's
Guys,
gone,
when-
can we talk about black people?
Did you know? did you know?
out of the finger.
Did you know she was black?
No clue.
Dude, I'll be honest. Right over my head. I was like, what is she talking about?
Just totally missed it
And
this
she
entire
was
time.
like,
She's also a girl.
yeah, dude. She mentioned breasts, and I was like,
I want to know like what's the thing that Ryan has with this Diet Coke?
This is
he
a different
fucking
one.
destroyed it.
He's
Look at
totally
it.
like torn it apart.
So it's just, I have to
Check that,
you know,
you son of a
something to-
bitch.
I did it pretty quietly too until that.
Well, kind of quietly.
part. Yeah, but, you know,
Hey, this was great. Hey, thanks for being on, Bernie.
Yeah, I'm
You had a
so
lot to
happy.
say this time.
I'm so happy.
Usually
they
you're
had
like,
it
you
off
come, you
topic.
give me, you didn't pay me anything this time, but you were on the show at
he
least.
paid you in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
If you
I
wanna-
usually don't come in and roll dice for fucking 30
wanna,
minutes. But
you don't. You're a lot smoother than
With
that.
Trevor.
If you wanna, you know, tip the host,
I don't have my
be like,
wallet.
oh, well.
I literally don't have my wallet. I checked earlier to see. Here,
Great.
You can have my dopey car fob.
Oh yeah.
He's giving you his
dumbest thing
car.
ever.
Oh yeah.
So stupid. So dumb.
Tune in next week, where I'll drive on into your homes, 12 p.m. Central. Somebody else will be there. I don't know. It'll be some other people with me. Whoever shows up. I think we have employees.
It's sounding
next
less
week.
like a podcast and more like a home invasion.
You know.
Hey, you want to
Fucking
go back
solid
and
Foley
find
work
it?
there.
Now get this out of my fucking face.
What the fuck is happening?
Out of my wing! You ready for some cake, Niblet?
There's no thanks. There's no killing.
Oh,
I haven't seen any 3 yet.
try it. Your grandmother made it and she's half dead, so she worked real
I got
hard.
nothing to say here.
Sorry, dear.
It's a
Just try
it's
it.
a real it'll tie your tongue up.
Does anyone get raped by a turkey?
Nibbler. All right, since you
Maybe.
So
fine, I'll take it.
Okay. So you might.
so
Okay,
there's a
but-
scene
Frosting, Mom.
that is not a raping, but it is
Oh!
maybe more oh yeah, that happened too.
Is that-
It may be more disturbing. Now, granted, I'll be full disclosure. About 30 minutes into this, I had to start bouncing around.
You
Yeah.
two are gonna
I
clean up
said
that
I was
mess,
skipping
you
chunks.
So now we're not though
Nibble, what's that
gonna
stupid
bounce
toy you
around.
got there
No.
anyway?
We're just gonna sit through this.
Well, remember the
This is immediately. This is very reminiscent to me of the Star Wars Christmas special,
Yeah.
except they speak English. I mean, who doesn't love watching Wookiees talk for 15 minutes with no subtitles? But I think I would take another language with no subtitles here.
Mm-hmm.